anymore. I've heard it. It's not even the right part of the song. How are we feeling, everybody? Today, super serious stream, guys. Super serious topic. Let me get the mic already here. All right, we have super serious. I'm responding to now recording. Okay, I know. I was super fucked up. They actually called me out, guys. It's over. Crack a cold one. Actually, I don't know if it's gonna fucking explode. Hold on. Okay, never mind. I banged it up. I dropped it. So no, but we need to respond to now recording. Okay, those pieces of shit. See what they said about me right here.
Next,
we got ASS Sailor.
Oh,
ASST, Mitch. Okay. I am no ass sailor.
Yeah.
What? See? Oh, this is super fucked up, guys. So, we're taking an autism test. We're disproving the allegations by taking an autism test, okay? Let's get right into it. My child finds it difficult to be in someone else's shoes. Disagree. I'm the most empathetic person I know. We gotta speedrun this because I do not want to be doing this more than like 10 minutes. After coming back from the social gathering, my child is easily able to recall. Yeah, dude, what? I'm not retarded. My child gets excited about marriages, birthday parties, and often has lots of fun. I love birthday parties, bro. When I try and read my child a story, she can visualize what the characters may look like. No, actually, I have a very hard time visualizing things. Dude, Matt Pitt, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm very glad you pointed that out before I actually got into covering real drama. Okay, thank you, though. Thank you. I am showing it on screen. I'm showing me. I'm the most important part of the stream, okay? My child can't understand if his or her friends' immediate family members are bored or annoyed with a particular activity. Fuck. Okay, I'm now realizing this might have been for children, but disagree. I don't do that. My child doesn't notice minor changes in a person's appearance. Kinda agree. Like, no, disagree. I can notice pretty well. We'll put it neutral because it's like I can recognize like a new haircut or something, but aside from that, probably not. My child spends more time with people close to him than her than with gadgets or objects. I don't spend any. What? My child is sensitive and understanding, understands her actions. What? Yeah, sure. I'm very empathetic. I'm the most empathetic person I know, actually. Others ignore. Actually, true. Guys, that's true. That is real. I do. Like, sometimes I'll hear shit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Maybe that's just schizophrenia. Certain objects. Yeah, bro, obviously. My favorite object right there. I sleep. Okay, no. When caught up doing something wrong in a different situation, my child makes up stories to get off the hook. I don't do that, no. My child may be adamant about particularly wants to throw tantrum if I try and stop her. True? No, I'm just kidding. Why did I put... Okay. My child would most probably love to spend the weekend at home compared to at the beach. I mean, it depends. Am I going to... I don't want to go to the beach, museum, or cinema like alone, right? But if I'm doing it with friends, then yeah, I'd want to go. I'll disagree. My child spends significant amounts of time studying a particular topic. I mean, for school, yeah, but everything else, no. My child is more interested in seeing patterns and things rather than the thing itself. I love seeing patterns. No, I don't actually. Only when it comes to Jewish people. Moving on, my child enjoys meeting new people from different culture and social backgrounds. Actually true. When I was in high school, literally all my friends, like, I was friends with, like, all the Asian kids in high school. So, yeah. When disturbed in the middle of something he or she likes to do, my child finds it easy to get back to whatever he/she was doing. Kinda no. It's fucking annoying. My child prefers to engage in solitary play or play repetitive play patterns. No. My child has strange habits not seen in most children. Actually, if I'm thinking about it now, as a kid, oh my god, as a kid, I really like to walk around. Is that considered a strange habit? I just like to walk. Like I just like walk around my house. I like that. Oh, I'll go agree. Whilst talking on my phone, my child is often aware when it is his or her turn to speak. No, I'm not fucking retarded. My child feels very strongly about the things she wants to do. No, I'm usually down for most things. While talking on my... Oh, fuck, I already did that one. My child finds it easy to have casual conversations with others. Yeah, I do. Maybe this is because I'm an adult, though, right? Like, I'm not like a child anymore. I remember as a kid, I was low-key nonverbal as fuck. What's up, Purple Paw Prince? Like, when I was a kid, I remember my mom had, like, a friend she would take with her every day to, like, pick me up from, like, preschool and shit. And I remember just being... I don't know why, but I was, like, really scared of that lady. Like, I would not talk to her. Like, I don't think for the first 3 months this lady would ride in the car with us every day. I talked to her one time. I would just sit back there so silent. But actually, no, that's just because I'm a Sigma. That's why. Compared to other children of a similar age, my child is usually spot on with dates. And, dude, I hate dates. I cannot do dates, unfortunate. When a social situation, my child is relatively easygoing. True. I can get, like, freaked out. Like, it's, I don't know. Maybe I am autistic, guys. What's up, Leia something? See, dude, we're... literally beating the allegations right now. Holy fuck. Why are there so many... Okay. 87. That's a reference to the fucking... the Freddy Fazbear guy in his chat, right? That's what that is? I was... That shit low-key funny as fuck. My child enjoys attention and social interactions. I do. I'm a very social person. As a kid, though, I wasn't. So should I... Am I taking this based off if I was a kid or like right now? I'll do it right now. Maybe I outgrew my autism. My child enjoys chit chat with family members and friends. No. Talking with my family is I like my family, but it's like holy, it fucks with me sometimes. You know, my child has many friends. I have a good like small circle. I'd say I have like 4 really good friends and like some outer friends. My child maintains eye contact with talking to others. I really do try and maintain eye contact. That's something I work on a lot. My child loves to collect trivia and information about small things. I mean, commentary is the only thing I like to do. Dude, motherfucker, Echo, I'm not done with the test yet, you piece of shit. You can't say that. Love to collect trivia and information about small things. Commentary, that's the only thing. Like, I'm not into like trains or anything like that, though, okay? I'm not Sonic. My child enjoys doing stuff with others rather than being by him or herself. I do enjoy being with others. My child talks, pauses to listen to what other friends have to say. Yeah, I really talking over people is one of my biggest pet peeves, so I really try to like not do that because it pisses me off so much. My child has a strong eye for detail. Things that usually go unnoticed by other people often catch his or her attention. No, I fucking suck at details. My child often struggles to keep a conversation going among peers in his or her age group. No. I'm an adult, though. Do I do this when I was, like, in... I don't know. I don't know. I remember in, like, 2nd grade, I just had, like... I literally had, like, one friend, and it was this kid. Like, we both just, like, loved Skylanders, and that's all we ever talked about was Skylanders. Then I moved away, and I never saw that kid again, but... First, use the same approach every time. Actually, I do. I like having a routine. That really helps me a lot. Do not clip this. I will DMCA any clips of this stream. My child gets attached to minute pieces of information. No, I fucking suck with details, like I said earlier. My child understands we, as parents, expect from her. Growing up, I understood what my parents expected of me most of the time. When I read stories to my child, well, holy fuck, when I read my child a story, he usually finds it easy to grasp what the intention of the characters might be or what they're up to. I mean, I can't speak for when I was a kid, but yeah, now that's pretty easy. My child arranges objects for particular patterns. Actually, I think I did used to do this. Uh-oh. Put it there. My child prefers to be at home rather than outdoors. Kind of true. I don't like going to like forests, but I'd rather I've always been good at following patterns. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. What? No, bro. Wrong tab. Yeah. My child often gets overly involved with something at hand to the point where he/she shows literally no interest in change to their surroundings. I'll just keep on neutral because like sometimes I can get really into something and I'll be like completely unaware, but like not usually. Like that's a very rare occurrence. By looking at someone's face, my child is often unaware whether they are a person is happy or annoyed. Disagree. I'm an empath, some would say. My child is usually the last one to understand a joke. Never. I'm always on top of it. My child prefers to spend his or her free time alone. Disagree. I need some alone time, but like I prefer most of the time to be like out with friends. Like I would never like go to a restaurant alone, bro. Like that's just not something I do. My child usually gets upset when there are changes in the routine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I like a routine. It's helpful. Like I just doing things like the same is yeah. My child often understands the boundaries between being rude and being polite. Yeah, I'm not retarded. My child focuses on specific parts of an object rather than the whole. I don't fucking know. I guess disagree? I don't even know what they mean by that. I'll keep it neutral. No, disagree. Alright. What? What is this? Wait, I wasn't ready for this. I don't know what this means. Oh my god. Now I gotta read all this. This is just a bit. Okay, so I guess this is attention to detail. I have pretty good attention to detail. What is this? Children with autism may experience challenges in developing social skills. Is there like, bro? Come on. What? It went away. No. Come back. Okay. The autism threshold. Total child autism. Total child autism, 35%. Significant. Where does it say that? You piece of shit. Where does it say that? Oh no! Dude, this is fucked up. Bro. No. 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 What is it? It's so Jover. It's so Jover, bro. No. I thought that like this meant I wasn't autistic. Oh, I guess no. Okay. Fuck. Okay. How do I? All right, we got to show this on Twitter. This is gonna. Whatever. Okay, please. I'm just gonna put this shit. There we go. At least you're not a Smaggle level. What's I want to see Smaggle Daggle take this test, okay? Look at the bright side. Thank you. Thank you, Shadow Humor. Thank you. Share on TikTok, bro. This is crazy. Children with autism may experience challenges developing social skills. I'm not this, okay? I'm only 14% in this one. What is this? Children with autism struggle with social aspects of communication. How am I that? Bro, I'm very good at talking to people, bro. What the fuck? Needs a teacher assistant sailor? I didn't. I guess I do, bro. Fuck. I didn't beat the allegations like I thought I would. I think Matt Pitt actually rigged this. It's actually not true. It's actually... he's actually behind all this. Take the IQ test to see if you're the good or bad autism. Okay, look here. This was a joke. I will never take an IQ test on stream, okay? Simply because I think I actually have the picture downloaded on my computer. Hold on. Do not look at my file. Okay, it's open over here. Let me show you why I will never take an IQ test on stream. This is why. I cannot have an image out there. If total commentary autism, yes. If there was an image out there of me like this, I would actually end my whole shit, bro. This is diabolical. Like I would Ronnie McNutt my whole shit right then and there. Total child autism? Wow. Okay. Can we get a picture like this? Can we just... should that be the thumbnail? Anime profile picture is a red flag for sure. Consider changing it. Dude. You had one for a while too, Shadow Humor. What do you mean? You have like 3 of them, don't you? Alright, buddy. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. Hey, Spooky. It's over. Okay. We're gonna do real drama now, guys. Okay, the autism test is over. This never happened. I'm cutting this. I'm privating the stream. Okay. If you upload clips, I'm DMCAing you, motherfucker. No, I'm kidding.
I think that.
Okay. This is what I actually want to talk about today. I should probably change the stream title. Autism highly likely. Shut up, dude. Shut up. Dude. I do not know what you're talking about, buddy. All right. Okay. This is what I actually wanted to talk about. Time to put that autism to good use. All right. What we're talking about is MS Breezy, okay? I don't know if you guys remember. I covered it, I think like a week ago at this point. MS Breezy basically released a video shitting on Papa Meat, who fired her, right? She fucking sucks. She was a bad employee, and she got super ass mad that Meat Canyon, or Papa Meat, that's his second channel where he does like daily slop commentary type stuff. He got fired, right? And she was not happy about it. She basically went live, tried to claim that he like fed her hush money when it was really just like a severance package. It was a very weird video. My full coverage of it is right here. If you want to go, oh, okay. All right. Is right here if you want to go watch it. But yeah, that's basically what happened. And I did a stream covering it. Papa Gut did a stream covering it. And so did Turkey Tom on his second channel. He did a stream covering it. And basically what all this led up to was MS Breezy responding to both Turkey Tom and oh my god, Turkey Tom and Papa Gut. I don't even know if she really got to Papa Gut at any point in the stream. But we're gonna watch this stream and see what she had to say in rebuttal. We're gonna watch the entire thing, all 3 hours, in rebuttal to Turkey Tom and Papa Gut. But I don't, Papa Gut was in the thumbnail, but I'm not actually sure if he ever appeared in the stream.
What does it mean?
So yes, he's right there, psycho. All right.
Is absolutely turned a corner as far as
I don't know why I started it right there, but we're gonna speed
if
it up.
anybody
too,
hops
'cause
in
this is
late,
boring.
feel free to no, even if it is mindless blabber, I want to give them the respect of watching it because they felt compelled to make a response video, so it must have been important.
Damn.
If anyone joins and and is curious about the situation, mods, other viewers, if you could just respond in the chat, kind of telling them what this is about, it would do me a huge favor. But I can summarize every so often. However, I do want to leave this up as a VOD on the channel for people to access later. Also, sorry if I go silent for a second. I have a little bit of acid reflux because
She
I
is
was
insane.
up on the mountain all day. That doesn't matter. All right, so this is the first video. He basically went through my entire stream about the Papa Meat editing gig and where I complained. And I want to see what he has because my response is mostly to like all the comments I was getting. Right. I didn't actually watch this because I was kind of at the moment I was scared. I was like, oh shit, what did I do? So like I said, I stand by it. And as of all those,
Live raw reaction on stream. Let's go.
you know, hate comments, etc., I stood by what I said. But we're gonna watch this all the way through. I want you guys here for this too. Feel free to criticize me, say whatever you need to me.
Criticism.
I just want us to get through this. Okay.
Okay. So apparently, this person who used to work for Meat Canyon, I guess, just got.
Oh yeah,
fired.
this fucking alert also. I don't know if it's last time I watched this girl. This alert played like every 2 fucking seconds, and it's so goddamn annoying. Holy fuck! And it's gonna be even worse because we're watching Turkey Tom react to her, and she's reacting. So we're gonna hear double the amount of this fucking annoying ass sound. I hate this fucking sound. That's the TLDR.
Her experience working for Meat Canyon. So we're gonna take a look at this and see if her complaints are valid or if she's just experiencing some sour grapes. I usually get a bad impression from people who immediately talk about situations right after they happen, especially when it's like employment. I usually get kind of a bad feeling. Looks like she's got a big channel though. She's like a brony channel. 1 million subs. I'm seeing
Brony.
a lot of ponies.
Don't so. Don't.
I want to specify that the pony, like, yes, like, you know, Robin and I, like, being, as you might know him, Zycron, as you might know him, we were into the show and whatnot in the past. However, the mascots of the channel, you know, Bree and Bing, were kind of ironic. We did a chess video back in the day where we used them as like a haha funny gag, but people loved.
She's an ironic brony. Okay, it's ironic, guys. Do not call her a brony.
And I noticed the more
It's
I incorporated the
ironic.
horses, the more views I got. And
Because you're making brony content. What do you mean? The more horses I use, the more brony content I got. Dude, you're making content for bronies. Come on now.
for context, in the past, yes, YouTube was my job, so views were a big deal. So I just kept using Breezy, and I had no problem with that. As far as the whole like being fumed about being fired from Meat Canyon, these are decisions that affect your livelihood.
Oh my
And
god.
1 second, I want to look something up real quick. Most stressful life events from a scholarly source. Sorry.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So this is a .org. I wouldn't trust it super hard. Definitely check the sources. Okay. However, I have seen this on multiple psychology studies and journals posted.
No.
One of the most, you know, stressful life events to happen is losing a job.
Okay, yeah, that's true, bro. But that doesn't mean it's not your fault, man. And that doesn't mean that you get to go live after and call Meat Canyon like a terrible fucking egotistical maniac person, right? Just because it's stressful for you doesn't mean you have to fucking suicide yourself and take Meat Canyon down with you. You know, it's like, are you kidding me right now?
And one of the biggest reasons is because you have to
Okay,
resituate
buddy.
your livelihood. Where am I going to get this income now? Can I stay where I'm living?
Oh,
Are
no,
we going
go
to lose our living
work at
space?
McDonald's or
There's
something.
a lot of emotion behind decisions made that cost you your job. And you might be, look at the employer might be completely valid in letting you go. However, sorry. Some of the fucking comments. They might be completely valid in letting you go, but I want you all to understand. Anyone who's worked a job, anyone who's
Yeah, exactly. He was completely valid in letting you go. Then why did you go live right after and like try to call him an egotist? Like, I don't remember what she said, but she said something like gay shit. Like, oh well, you know, I've worked with YouTubers for a long time. You can tell when they start to get narcissistic and like they start developing these narcissistic traits and blah blah blah. It's like, oh my fucking god. Are you kidding me right now? Let's be real.
like let go, laid off, fired, etc. It's a very emotional process, and it takes like, you know, a certain type of grieving to get over that. So, you know,
You
a lot
weren't
of
grieving. You were calling him out. Are you kidding me?
people might be super fumed for a few weeks and then be like,
I understand if you're just like upset about it and you want to like vent on your live stream or whatever, but like still a retarded decision, but whatever. But that like you were calling him out in that live stream. There's people talking about Smaggle in their chat. That's crazy.
maybe it was for the best because we weren't really compatible. It just keeps, you know, it's just life. So I want you guys to remember that as we go through as well. I
Holy
am
fuck.
not saying that that's an excuse. I'm just saying that it is something that everyone endures.
Okay, so I think we know the kind of content we're getting into here. The random XD humor, but you know.
Lay random XD humor. That doesn't really pertain to, you know, addressing the facts, but I'm not gonna nitpick that hard as we go through.
You know what? I'm not gonna let that discount what she has to say. Let's see what she has to say.
That's fair. Pretty vague because I'm like not sure like if I want to try to burn bridges or this or that. But I will admit I should never have made any of this public. That's on me.
Yeah, you definitely burned the bridge with Papa Meat by making this. I don't. You call like you literally there. I know I keep repeating myself like a broken record or whatever, but she literally called him like narcissistic in this fucking live stream. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Who would ever want to work with you ever again?
And I want you all to know that I still absolutely love the Papa Meat team, even though it might not seem like it, even though they reasonably dislike me.
You
I
called
think
them
that
out.
Their channel has absolutely turned a corner as far as statistics and views and enjoyment and you know everything on everything that makes a YouTuber great. It's one of the reasons why I adored working for
Okay.
them is because they loved quality. They loved taking the vlogging style like to the next level. So I mean, I still adore seeing their posts and whatnot. Thank you, Darkness Psycho, for the $5. Remember, all of this is going to charity.
Yeah,
You
what
know,
did she
at the end of the day,
expect?
it was I went through it. Yeah, I was an editor from like August to the start of December. So a very
Dude, I don't understand how YouTubers work, man. Like, I will not monetize any donation I get the stream and go to Denver's LGBTQ plus center. Okay. So apparently this girl is so fucking dirt poor that losing this job, and like she has so much debt, she's so dirt poor that losing this job is just like a huge fucking deal, and that's what justifies her to go have this huge public meltdown. But then she can afford to go live again, and all this money that she could have gotten, it just goes to Denver's LGBTQ plus center. Really? Which one is it? Are you dirt poor and like, I don't doubt that you're struggling financially, but if you're really struggling so greatly financially that it basically forces you to like go live and call out Papa Meat or whatever because you're having like a breakdown, then I'm just saying, it just doesn't make sense, you know?
short period, I will admit. That was like a short,
What is this music?
what, 3?
Why is this weird
four-
music?
It's the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack, and it's fucking based.
Is it
Yeah,
thing?
3 months.
Fair
ago.
enough.
1.5. Talking to
Yeah, no, I learned so much about editing during that time because I talk slower on streams to accommodate for people who need time to hear things. I'm actually like naturally a fast talker, but
Oh my
that doesn't
God.
matter. I just want to say that.
Shut up. Shut up. I actually, well, actually, I talk faster on streams so that, like, so that people who need time to, like, process can, like, hear. Like, dude, shut up. No, who is this, bro? Nobody is gonna. This,
I hadn't really edited with that consistency since I had done YouTube.
Main
for a
character
while.
soon.
So
I know.
I was really able to find my craft, but it's just been a very difficult couple months. Honestly,
She's about her polar seltzer. That's how you know.
Like, I'm not really afraid of retaliation.
like-
That's how you know. Send their fucking
Seriously.
army. They're more than
Because she needs to have the drink. She needs to have her little fizzy drink to calm her down. Got my Zen.
welcome. I have my LaCroix now. I don't know. Is that equal level as the polar? Is that higher?
I can't even hate, bro. I got my slow talking. What a hero. Exactly. I can't even hate though. I have my stupid fucking Red Bull right here. To be fair though, I'm reacting to 3 hours worth of content. Okay, I need my fizzy drink too.
Is that higher tier? They can come destroy me. They can compound my little pussy. I don't care. My
What?
pussy, my brie, my pussy.
What are you
and I'm not
talking
trying to say
about?
either that I was a perfect employee. So I get a lot of transphobia in streams. Just happens, being part of whatever, whatever community.
To be honest, I didn't even know this person was trans at first. I thought they were just like a normal retarded woman.
It's just not like, a societal normative. And that's fine. Like, if someone wants to address me as a dude, totally fine. Address me what like you're comfortable with. I really do not give a shit. I surround myself with people that see me for me. But like internet people, it's like whatever. Like if you want to call me like an insane tranny, go for it. It's the internet.
It's kind of weird she'd say that. Okay, I don't think Turkey Tom said that, bro. Okay.
I obviously have quite a few faults this past.
I'm gonna rip my fucking ears out.
And some of it was like a sobriety issue. And I don't really want to go into details with it because it kind of.
She's like a dick.
All right, so I will go into details with my sobriety issue.
Oh
I
shit.
didn't want to go into details with it because, future employers research their employees, whatever. I don't care about it.
Okay. You did not need to go into detail. All right, I'm just gonna put that out there. Nobody is forcing you to go into detail. It's really not even that important to the story. But like, the only relevance it has is just that you have it, right?
But since this became a huge deal, let's talk about it. I got addicted to cocaine, and one of the big I'm
What?
not even kidding you. One of the biggest reasons I got addicted to it was to stay up all night to handle the workloads that I was given because I didn't want to low my quality of delivery.
Bro,
Even though that's
has this person not heard of Adderall before? You need fucking cocaine to stay up? What the fuck?
probably what I should have done, and that's on me.
I mean, bro, okay, I think Adderall is pretty degenerate. I would never, I don't know, I probably would never do Adderall, but cocaine is crazy. To get work done, bro? You're not even partying, you're doing cocaine to get work done? That's fucking insane, bro.
However, I got addicted to stimulants so that I could stay up all night and work on these videos before the deadline. And I worked on them longer than I admitted to that team because whatever part of my brain would not like accept any sort of lower quality. So
She's applying the job. I guess the workload was so insane she had to do cocaine to keep up.
I apologize.
That's crazy.
As far as when I talk about sobriety issues, I'm talking about stims to stay awake at night, alcohol to calm me down so I could sleep. This wasn't like, oh, I'm partying and I cannot work on the work. It was like literally a byproduct of the work itself and my perfectionism, which I will admit is largely my fault. They wanted really quick cuts. They didn't want
That's fair enough. She's taking a little bit of responsibility there.
perfectionism, but I kept, persisting with it, and that is on me. And I'm not blaming them for that. I'm not blaming them for that.
To Zans and she's editing videos. I don't understand why they need to even make this video and
I did not take Xans. It wasn't Xans at all.
talk about it. Like,
Oh,
does it
we're
really need
talking
to be
about
out
that.
there? It's like a professional relationship you have with someone behind the scenes. Does it need to be in a video, really? I just don't really see why that would be.
I have a history with excessive honesty with my audience because fuck it. I want nothing to hide in my life. I overshare. I do not give a shit. It's probably not appropriate. I apologize if it's not, but I've garnered a very understanding community over the years. And
Oh.
this is one of the first times where it's like an outside pool, an outside audience kind of like has touched on this, which is like really psyched me out.
Don't need that.
But usually I share with my audience because they're just interested in what's going on. And that's, if you think it's too much, that's totally fine.
Necessary.
Came on from like the thing that happened, and I fell off the wagon, and I tried to like do my best to hide it, but I would sleep in like really late, and so then they were doing videos. So, but I had only ever missed one deadline prior to being fired. When I was first hired, again, I don't know how much detail I should go into, but I just want to talk about it because I can't take early for therapy. So y'all. I also want to note that most of the criticism I received as a result of this video was not about the Papa Meat stuff. It was not about how I responded, etc., etc. It was about my identity and my appearance.
Okay, well that's because you're looking at comments. Okay, you self-admittedly before this hadn't watched any videos. Okay, obviously the comments are going to be a little more unhinged. They're going to be a little more insane because literally everyone, like commenters, chatters, they have nothing to lose by just being complete asshole dickheads. I realistically don't have that much to lose by being an asshole dickhead besides like I don't know, like some credibility or whatever, right? But like they have nothing to lose by being a complete and total asshole. Turkey Tom obviously would have something to lose by being a total asshole, and that would be like an untapped audience potentially, right? Now, do I think a lot of MS Breezy fans are going to turn into Turkey Tom fans? No, but I mean he still would lose something by being a total dickhead asshole, right? But yeah, that's why obviously comments are going to be more unhinged generally.
And it sucks. I absolutely accept any criticism about where I fucked up as far as my actions go. But when you start getting into my identity, my appearance, it's really hard to take this stuff seriously because you're like, okay, well, they're just sending a hate horde. So if you
Okay,
have
well, Turkey Tom didn't do that. He was just like he can't control his audience. He doesn't have like a he's not like a hive mind. He doesn't control his audience. He can't like
genuine criticism for me, reach out to me. And if you can't reach me, if you're streaming it, tame your audience a bit. Just like, hey, like, don't rag on her for this, but let's like judge her actions. However, I do appreciate Tom
No.
Dark. He said she
no harassment.
responded, instead of like it responded. I do appreciate that. So thank you, Tom.
What? I feel like MS Breezy has this like evil picture painted of Turkey Tom I don't think Turkey Tom misgendered her once in this entire video. Like I watched like part of this. I didn't even know she was trans when I did my original reaction until she mentioned it offhandedly, right? Like somebody I think said like, "Oh, you're a trans icon," and like I didn't know.
We're doing a group therapy session where I'm the only one talking.
You have 1 million subscribers. You can't afford therapy. Where's your?
I actually don't.
Damn.
I've had 350,000 subscribers perpetually for like 3 years. I want to show you my statistics here.
Yo, let's go.
So I get about 363. Oh, it went up a little bit. So you can see my estimated revenue right now, and one of them was because of the stream
Damn.
in donations. So I earned $315 that day, but usually for this much money every 28 days, multiply that before, divide it by 1,000. That's usually like, for me at least, that's the pattern of how much I make.
Your money going? How many total channel views?
And because I do not do YouTube as a career, I really
Yeah.
have tried to like divert from it, and sometimes I tune back in just to like say hi to my audience because again, I've spent 12 years like building the sweetest community, and in my experience with live streams and stuff, it has been a fantastic time to just be like just like group therapy, just talk to people. I'm not saying it's justified because it was public. I'm just saying like that has just been my experience.
This person have 340 million channel views. I mean, she's in like a decently nice apartment. What is her monthly? I guess she hasn't been posting, but she should be able to afford therapy. I don't understand this.
Okay, so with therapy, it's very interesting because currently I'm on Colorado Medicaid, which is for poor people because I'm poor now. Apparently, and I've reached out to like tons of therapists. If you have Medicaid, a therapist is not allowed to accept out-of-pocket payments if they don't
Damn.
accept Medicaid. And a lot of therapists don't accept Medicaid. because it's such a hassle. This is a law that was established in 2006. You can look it up. It's very odd. But
I mean, that sucks. Honestly, I can understand that. Yeah, I don't know. That just kind of sucks.
yes, it's been very hard to find.
That's a
therapist,
fair answer,
so-
right? Yeah, I want to shit on her, but like that's a fair answer that like a lot of therapists just won't accept it.
Apologize.
Oh, okay, so she's not getting a lot of views this month. I guess just because she's been editing for Meat Canyon. But she has, I mean, she has a million subs. Where did all the money from these videos go? Did they all get copyright claimed or something?
All that money basically was saved and spent on surgeries for like transgender stuff. If you don't agree with it, that's totally cool. But you know, at least I don't fall into the pool of like people who have stolen from taxpayers to pay for my surgery. I paid for it all out of pocket. I saved for years.
Something? No. I'm just really perplexed why they are broke and can't afford therapy. I don't even know how much
I'm broke because I stay away from YouTube because I am terrified of YouTube. And that's just my own personal thing.
That's kind
how
of
much
sad.
does therapy cost.
My the therapists that I've reached out to, the average is $150 per session. Again, I'm not allowed to pay out of pocket because I have Medicaid. You can look up that law. If you need help, I can even link it.
Median therapy price per
Yeah, I mean, I
is
don't
this-
really
is
have
this
a
per
reason to
visit?
not
It's usually
believe her,
monthly,
right? It just
per
seems like
session.
kind of shitty.
We have a session once a week, right? So high end 200, low end 130. So I mean, we can just go in the middle. We'll do 170. 170.
Again, I am not allowed to pay out of pocket. It's a very weird law, and I'm currently trying to get on my
Alright, we're-
spouse's.
We're
And I've
looping.
been, and I do. I'm just gonna
I
call
understand.
$600,000 a
You
month.
can't do
Could
it.
be afford therapy. Anywhere from $75 to $200 per
But
session.
even if you can't afford therapy, like a way better option, like you just said, you have like a fiance or whatever. Talk to them, right? I think they said it. Their fiance. I don't remember what their fiance was, but like talk to them, right? You should not talk to your YouTube audience, right? It's just generally a bad idea because it's in public, and then things you can say you can be held accountable for, which is obviously what happened in this situation.
Depending on insurance. Maybe
I didn't even know
have
she was
insurance.
trans. I
She really just paid
didn't
as little as she claimed she
either.
could have gotten Medicaid easy. Is Medicaid therapy good or no? I guess it's just, or with Medicaid, is it just that you're on Medicaid and then you can just get whatever therapy you want and the state will pay for it?
That's not true. Medicaid has a really long wait list right now. So unfortunately, if you can't pay for, a more private person or you don't have like, Blue Cross, Kaiser, it's very difficult to find a therapist right now. In Colorado, at least.
Depending on how messed up you are, you can go for once a week. I feel like once a week.
I do live in Colorado. I have no idea if it's hard to find a therapist. I don't need a therapist, so I couldn't tell you.
I mean, they should be able to afford once a week. I really don't get it. So, I mean, you kind of get the idea. His videos are pretty funny, but he's got a few channels. The other one is Papa Meat, which is the sort of commentary channel. He also does like movie.
Okay, sorry, this is the personal thing. The way I found out, well, I mean, I knew about Meat Canyon because I saw the animations here and there, but it was the Disney adult video that sold me on Papa Meat. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And that's when I made the Instagram post and it was like, hey, I will do anything to edit for this man because it's like, this fits my editing style and it's hilarious. Why are ads running? One sec, let me turn off monetization. What the fuck? Okay.
Okay. Okay, come on, dude.
Quite some time, and she decided to make like an exposed video about him, or maybe not an exposed video, just suspended account. A video talking about her experience
My Twitter was suspended because I kept posting Elon Musk's jet location.
with working for him, which once again I don't totally get why that was even necessary in the first place. But physics and computer science undergrad, when I was a YouTuber, casual air conditioning enjoyer. I feel like
To any university or college student, you know what it takes to do a physics and computer science double major. And I am about 2 years
That is
away
kinda crazy.
from physics, but only a year away from the computer science degree.
if they have a job, I feel like they should be able to afford. 7 weeks ago, I love this job so much.
I did love this job. At that time, it was still like a reasonable workload. By the time they were again, it seemed targeted. I'm not saying it was. It just seemed like it. And from my end, all I have is paranoia and, my perception and, what am I like, hypotheses?
I mean, obviously this person's being retarded because I think that they think they're being like targeted or whatever, right? But no, whatever.
But usually I would get like 30 minutes.
They don't
of
really have a good reason to think that, but we're getting so ahead of ourselves.
footage to edit and say like, hey, I misunderstood this, but they said, hey, here's the footage. We're like expecting you to like my parents. Oh, after this Papa Meat.
Okay, we're getting really ahead of
Um,
ourselves. We're gonna talk about this later in the video.
I just want to show you that the expectations quickly changed because instead of 15 to 20, 25 minutes, they changed
he's
kind of like
being completely honest?
get anywhere from like 30
yeah.
to 40 minutes. So you can see.
I mean,
here
you
how,
kind of
like,
have to take her word for some of this, like the therapist thing. Like, I really don't have a reason to not believe her when it comes to stuff like that. But with like some other stuff, like it's like, come on, really?
uploads are like 43 minutes,
Come
26
on.
minutes, 34 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. This one is 15, but it's a let's play, and this one's an hour. So you can see kind of like where they started to really go for like the long form content, but that's because they can roll a ton of mid rolls. And I can tell you right now, actually, I can show the statistics for that video. 1 second. I'm going to pull it up for you guys real quick. So I don't know if you saw this when I uploaded it, but
Damn, She has all the videos on
Where
this
are you?
channel. That's crazy.
It was that new Bill Cipher map on Gary's mod.
Makes sense though.
Did I? I thought it was like a.
Come on.
You can see that I pulled around $861 for 220,000 views. So, you know, again, take the views, multiply them by 4, divide by 1,000. That's like the safest estimate. Now, before we go further on the Tom Dark video, wherever it is, just exit out of it. No, we're right here. Before we go further, I want to say ever since he released this, I have had more inquiries about people becoming clients, which is a little ironic because people keep spamming my comment sections and my messages saying, hey, no one's going to ever want to work with you again.
I mean, it makes sense why. I mean, who's messaging you? Like 50K Andes? Like, how many subscribers do these people have? Like, come on, dude, really? Let's be honest. Like, they see you acting like this. Like, your behavior has been not good. All right, you like they're reaching out to you for commission work. I doubt it. Just, I'm not saying nobody will ever want to work with you ever again, but it's like it definitely makes your rehireability like significantly lower because you're like calling out an ex boss, right? Like that's not a good look, no matter what the situation. And it's even worse because it's seemingly unjustified in this case that you called them out.
I find it a little ironic, but two, I cannot remember what I was going to say. Also, if I say, like, oh, I have ADHD, this is not some sort of fucking like TikTok, like I have like dissociative identity disorder because I'm a pluralist and I like my brain phases out and then I zap back in and I'm a fucking wolf person. No, I've had ADHD my entire life. It's like genetic. If I exhibit ADHD symptoms, they're pretty much mostly like, controlled with like medication and meditation, et cetera, et cetera. But like towards the end of the day, I do get a little bit scatterbrained because, medication's wearing off, et cetera. So don't take this as like an excuse for like bad behavior. And if I do exhibit bad behavior even then, like, let me know. Please, let me know. Just, don't, attribute it to my identity and whatnot. Or, do.
I think he is just saying you had bad behavior, buddy.
Psychotrenny, that's up to you.
Flattering. I feel like I should be able to afford therapy. I don't know. I don't totally get it.
Yeah, so I started this. We've already discussed that, and I kind of got like confirmation within my first week of school, like, hey, yeah, like we're bringing you up.
Yeah, we discussed it like 5 fucking times. Don't worry, we believe you have ADHD, Breezy.
So I edited his adult baby reaction video, and from the weirdly, a lot of people did not like my edits in that video, so I really had to like adjust. Meetings that we had discussed after that, it seemed kind of like, he didn't want this like getting away with school. He kind of seemed like he was very lenient. And I also had a lead editor who you probably maybe seen.
Yeah, dude, stop.
And his name Nick. He was kind of the head guy I wanted to talk to that. Okay, so I don't want to blame Hunter for like ignoring my school stuff. Again, they run a business and he's probably caught up in like, hey, paychecks, livelihood, etc., etc. All I have, to judge on my side.
Dude, why is she saying this now? I thought in her original video, it sounded like she was very like they were very understanding of her school stuff because they'd give like if she ever asked, she would receive less work. If she ever asked, she would just like she wasn't receiving a lot of work. So it seemed like they're very understanding of her school situation, right?
When I'm fired is literally my perspective, and I do apologize for speaking about this before really sitting down and considering it all. Mr. Me popped me can be busy a lot, especially with animating stuff. What's up, Nictonius? Sorry, I saw you in here. I'm saying hi. Also hi, Ellie. Hi, where are you? Oh, what's up, Zaid? Eat the baby. Thank you so much. No worries, Zaid. I'm just happy you popped in. And you could get in. We don't want to like torture you with work and everything. It seemed like a good deal. And everyone was really, really nice for like the first couple months. But then we got to the Goosebumps video, and there's a lot leading up to this sort of first.
The Goosebumps video.
Okay, so I wanna reiterate. Everyone on the Papa Meat team, except my editors or not my editors, my leaders, the supervisors / like Hunter. I was sort of ghosted by Hunter after a certain thing. It's whatever. But everybody else like was just consistently pretty nice. Everyone was kind of like really, really busy, so they were focused on their work. But like I never got like a bad vibe from them. So if I insinuated that, I'm totally in the wrong. Action that I have with them. So the video is going up Saturday, just to give you guys an idea. So here's Saturday over here.
I mean, obviously you fucking okay, yeah. This is why I don't think you're being honest. Obviously you fucking insinuated that when you said I can start to tell when YouTubers start to get like, oh my god, when they start to get like narcissistic, like I can tell when they're doing that.
This is the Sunday here, and I'm being told, hey, we're sending you footage tomorrow. So I'm getting footage for the Goosebumps video. I might have done it that day or the next.
Trippy Geki, thank you for the dono. No comment on that one.
Maybe the day before. I'm pretty sure it was on Sunday.
I can't talk to people's appearances.
But that Sunday was also my birthday. Yeah, that's correct. So that Sunday was my birthday, and I had gotten roofie at a concert that we had gone to for my birthday. So I had a really, really rough like recovery from that. Because I mean, someone like they went nuts. Like drug whatever they said in my drink, like it messed me up really bad, and we were this close to going to the hospital. Okay, I do apologize for bringing this up if it sounded like a real pity party. However, I did bring this up to the lead editor, and it was an issue. It really did fuck up my health. I feel like perhaps in the stream, and I bet he's about to comment on it, I made it too much of a pity party, which I would not disagree with. I didn't attribute it to the timeline and the story of the editing stuff as well as I should have. but according to the medics, it seemed like you're okay. You came home and did a lot of puking, a lot of drinking water, and I eventually recovered. But obviously, as you can imagine, a day after being
According to what? Oh, the medics.
roofied, you're not feeling.
I thought they said memetics as in the guy that is like banging Melina right now, but I think I'm wrong.
I think actually that week I was editing Blueface, if I'm correct. There's like this Blueface video. No, I'd done that before. This is the Goosebumps video. Okay. And so I'm talking with him about stuff. And I was supposed to be editing this wedding video. I had written up a document about weird weddings. And generally they would say like, hey, if you wrote the document, you'll also be editing the video because you know the source material. All right, so I refreshed myself on the timeline. I got a little heated about the Blueface video because, even he admitted to me, he's like, Hunter, I mean. He was like, this is not like what I'm supposed to do on the channel. So, it's like, whatever, we're gonna, because, he's hit like, I think it was it the Sniper Wolf stuff? No, it might have been the YouTube mom stuff. The mom that got like arrested for like abusing her children. He talked about that, and that video like super blew up. And so he wanted to talk about like he was trying to get on track with like relevant stuff. I totally get. I did the same thing before.
Welcome back.
Jesus.
And what I was trying to convey is that in my post, literally a day after I had been like drugged, we were talking about topics and stuff, and I insulted that topic to a point where it was like, okay, well, anyone would kind of find that really mean. Again, I probably didn't communicate that well. That's on me. Super prepared to edit this wedding video. And the last minute on the day.
Wait, what did she say? So she was just like, really didn't like that idea for a video? It seemed, okay, this person, they seem so aggressive, like unneedingly aggressive, right? Because I remember they were saying, they got like mad because they didn't get the right video topic, and now they're saying they were very mean, like they insulted this other topic a whole bunch. It's just so weird, like, she's the one. It seems like she's the initial aggressor in a lot of these situations where she'll get like really mad about something that really doesn't matter all that much, right?
Really mean. Again, I probably didn't communicate that well. That's on me. Super prepared to edit this wedding video. And the last minute on the day like our covering, they're like, hey, we're handing this video off to somebody else because we need it actually on Monday. We want to upload it actually on Wednesday or something. And I was like, I can still edit. That did really disappoint me. I brought that up to them. I was like, hey, like I really put a lot of effort into this, weird weddings video. I had gathered assets, footage, gags. I was ready to edit it, and they just handed it off. It upset me.
And I mean, that's fine if it upsets you, or you could even tell them that it upset you, but where you messed up is you got like snappy with them, right? Like if...
Whether or not my reaction was justified, that's up to you. I accept all the criticism. Sorry. I did it for Wednesday, like, I'll be up kind of late, but like, I'll take the extra pay. But they ended up just handing it off anyway, and that was kind of and so I
think they just assumed that you weren't going to be able to get the work done because you were going through a medical issue. I'm curious if Meat Canyon was doing...
No, they actually just wanted to get it done on time and handed another video off to me. Because the other video... Actually, I'm gonna be real with you. I cannot remember the reason why, but I told them, hey, like, please just let me edit this. I will stay up all night. I wrote this. I just really want to do it, and I can't remember the reason they gave me. So please just judge that lightly. Don't get mad. Don't get mad about that one. I'm a little in the dark on it. I'd have to refresh myself, but I don't want to do it on stream right now. So if I'm in the wrong there, I accept it. However, I was upset because
I mean, if I had to guess, it was because the other video was just a lighter workload. They thought maybe, like, I don't know.
Their usual sort of like attitude towards that thing was like, hey, if you wrote the document for it, you edit it. Like I wrote the Facebook Boomers document, which was kind of, it was not really done very well because I was still kind of like new to like writing documents for them in the way that like they wanted it, but like the video still performed well, and I edited it because I knew how I wanted it to come out. And it was the same thing for the weddings video, and I just got upset because they handed that off to someone else, even though I was like so prepared to edit it. So you can kind of understand, like,
I mean, it's fine to get upset, but if you're in any job, like, you need the mental what do you call it? The mental maturity to not like blow up at your boss because you're upset about some working condition, right? Like that's every normal human is very aware of this fact that you can't just like start fucking like getting snappy with your boss because you're unhappy with something. Like that's just, 9 out of 10 times that's not going to end well for you. It's just common human sense.
Getting all that pre-work done to edit the video, but then having it suddenly tossed onto someone else. I'm not going to comment on the reasoning or whatnot, etc. Because again, I would need to refresh on it. So apologies there.
Like actual W-2 employment, or this was W-9 contracting. Always W-9 for my guys.
I was a contractor. They technically did not owe me anything. And there's a point in this where I say hush money. I should not have said that. I fucking regret that. I was just being a bitch.
Okay. This person definitely has ADHD because she gets so ahead of herself.
Have any employees, but
it is good she's taking back the hush money thing though. That was a really stupid thing for her to say.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that. Once again, this is just kind of like a...
I'm gonna comment on that again. They have told me many times they are a new team. They're new to doing this professionally. And I took advantage of that naivety and their generosity to pay me that last, like, in quotation, severance and said hush money. Very unfair. I admit that wholly.
You didn't get to edit the video. You didn't get paid that one time. Why is this being talked about publicly? OMG, that's so horrible. OMG, that's so... Yeah, is it that horrible?
I lost my temper a little bit, and I wouldn't say it was anything extraordinary. I wasn't like, it kind of sucked because, again, I put all that effort into the pre-edit and gathering assets.
Yeah.
Screw you, but I was just like, well, whatever video I'm editing next, they're not be stupid like the fucking Blueface video. It was something like that. And again, I was not in like a mindset at all. Like, maybe I couldn't have edited the wedding video, I don't know, but I was still, like, social-wise, I could like hardly function. And obviously the next couple
Well,
of
from that perspective, they probably just assumed that you were too f***ed up to edit the video, which, I mean, probably makes sense.
That is so weird to say for someone who got roofied. The story of me being roofied I was at a concert. I only had a single beer. And as I was drinking that beer, it was a Coors Light. I set it on the ledge. It was at Red Rocks. I set it on a ledge behind me, and some girl pretended to fall down. And when I looked behind, like my can was shaking, and I was like, oh, I thought, it's because this girl fell down there. But then like I got like blackout drunk from a single beer. So we even had it confirmed through blood work that it was drugs, and they have like literally a 3 to 4 day come down depending on what.
And I mean, yeah, that's really shitty. That's really shitty. It happened to her. But I mean, even still, it's fair for Papa Meat to assume that after you get drugged, like it sounds like it was really bad. It's fair to him to assume that maybe you're not in the best mental state to like edit or whatever, right?
Was cut with. So it is unfortunate that I behaved the way that I did. It is unfortunate that I didn't communicate that well enough. And it sucks that it's just not as widely known. But those drugs will fuck you up. Usually I am a goody two shoes. However, there is that sobriety issue, which we did talk about, and I can't elaborate further.
If you admit that you're having outbursts and you're getting angry with your employer or contractor, it doesn't really make sense to get upset about that.
That is absolutely correct. I should not have taken anything out on them.
To me, she's used so many words to say virtually nothing. I mean, yeah.
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
But here's the, I don't know if you saw the, what's up, Nick?
This is very just like my feelings are hurt because of things that happen to me outside of Meat Canyon. I feel bad for her for getting roofied, but I just don't understand why this is pertinent at all to this issue.
Also fair.
Issue.
Oh yeah, no, this is like back October 8th, that's my birthday, and that's when I got drugged. So I'm definitely doing just fine right now. But then I did not adequately communicate how it was related, and it just seems kind of out of left field. Definitely seems like pity party. Let's see, after that, so from there, we go on to, I'm getting handed this Goosebumps video. I don't know if that's the exact timeline, but I want to say pretty confidently that actually, let me just double check real quick, because I don't want to get the facts wrong. Them's is the facts. Thank you so much, Cosmic Keyframe. Whoa, that's generous as hell.
Sending this through Streamlabs so YouTube doesn't hold it hostage for like a month.
Thank you so much, Keyframe.
It's been a while since we talked, but you are wonderful
Stimulants and alcohol together amplifies the effects. I mean, yeah.
lady, and you deserve so much better than life
I
frozen.
can't imagine that's a healthy thing to be doing, especially for an elongated period of time.
It's almost that way. Almost.
We need to look at that psychologically. Maybe let's have a look at that. But until then, yeah, it's been kind of. Thank you so much for generosity. I also did want to mention that if you guys do want to donate, do it through Streamlabs. I got access to funds a lot faster, pay off some debt bills, and literally just I'm not trying to do a pity.
Why is this person's? They are doing a bit of a pity party. Why are they so down bad monetarily? Really sucks you went through this. Hope you have saved the chat logs. People tend to delete private messages out of panic. What actually did they do? Why is nobody here saying anything substantive? Someone just summarize me what happened. I'll investigate if it's interesting. Bad people hire a good person to do bad stuff because angry for their own miscalculations.
Okay, I will agree. It does seem like a pity party. I apologize. And at the end of streams, I always say, hey, if you want a refund for whatever I said, just email me. I have always honored that. So, if anyone feels like, hey, they donated and they don't really agree for the reason they donated, email me. I don't care what the fuck your reason is. Just email me. If it's through...
No, you should not. If you're emailing a creator because you, donated and, you regret it after, so you want a refund, that is fucking stupid.
YouTube Super Chats, you have to email YouTube and address that. So, again, for all of that, I do apologize. However... the super chats and donations for the stream, again, all
Probably
going
way
to
too thrash to
the
work,
local LGBT
yeah.
charity. I don't want the money. I just want to talk about this. I just want this to be resolved. I want to apologize where it's due, and I want to stand my ground where I believe is deserved.
Just get angry at their hire for doing something they could have avoided. Papa Meat hired them long ago. They do good work until Ooga Booga Caveman computer crashes and Breezy can't do shit to recover the work they had done, and they've been overworked. In the end, they got replaced with a younger, less experienced editor and got paid hush money to not talk about the situation. The way this is framed is so disingenuous, though. I'll make a few predictions here based on this comment. I don't know. I mean, they may or may not be real. Papa Meat hired them long ago. They do.
Okay, so on this context, I am high tier editing. I go way above and beyond for quality. It's probably a fault. If I say anything,
I mean, yeah, it's actually really good to hear them admit this. If what Papa Meat wants is just if Papa Meat doesn't want a super high quality product, then you shouldn't be giving him that, right? Like you said earlier, she's a perfectionist. If the new editor they hired who wasn't as good was good enough for them, then that's just the reality of the situation. They were good enough for them. They didn't need these super high quality edits or anything, right?
Insults the younger editor. Really, I do apologize. I did get threatened when they were brought on because I was like, okay, they're less experienced. There had already been suspicions at that point. What are they doing? But I don't want to insult their talent, their learning experience. I did not mean for it to come off like that. I respect, all editors, especially for YouTubers. I think they deserve the world because they make the content cohesive. So again, I know that was one of the biggest criticisms is that it came off like an insult. So wholly and truly for that, I absolutely apologize.
Good work until Ooga Booga Caveman computer crashes. Okay, if your computer crashes when you can't do the work, obviously Papa Meat's business needs someone to edit it. They can't recover the work they've done. Well, that sucks and I feel bad for them, but
So this was a huge dilemma for me because my computer kept getting blue screened and crashing as I was editing this large video. I had 18 minutes of polished footage. And I say polished as in it was not only cut together, but it was like upload ready up till 18 minutes. I only had 12 more minutes to do as far as polishing to get to that 30-minute mark that they wanted me at when I hit a blue screen. They'll probably bring it up here, but I said, oh, I got corrupted on Google Drive. Let me rephrase that because that seems really suspicious, understandably. So my computer would not stay alive long enough for me to upload the long files to Google Drive. So I tried to upload as many assets as I could. However, my computer did die before I had the chance to truly back everything up, which is unfortunate. However, but I did warn them days before that, hey, my computer's not stable. Like, maybe we should hand this off to somebody else. Just let me know. They seemed confident to have me continue doing it. I should have perhaps been more verbal, as in like, it's like really bad right now. So I don't want to pin this fault on them. Perhaps it could have been a misunderstanding. It could have been solely on me. But you'll probably hear them talk about the Google Drive thing, and I want you to understand that I could not upload like ProRes renders, finished renders of that 18 footage because my computer would just crash in the middle of it. I could upload some assets, but it just wasn't enough to recover the project.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. It does sound like she should have been a little more communicative to like the severity of the situation, like she says. But like, you know,
You expect people to just make every excuse for you when bad things happen. Like one of my editors, if they mess up the work or it's too late, like they'll like that sucks. I'm gonna feel kind of bad for them, but I need work to get done. I need videos to get out. I'm running a business. Things are.
I will give this one to Papa Meat as well. They did have a lot of deadlines as far as like rough cuts, dialogue cuts, etc. Towards the end there, I met their deadlines pretty responsibly. However, there was that one last video where I just totally fumbled it. So even though like I might have made like upload deadlines, I didn't make a lot of the like, hey, let's preview this deadlines.
Especially on YouTube,
oh, see, that's that's where the story kind of starts to fall apart, right? Where like she definitely establishes a pattern of behavior of like, you know, like you can make a million excuses, but like you have to think about it from Papa Meat's perspective, right? Like she's getting snappy with them when she doesn't get the work she wants. She's not meeting these preview deadlines, right? Oh, now her computer's messed up. Oh, now she's not gonna make this deadline at all. You know, it's a lot of compounding things all together that probably led to this person being terminated as an employee, right?
You're so timely with trending topics and things to get out. I'm gonna have someone else do that work, and they might get paid for that over the other person. You know, that's just how it is. They've been overworked. Well, if you're overworked, then just don't edit for them in the first place. Get a different job if you're being overworked. If they have video editing, which I know is super taxing and mentally draining, if that's too much, then just do something else. Get a different job.
Also agreed, and that's exactly what I've done since being fired. So it's what I should have done when I started to really feel that while I was editing.
They got replaced with a younger, less experienced editor. Paid hush money. Did they sign an NDA, or did they just give her like a severance package to be nice? Like, and if they
It was a severance package to be nice. I was being a bitch.
give them a bunch of money, why are they even talking about it? I don't understand. Translate this Russian to English. Why did it only last an hour?
This okay. Yeah, I was a little mean at the beginning, but this response really isn't that bad.
Disrespectful to the fans. I don't know what that means even.
Obviously, like we're all surviving, so it's just really odd to be in this position after having been fired so suddenly. But yeah, no, Streamlabs, I get a higher percentage of what you donate. So unless you want YouTube to have 30% of your donation,
I want them to have
Streamlabs
it.
only takes like 3% or something. So
Donate to me through
yeah.
YouTube. I want them to have it.
Okay,
Thank
so
you, YouTube, for being the goats.
what was it? It was the one after Blueface. I'm pretty sure. Sniper Wolf, Weird Weddings. There's still Weird Weddings on.
Sometimes I've got to do one of the worst, most evil things of all time, but still be a good little guy at heart. What does that even mean? What have I done that's one of the worst and most evil things? Funny comment, but what does that mean? What does that mean?
There we go. So
Really out transfer. You're honestly a huge inspiration for me. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Really hope you're okay. Much love.
thank you. Yeah, no, I hope your journey is not as bumpy. But it also obviously comes with its own trials and strife. So best of luck to you. Wow. Okay, very generous donations here. Jesus Christ.
Been watching you since.
Joe says
Consider this a late Christmas gift.
donated.
Okay, we're gonna-
I either edited the Tinder one.
There's so much fluff here, man. There's so much. This needs to be way more organized.
No, yeah. So they handed me this cannibal that sort of. I hate using this as an excuse. Really, truly, I do. But I cannot tell a story organized linearly without a. I probably should have wrote a document. It's just an ADHD moment. I'm sorry. Really, I try my hardest with it, but this stream was just kind of out of control. So that again, we're defaulting a lot on me here, which is indicative of me having messed up this portion of the stream for sure. So let's continue. The Japanese cannibal guy, which I actually personally don't like knowing about the serial killers themselves. I'm not the type of person who indulges in making these people like a celebrity. I like learning about like the psychology and
I guess she edited this
and
video.
how what was done to catch them and what
She looks like a companion character. Okay, guys, stop with the intrinsic attributes.
I like this phases. It'll be better eventually. That's also why I just happened. So he's humoring the appearance insults. Maybe he didn't mean to read that out loud, but it kind of sucks, right? We're trying to judge my character here, not my appearance.
Okay, come on. He literally disavowed it in the same sentence. Come on. Let's not. Like, I can understand being upset if someone's making fun of how you look, but like, bro, he literally disavowed it in the same sentence.
So yeah, the Japanese cannibal one I edited, then I deleted all the source content. Again, me oversharing. I'm sorry for it afterwards because I don't really like looking at the people. I like looking at how they content, what mistakes do they make to get them caught because I like doing investigative stuff. So it's cool to.
And the video's edited nicely, I guess. I do like it.
Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Now it is criminal. We are in the second week of October. We haven't done any spooky stuff yet. Well, I'm gonna start off our spooky month with a horrendously true tale about a cannibal who never spent a day in prison and only just
I
recently
also like the set. I think it's green screen, but I do like
last
it.
year, I think, or 2 years ago. Issei
They actually just straight up build new sets pretty constantly. It's fucking insane. They put a lot of work into that.
Sagawa, the Kobe cannibal.
I mean, it's nicely edited.
Just throwing this out there. We're
Hunter, if you are watching this to this point, you probably aren't. But if you are, I just want you to know, like, this is the last I'm talking about it. I'm just, again, I'm admitting my faults. I'm standing my ground where it is. But it's done. And I support you all the way with your channel and the journey. And I'm sorry for being a little dramatic asshole. Talk to watch other detectives, investigators.
Once again, I just don't totally understand why this video is
mentally and physically, lots of-
existing right now in front of my eyes. Yeah.
I mean, you should probably just DM that to him, right? Like, I assume you still have open DMs with Meat Canyon. Like, just DM him that.
it's not really a video. It's just a stream.
You should really
I don't
feel
know if
that
really
way.
matters because I left it public, so it might as well be a video. I had a Goosebumps video to edit. The Goosebumps video would go the following Saturday. And they tried to do me.
Do you think someone's gonna hire you again after you do this? After the last guy who edited for you? Or sorry.
Okay, so the Goosebumps video was actually pretty fucked up. I just don't. Again, like I said, it's probably like attributed to a lot of their like naivety being a new team. But we did like, if you go through and watch that Goosebumps video, that's like JonTron level editing, and we did that in like 2.5 days, 3 days. It was a very emotionally and like energy taxing thing. And like I told Hunter, I'm like, I promise I will have this done in the morning. And I worked like 18 hours that day, and I was literally crashing because I had a cold, not pity partying, just like this.
I mean,
animal and chases the boy in the swamp. Grady gets caught up in a net.
I don't understand how this is JonTron tier editing. I don't know what that
Today's
means.
video is sponsored.
Like, obviously, I'm not like a super big editor. I don't edit a lot. Like,
People say he's harmless. God, Grady, who cares?
I just don't know. I don't know how
This
long
one.
this would take. I don't know.
The status of my body. And I had
I mean, yeah, it sucks you had a cold and all this other all these other factors suck for you. Like, I understand that, but you have to think about it from Meat Canyon's perspective, where, like, yeah, it sucks that all these things are happening to you, but like, you still have to make these deadlines. I still have to make money. We're running a business, and yeah, you know.
to go to bed. And we ended up having to delay the upload time, which, like, you know, he took it as kind of like betraying his trust because I said, hey, like, I promise this will be up. From his perspective, I understand it. From, like, again, from my
Yeah.
perspective, I'm like trying like so hard to trudge through this thing and maintain that quality, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I made assets for it and like a lot of assets that he wanted to cut out, which is totally fine. It's his channel. So yeah, it's just rough sometimes, you know, as someone creating the stuff when they're like, hey,
I don't like this.
it's like, all right, well,
Or the guy's
I
gonna
get it.
like you just go and talk him after you don't do the work and he thinks it's time for you to go.
I did do the work. I very much delivered pretty much everything they gave me. The only time I didn't was one time where I had to go to my parents' house for, like, again, that weird pity party rough week, and then the time where my computer literally corrupted all of those polished files.
Wait, didn't you just say you had to delay the
Yeah.
upload time though? Like, isn't that another time where? I'm just saying, bro. It seems like you did not deliver on a lot of promises.
You know, I can see at that point from their perspective where it's like, hey,
Oh
I'm an
my
excuse
God.
person. Like, oh, this thing happened. It was just, dude, it was just a fucking weird psycho month. Like, something was telling me, hey,
Don't be an editor.
Oh yeah, hire her. Yeah, good idea, bro.
which I declined. And so here we are. What's the exact date? Yeah, so that one was after my birthday. I struggled to kind of get that one, but it wasn't late. Even though I'm like coming back to Earth from having been drugged, like roofied, it wasn't late still. Like, I got it to them on time and everything. And then the following week,
Proud of you.
I'm still so Nathan says, like, Brie, I would say at this point, I would get off YouTube for a bit. That's exactly my plan. I just got hired like a couple weeks ago on a blue collar job. I'm working at a ski resort, so
Good for them.
there's a lot of training that went into it. But
Is
you know,
ski-
that's what I'm doing now.
Is a ski resort a blue collar job? I guess. Oh yeah, never mind.
I'm
I'm
weirdly enough, it pays more than the other
retarded. Never mind. Don't listen to me.
I don't want to make that like super relevant. I'm just saying, like, yes, I am kind of trying to move on from all of this, and you know, just do something different so that I'm away from this platform.
Good for
That's me.
them. I will say though, ski resort is kind of a seasonal thing, so I hope they have another thing lined up for after.
You know, feel compelled to overshare or, you know, whatever the fuck I did. Recovering from this, and a lot has kind of happened since this, you know, because it's difficult to get kind of your life back to exactly normal.
I don't care. Talk about
So,
Meat Canyon.
There are things going in the background.
Talk about Meat Canyon.
Okay, so I'm gonna make this really quick. I'm very used to just people associating with my channel, you know, hearing my streams. It's very odd for people outside of that whole hemisphere to come in. So I do get caught
Me.
in my own little bubble. So like when I'm talking about me, it's like in service of the people who like genuinely want to hear it. But I can see where someone who's like not really like associated with me. and
He's
all-
being
knowledge-
really
has nothing to follow.
unprofessional, SMH, bro. he's just being a little goofball, silly guy.
Following
Okay.
me is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Other stuff going on in the family. I think that a funeral was being held that week for. Personally, those people that have been, like, supposed to be- For my I think the gorilla shit is fucking hilarious.
Bro, I can't with this fucking shit, bro.
Because I do that shit all the time too.
The constant music changes are giving me a headache.
The music is just DK country soundtrack. I didn't do anything. Make my childhood dog. I don't know if any of you who remember any Super Bowl videos. I think if I had some criticism for Tom Dark,
He's twicky.
y'all need to play DK country and listen to the soundtrack. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Damn.
Remember Jasmine? Is he tweaking? I don't know, but it's funny. She passed away that week right after the 13th of October. I think it was the 16th. Sorry, passed away. No, I don't condone harassing anybody. I just want to say what happened, and I just want to get it out of my system because I really feel like again, this is just life circumstances for the because Jazzy was a part of the channel way back in the day, and there's some old ass viewers still here. I want to let them know. Screwed over.
All right.
The whole thing is very suspicious.
Let's see how suspicious.
So Jazzy passed away, and it was just a rough week. So and they want this Goosebumps video to be like 30 or 40 minutes long. It's not. I'm gonna be honest. It's not that suspicious. It felt targeted because I was so emotionally just dragged in many directions. Even when I made this, there's some like it feels like there's some targeting still. Again, that I will stand by. But I also will admit, like I literally did even in my response video that it could be attributed to like their newness to managing a YouTube team, and that's fine. Like 29 minutes on the cut, and I'm going as fast as I can. And Thursday night, me and the head editor, we were literally up all night editing this video. Like I'm editing it from like noon on Wednesday all the way till 9 a.m. I felt so bad for that night because like I mean he agreed. It was like this is a lot of footage to be done by this timeline, and both of us we're up all night and we're calling each other over Discord and talking with each other. And it really sucks because I enjoyed the shit out of him. I know I probably talked shit about him, but it's just like one of those things where it's like, someone's just like so quick to like, make you expendable or drop you, but like you really enjoyed their presence. That was the kind of situation.
Did he make you expendable to drop him, though, bro? Like, I just think you were an editor, man.
If you know Nick from Papa Meat, or you learn of him in the future, he's fantastic. All right, I take back anything I might have insinuated about him. Nick's fucking awesome. On Thursday, all the way to 9 a.m. like Friday, and I'm like, I need sleep. I'm literally sick because my immune system was like messed up from that, so I got a cold that week. I remember that now. So not only was I sick, childhood dog had passed away, so I'm helping my parents and stuff, and like trying to comfort the family and going through my own little bit of grief. I know it's a dog, but still. Again, this sounds like a pity party. I'm just trying to explain why it was a fucking weird ass week, like out of the norm.
Yeah, it doesn't sound targeted at all, though. It sounds like they just wanted you to do the work that you were contracted to do, right? Like,
any other
I don't know.
mentally ill people making excuses. No,
like I can understand having a really shitty week, but like that's not like there's just work that needs to be done, and if you're not gonna you can't push that work on other people forever and then later complain about not getting enough work, right? Like it just doesn't, like I can understand all these circumstances in your life that make this really hard and shitty, but then you have to think about the other people's perspective, like Meat Canyon's perspective, who's just trying to run a business and trying to get shit out there. And it's really annoying when you have all these fucking external circumstances that are like fucking with that, right?
Really fucking hard. I mean, you pointed out earlier in the video, computer science physics major, like you don't get as far in this double major without having worked your asshole off. And also I work full time, so I just hate that it came across as this like lazy pity party thing because I expressed it the wrong way, I said the wrong thing.
I mean, I will say this person is probably not lazy, especially if they're doing a physics computer science double major, right? Like obviously that's pretty insane, but like it's very obvious why it would appear that way to Meat Canyon, right? Like I'm not surprised that like Meat Canyon or his team thought that this person was lazy when she is not doing a lot of the stuff that she was contracted to do, right?
I made it seem
it just makes sense why they would perceive it that way,
And the backlash is not totally unjustified. But again, like I said, there are things that I stand by, and when we started this, I want to tell Tom Dark where I agree with him and where I disagree. Family. And we end up like he comes to me and he's like, hey, like this is really disappointing that it's taking this long. And I try to explain the circumstances. And this is Papa Me talking to me, Hunter, and he's like, I know I'm just really frustrated that we set a due date, like we gave you all of this stuff and it's not done. I don't like just. So I don't remember this well enough. However, I went back and read what is on Discord. Could something have been deleted? Maybe. I wouldn't bet on it. But he did seem very business oriented, where he was like, hey, like we could have communicated
well
this.
I mean, he's running a business, come on. That makes a lot of sense. He just seems business oriented. Well, it's probably because he's running a business, but
etc. And in my responses I was very like, you're totally correct, it won't happen again. I'm really backpedaling on a lot here, but again, I'm just going with the flow here. I want to admit where I'm wrong. There are very specific things that I will still hold true to, because like I said in my response video, I want future editors and future YouTubers to really establish communication with their teams, because that's where a lot of this went wrong. It's just a total lack of communication from both sides.
It seems like you were more bad at communicating. Whatever.
I don't want to blame anybody anymore. I'm really just trying to get through this. If you want to consider this like backpedaling, etc., sure, whatever. But I'm learning lessons here as well. Take from it what you need. communicate with us, like, what could we do to help? And I was like, I don't know, like, this is all kind of developing this week. But they kind of sort of let it go at that point.
Okay, so once again, this is just like a big video talking about her feelings and like how she like got sick or something and her dog got sad. I mean, I feel bad for her.
When the time came for me to contact them for help on another video, I was basically scolded. So when I bring this up, you know, it seems like, hey, like I really didn't take advantage of it. But when I tried to, I was scolded. We can talk about that later.
For that. Okay, I don't really feel that.
Well, the reason you were scolded is because you weren't gonna make. You waited too long. That's why you were scolded. I'm getting ahead of myself now too, right? But the reason you were scolded is because you took fucking forever to talk about it, and even you took forever to tell them that you were gonna meet this deadline, from my understanding. And also on top of that, even if they do, like, obviously they want you to reach out for help, but that doesn't mean they have to be happy about it when you reach out for help, right? Like, you know.
Bad for her for that, but that does suck for her. I don't know. I don't really.
Like you, like, like as an employer, you probably want to tell your employees, "Hey, reach out if you need help with anything." But like when the time comes where they need help, obviously, if they're in like a stressful situation and they have to get other work done, they're not going to be happy that like another thing is compounding on top of that, right?
Feel bad for her. But the thing with that is when you're running a business, obviously people need to get things done on time. And if he gave you a due date for like when things need to be done, if you were getting through the edit and you were realizing you're probably not going to have it done on time, then you probably.
Again, I would have had it done on time, but my computer blue screen corrupted polished files. I was on track, like usual, to have it done absolutely on time, but we corrupted polished files, and I could not upload polished files to the Google Drive because I was crashing. I have all the evidence to support that, photos, etc., etc. I have since repaired my computer, but you know, too late.
I should have just told him that instead of.
Because at the time I didn't have like the funds. So afterward, you know, when they paid me the severance, finally I had the funds to repair it. But it's like, dude, like if you had just paid me in advance for 2 videos, I could have done this and just continued editing and got everything on time. So that's where I felt like I kind of felt betrayed. And I tried.
It's not like it's not their job to pay. Like you want them to pay you in advance for 2 videos. Like, no offense, but like they don't know you, right? Like you're not. You're like a contractor who works with them like what was it, like once or twice a week, right? How do they know that you're not just gonna take that money and fuck off? Like it just, I don't know.
I tried to communicate that, but again, I'm an ADHD fuck. All of my rambling sounds stupid.
Stringing him along. Like this is a communication error. I don't blame Papa Meat at all. Literally at all. He did not do anything wrong. When you're
Papa Meat specifically, no. But the lead editor was very aware of what was happening.
running a business, you need to get things done in a timely manner. I understand that people have personal problems, but the business itself needs to keep running. And if you're not getting the work done, then obviously someone's going to be frustrated with that, regardless of what happened, you know? Why is nothing her fault?
Exactly.
It's just like, man, this is constantly the thing, man.
I actually feel like I admitted that some of it was my fault, even in this stream. And there are, you know, business ethics alongside of what I'm discussing, but the fact that I'm a contractor does omit quite a bit of that. It's just, again, like the timeline to me is so weird that I got the money to fix it after I was fired. But I stopped, well, in quotation fired, because I'm a contractor, so technically having a clan during hiring. They had like purposely now.
That's just because it was a severance package, right?
Like Nick had taken over all communication, and so like I couldn't. When I was first hired, like Hunter would love just kind of like having chats with me and normal conversation. I would talk to him first, and so I send long messages, and I know some people just aren't like that, but he would still just kind of like share music and with me. Like we would kind of. Again, another emotional thing. It was really cool that he treated me like a friend, and then like suddenly ghosted me after I missed that first deadline. Had me a lot of like in a gray area mystery of like.
He was probably just frustrated with you, right? Like surprisingly, he's a human, so he's your boss, even not your friend.
Just like, you know, have any workplace acquaintance type relationship. Like, but after I had missed a deadline because of all this bullshit.
I'm good, Saketh. How are you?
Nick to do all the talking. I sometimes send him brief messages here and there, but there's no like, kind of start conversation or make me feel part of it.
He's not my friend anymore? Was he obligated to be your friend? Like, once again, I just don't understand.
Not really, but it really helped with like morale for the team and stuff that I could reach out to him. I could reach out to the head editor. Morale on YouTube is like a huge thing. That's why whenever in the past I had editors or like, you know, like a thumbnail artist and an editor, like I put them all in a group, let them talk to me. They could come for me. They could come to me for whatever. Because it's like huge for morale. Like I don't want anyone to feel like they're isolated.
Why?
But no, he wasn't obligated to be my friend.
Why this is a video in the first place? Like, is he obligated to be your friend? Is that what you're saying? Like, he wasn't.
No.
He didn't respond to you sending him weird hyperpop edits for a little bit. Like, he didn't like the new Glorb song you sent him. Why is this even here?
I'm not liking the new Glorb song. That was the nail in the coffin.
Here, I don't care. Who cares? Just get to the point, man.
It is too, like a part of a
It's
team,
over.
The person that they dump a bunch of shit on and they expect
Thanks for the dono, baby prime.
final product. It's a client, you know, whatever. I'm a contractor. I'm not complaining that much. It's just like editing's a very isolating job because you can't be in a call while you do it. You have to hear all the audio. You can't like be texting people while you do it because you have to be very focused on the visuals. So, okay, I want to reiterate this part too. Is that I did feel far more integrated at the start because, you know, Hunter wanted to see updates. He wanted to give me some criticism. He wanted to talk to me about.
Didn't this person say that she was consistently not making updates? Like she would make like the final deadline, but like leading up to the final deadline, she would miss like the preview deadlines or whatever. I mean, if you're not making the preview deadlines, it makes sense why he wouldn't want to see them. I don't know.
But eventually became, you know, me just being completely alone. Like even where I would usually hear from like the head editor about critique and stuff, it just became total rage.
I'm good, bro. MS Breezy just has bad work ethic, and editing wasn't too much. She's just a huge procrastinator. I mean, yeah, it seems like she is a bit of a procrastinator. I can understand that she probably did have some unfortunate life circumstances around what was happening, but like I said before, she has to consider Papa Meat's perspective, where it's like Papa Meat doesn't know MS. Like, I assume he doesn't know her super personally. He hasn't known her for a long time, so he doesn't really understand how good this person's work ethic is, and it seems like she had a lot of excuses around this time, right? And whether those excuses are valid or not, Papa Meat doesn't really know. So I mean, like, he could either just continue to work with this person and hope and pray that eventually they will get better, or he can just fire them and get a new person so that these problems don't persist, right? And it seems like he made the correct decision from his perspective.
Radio silence. Absolutely could have been circumstantial, but it just sucks as a person to be sitting there with nothing, in your office in silence. And it just, I learned throughout this whole gig that I'm not that kind of person. I cannot sit in silence and isolation and do work. So it gets really isolating. You start to feel like you're super alone, and that was really starting to mess with my work ethic. However, when I spoke with my fiance and her job, she loves that. So it's like, I guess that's a personality trait for me, and I should have addressed that with myself probably sooner as well. Alongside a sobriety issue, depression, the things I had gone through on my birthday, and then the week following with the dog passing away. So it's just kind of this recipe for disaster here. I don't know why when bad stuff happens, it all happens at once. Thank you so much, Dopey Noodles, for donating. And they said,
You're my trans icon hero.
I'll take it. I don't know what I did. I'm like the most miserable person I know. I'm so sad all the time.
You're suspended.
Because I made fun of Elon Musk. Happened. That happened.
Are you tweeting out someone's plane coordinates? That's not.
Because it's literally on Reddit. There's a whole subreddit for it. It's a big community that tweets out private jet location for Elon Musk. It's pretty fucking funny. I'm sorry, it's just hilarious.
Cool. Probably just.
It's so cringe, man. I don't know, man. It's just kind of cringe. That's all.
Deserve that suspension, to be honest. I'm not for deplatforming, but if you're tweeting out someone's.
She was Papa Meat a good work ethic, and she was submitting all the edits on time instead of saying she can cram it all in one night. Then when she had this situation, exactly.
Like literal IRL docs at any point in time. Is it because you made fun of him or because you posted where his private jet was? Like, I'm no Elon Musk stan, but
both. And also, if you're opposed to tweeting out where someone's private jet is, FAA regulation says, hey, any plane above this size.
He literally said it wasn't. She's not an Elon Musk stan, but whatever. Okay.
A certain amount of distance is logged.
Deselect
so
this.
People, that's public information. So people tweeting that out and then getting suspended for it. It's so weird. And I decided to test it because Twitter became a shithole anyway.
I don't think you have to be a stan to realize that posting someone's jet location is probably not nice or good, regardless of who that.
It's not like posting someone's car location. It's literally public information via the FAA.
That person is.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's not cringe, and it's also just fucking. It's still kind of fucked up, right? I can understand Elon Musk not wanting his plane information on his own website, right? It's just.
Unless they're in the process of committing a crime.
Also, I hate Elon Musk. I don't know if for whatever reason MS Breezy is watching this, Elon Musk fucking sucks. He literally ruined Twitter, but
Doubt Elon was at that point in time.
And then the following weeks, I'm cutting a little close, but I still don't miss the deadline at all. And now they're starting to dump longer footage on me. So now we're instead of getting 30-minute clips or 30 minutes.
Also, if she was complaining about people wasn't getting work, you could submit the edits early. People give you work. Yeah.
Recording something together.
True.
We want the videos to be around 15.
This person doesn't understand how work ethic works. I mean,
Okay, so this is where I start to really get offended. So apologies if I'm super triggered here. I have a very strict work ethic that I have learned from my time.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, right? But as we were saying earlier, it just from Papa Meat's perspective, it's super obvious why he would think you didn't have a good work ethic, right? You're really the only person who knows how good your work ethic is. So from a third party perspective, it seems like you have a shit work ethic, Breezy, right? That's just how it seems. It seems like you have a lot of excuses and not a good work ethic.
Professional work
from a third party
going
perspective.
To, school, I work my fucking ass off. However, there's a difference between, an expectation for 30 minutes of footage and then suddenly being handed an hour and 20 minutes and they're like, hey, 35 minutes, let's make the video that long. And you're just, it's new at that point, right? You're like, okay, well, apologies, I needed a sip of water. At that point, it's like, okay, well, I have to figure out how to edit all this footage and get it done on time and polished. While getting scrutinized for it. So, and I had never been handed
She continues wants to make it far in comp side. Jesus. You finished code early, request more work. Yeah.
2 hours, worth of footage.
I could not be. I took a computer science class in high school, bro. That shit was awful. Actually, the worst. It wasn't that bad, really. I did fine in it, but it was just. I'm not good at it. I can't be a coder or whatever.
So it was just a new thing. If I'm too aggro,
I was also bad at. I never even took a physics class in high school because I knew I'd be shit. I knew I'd be shit at that.
Criticizing it, I apologize, but it was very different from the norm that they had established with me.
They had a bunch of bad things happen to them. Once they were sick, dog died, they're depressed, they got roofied.
It was a weird fucking couple months, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like something out of a fucking weird fantasy book. It sounds like out of a Tumblr post, some TikTok fucking I'm a victim. It literally was just a weird couple of months. I'm out of it now, but you know, this is too late.
I mean, all that sucks. Definitely, and I understand that, but like, this is just not Meat Canyon's problem. He's your boss, or
Understood.
I guess he's your contractor, probably in this case. He's not your best
True.
friend.
Also understood.
His job to be your therapist and be your emotional support, whatever.
Yep. I can hit the 15 mark like after like a month of practice. I was easy to hit that. Usually I bring around 13 sometimes just because of you know what we had to cut out and the ads and stuff. But then like, I also saw this. I overworked in my.
Do you do
edits. I had
ComSci,
too much
Seka?
quality in there that I shouldn't.
That's
have.
crazy.
But like, you know, from my editing gigs in the past, that was just how I was trained, and it was very hard to train that out of me. Like personality shift in the recordings too. You know, this kind of weird invincibility complex that YouTubers start to get. I've been in the industry for a very long time, longer than these little babies have. Okay. Before he comments on this, yes, I have had like raw naked footage, and Hunter got way more like vocal with really weird shit. There were some times where they wanted to include it in the video, and I was like, no, dude, cut this out. Like, this is not good. Especially with like the Taylor Swift ones where he's talking about women. There's some weird shit in there. I will
Oh my
never post it,
God.
you know, because I don't know the circumstances behind, you know, what he was saying. Really, maybe he might have just mistaken his words. I'm not gonna cancel anybody for that, dude. That's client, you know, privacy.
See, it's like this is the part where you start to lose me, where it's like, oh, I didn't want to call him puppy it out. I didn't want to do this. I want to do that. But I mean, you're calling him like a narcissist, implying he's a misogynist here, dude. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Obvious, like, oh my God, bro. Holy shit. This person is so fucking. I don't understand why you'd say
And I
that.
shouldn't. Honestly, I shouldn't even have said this. But
Yeah, you
ultimately,
shouldn't have, because you can't fucking prove it, and it's just a weird allegation to make.
Like, Hunter always redeems
Like, who
himself.
cares if he made some, like, I assume what she's talking about is, like, misogynistic statements in this Taylor Swift video or whatever. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares if, like, she saw some, like, narcissistic, like, what would lead you to even believe that Papa Meat is narcissistic in this uncut footage, right? Like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense, and it makes you look, like, vindictive and crazy, right?
He always says, you know, like, the right thing at the end of the videos. I don't think he meant anything super bad by it. I just, like, I really started to feel like, you know, the more he wanted to include in the videos that was controversial, it was like, the more invincible he started
Cybersecurity
to
engineer,
feel.
damn.
But even with my criticism, he really kind of pulled back a little bit, which I respect that much. All right, I've been around all big names up until like 2017. So
Oh, you're cool.
I'm not cool. I was burnt by so many YouTubers, and I really don't like most of them. I know how these people are. I've only ever liked like 2 YouTubers.
I fought with this person at one point. Wait, why do I recognize his name? Fuck. I know this person somehow. I don't know how.
Fun fact. And I haven't talked to him in.
I think they're in my. Hold on. I think that person's in my. Sorry, guys. I think they're in my server. Fucking. GI? No. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just schizoing out right now. That might be the case. Unfortunate.
For so many years, but
Sorry, guys.
Jack's Films is
Schizo
the
rant.
nicest person I ever met in the YouTube space. Support Jack's Films, and I can kind of see it when they start to do that sort of turn to the wait a minute, I can do whatever I want, and that's it. So I actually had written a giant paper on how money and fame changes the brain, like physiologically. Well, I don't know if you call it physiologically, but it's like a psychological paper. I did
Okay.
write it based on a bunch of sources, and I cannot fucking find it, which sucks. But I did do a bunch of research on how money and fame changes the brain.
Then why are you talking about within the context of Papa Meat, though? You're really implying here that Papa Meat is this way, right? Larry wasn't this editor when she started meeting her lazy work ethic created this problem. Yeah.
Trying to insinuate here, but again, I probably worded it wrong because I'm a fucking piece of shit. I hate that. I almost said that myself when I was kind of in my peak, but I didn't because I was going through a transition at the time.
What is this person even talking about? Invincibility complex? How does that show through in the edits? From making videos about Are You Afraid of the Dark and Taylor Swift hate and legal company with Wendigoon? Like what are you even
I really hope she goes into more detail on this. How does his narcissism and invincibility complex show through his fucking unedited things or whatever?
talking about?
Well, you've never seen the footage that I've had to cut out, so it was hard to make that argument.
What are you? I mean, can you provide like one example though? It's just so it's so weird, man.
Talking about truly. What does any of this mean? I don't understand. I won't understand. Are these thumbnails AI?
That's fair.
Like it really does just make her look super vindictive.
By the way, or are they?
I'm actually not sure. When I was in the like the Papa Meat crew, there was some dude who was the thumbnail artist. It seemed like he put a lot of work into that shit. So I have no idea how he did it, but everyone was like super enthralled every time he posted a thumbnail.
Thumbnail design. Oh, apparently someone actually makes them. Damn.
It should
Followed.
take her a whole week for a video. I mean, I can understand if she's doing school at the same time. Like, I'm a lazy piece of shit. I can't get any editing done while I'm in school and stuff, right? But I mean, like, I don't know. If you're
Shaq,
like, these aren't crazy edits, you know. I can understand.
Personality shift, invincibility complex. So now we're just going for the throat. It's really just like
However, he did admit to it though. He was like, "Hey, like I used to review horror." I think he even admitted to it in his most recent video where he's like, "Hey, I'm taking a break or something." You know, he's like, "Oh, I like, you know."
Wait, what
I
did he
used-
admit to? Fuck.
now we're just going for the throat. It's really just like
However, he did admit to it though. He was like, "Hey, like I used to review horror." I think he even admitted to it in his most recent video where he's
What?
like, taking a break or something. You know, he's like, "Oh, I like, you know, I used to really like review horror movies and blah 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 blah." But then he like started to go towards like drama stuff for a bit, but he like backed off from that, and now he just makes videos of like whatever. I respect that. I personally prefer like the horror movie stuff because I'm a huge horror movie fan, but that's just a me thing. And none of that can be attributed to like his character and whatnot. So
How
Same,
does
or
making
not
like
same,
drama
inane
videos
character
and
attacks.
stuff indicate that he's like has an invincibility complex or something? What? Okay, whatever, whatever, dude.
on this guy because you got fired from your job for not working.
as we were going along, like my videos are, I really did work. And I'm not gonna try to like sit here and be like whining about it or whatever. You know, you can believe me, you don't have to believe me. But when I was initially fired, they told me like, hey, your work ethic has not been the best lately, and I was like, initially I kind of agreed with it, and I was like, I understand it, but like my fiance and a couple of friends started reading through the messages.
I mean, again, dude, I keep reiterating this, but like from their perspective, it really didn't seem like that.
See everything, and they're like, hey, you've been up multiple nights editing videos before. Like you put so much effort into making them quality. So the fact that they're commenting on your work ethic just sucks. And I agree with that even still. It just kind of sucks. However, I didn't put the effort into what I should have. I should have put it into getting the video done fast rather than like making it super, super quality. And that's a fault of mine. I get perfectionist and I can see where they would be irritated by that. Consistently successful, pretty well viewed, and I know how much money YouTubers make. I can look at channel statistics and understand what they're getting paid. And I will absolutely tell you guys exactly what YouTubers are making and a little formula you can follow. So stay
Why aren't
tuned
you
for
making more?
that. The reason I brought this up was because in meetings, I was told, hey, as your video, like if videos, you're uploading videos, we're all uploading as the channel's doing better, we will adjust your stuff. So when I tried to bring it up, they just were very dismissive of it. But I knew how much they were actually pulling in.
Is this true? Why wouldn't you mention that in your? She did not mention that at all in her original live stream. Why wouldn't she mention that here? That she was promised more money based on how well her videos were doing, and then she was ignored after. That is ironically probably the best argument she has as to Papa Meat mistreating her, even though it's really not that big of a deal. But I mean, that's probably her best argument, and she didn't bring it up in her original video. Like, I know we'll probably never get a response from Papa Meat, but like, I don't know. That I would wonder if that's true.
Didn't coincide with like the statements they were making at me. Again, I agreed to like the $8.50 per video. I should have shut the fuck up. So
Money
to
down.
that point, I want to say that
I mean, no, you shouldn't have. That is literally the best argument you have for mistreatment, right?
they weren't obligated to offer me more. It was just like we're really finding.
Well, I would say they were actually kind of obligated to offer you more, or at least have a conversation about it if they did say that, if they did offer you more at one point, right? Like if at one point they said, if your videos do better, we'll offer you more, and then your videos did better and they didn't offer you more, I would say that is a little fucked up, actually.
Okay, struggling living here in Colorado. I'm trying my best to stay near my family. It's getting harder and harder. Maybe I shouldn't be doing
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it sounds like she lives near the Denver area, and I know that is expensive as fuck. So, I wonder what college she goes to.
that.
That'd be
But it's like, hey,
interesting.
we can still hardly afford being here. And again, you look at this apartment, you're like, oh, it's like super nice. And like initially we had a lot of help getting into this place that's no longer available. So, but again, I don't want to make that anybody else's issue. It's just, even in general, if we live somewhere super cheap, it's just the living expenses in Colorado in general are just fucking nuts. But again, I probably shouldn't, but still, know that they know that I'm aware because I was a YouTuber once, and I know that I'm an editor, but I actually feel super embarrassed by this because I realize now how much I shouldn't have brought it up. I'm still only taking home probably like a 12th of the profits that they get from the video, and that's fine with me. I don't really give a shit, as long as I'm being paid to live comfortably. Genuinely, I want to skip it, but I want you all to see it because you deserve to see it. Because they were paying me. They had promised me initially, here's another thing, they promised me initially to do one document for like writing, and the documents they would pay $150 per, so I would write one of those, and then I would edit one video a week.
Hey there, glad to see you still kicking about.
They say they're not upset about the pay, but they clearly are upset about the pay. And also, like, just get a different
Yeah.
job then. If you want a higher paying job, go work for someone else. You're not entitled.
Agreed.
She's surrounded by enablers, and her chat is enabling her too. Yeah. It seems like she did kind of have an echo chamber going on for a little bit there.
They expected a lot from me, which I feel like made me feel like I was entitled to more. But you're right. I should have just fucking left and tried
Yeah,
to find a higher paying
exactly.
job. It's just hard, when you're trying to keep an income in, while you're like coordinating school and whatnot. But I'm still new to even at 28 years old, I'm still new to a lot of this. So
To pay. If you offer a certain amount of money,
And,
a certain amount of money.
normally I would ask for leniency, but again, I made this all public, so let's take the criticism.
Like, why do you feel like you need more?
I just want to point out that this person's in college and still younger than Flamenco by like 10 years. That's
From that particular
funny.
guy, just get an editing job somewhere else, edit for someone else. Literally, just edit, or just get it.
I did try to find other clients, but my workload for Papa Meat was just too much. But I should have dropped that and just found easier clients.
True.
I agree with that.
Different job. Like, does this person have a degree? Physics, computer science, undergrad. Go code.
I am still an undergrad, so I'm like I said, I'm a year away from computer science. and
Just go fucking
/2
code,
years from
bro.
physics.
Go code websites or something, or code video games. Like, get a real job that you use your resume for. Why are you? Breezy slander will not be accepted. It's like blaming a construction worker for not having built a shed when again was a deadline, enough siblings for a hammer and 4 nails. No, it's more like blaming a YouTube editor for not meeting a deadline when you gave them all the materials they needed, and because they had some bad life events happen, they didn't meet it or something. Maybe they're being a little lazy. I don't really know every detail, but I just totally I'm totally not seeing why this video even needed to exist. Why? Thank you, Baby Prime, for the 5. You're my trans icon hero, Tom. Thank you, bro. I've been trying really hard for that. You donated twice, Baby Prime. Thank you so much, buddy. I've been kidding. My husband and I enjoy your videos. You always find a way to make us laugh. As a hat, enjoy a compliment your hat. Happy New Year. Thank you. I got a new Wage War hat coming. It's pretty swag. Vegan Gains. This is the type of woman who's used to getting a lot of attention. When she doesn't get it, she feels attacked. It seems that way. Vegan Gains. We're gonna get deeper into it, but it definitely seems that way. Tom's the type of guy who
Damn.
motivates me to go to the gym.
Oh my god, okay.
Whether or not I get attention.
Fuck, okay.
Thank you for the 10, DJ.
Again, I don't do YouTube as a career, so whether or not I get attention, that's fine. I'm really trying to do like more with STEM and trying to contribute to the world. But if you're encouraging your your viewers to go to the gym,
Contributing to the world is very cringe. Do not talk about that.
awesome. Keep them healthy.
Well,
Well, no. Probably since 2015 or so, I'd say. And probably not the only one you've helped make trans law. Sorry to hear you had this rough.
I made them. Thank you so much. Thanks for the generosity. I'm glad I could help out, but being an idiot. So yeah, I have the brush right here.
why the constant like self-deprecation? I'm an idiot. I suck. I'm dumb. I'm depressed. Like, just dude, this person needs to get their swag checked.
All right, so this is gonna sound like a scapegoat,
Get the swag checked, buddy.
but it's actually the truth. I'm so sorry that you have to hear it like this because it's gonna sound so fucking cliche and stupid. But during in my YouTube career, I went through my transition, and I said this I think in an upload that I actually removed, but during my transition on YouTube, I tried my absolute hardest to never bring attention to it. I just tried to keep delivering the content that I wanted to, but eventually people caught wind. They started to notice, and I became super prone to self-deprecation then. This is just a reflex that has happened. I'm sorry if it makes anyone uncomfortable. I absolutely, again, I need to see that therapist to work on that being like my reflex as far as like explanation, self-deprecation.
I don't know. I don't really care about this. Like, you're kind of self-deprecating, and it kind of makes you look like kind of a loser. I don't know.
When I was able to still see a therapist, when I was on some form of insurance in the past, like, we kind of came to the conclusion, like, hey, like, we've acknowledged the fact that this is a result of this.
Fuck.
Let's work on it. And then, I got dropped from that shit before we could work on it. So if any excessive self-deprecation makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry. But again, it's just my reflex. It's like, hey, like, I'm a piece of shit. So let's observe that.
Your swag up, bro.
Or let's all empathize with it. Sympathize with that.
Get your swag up. Get jacked or something, maybe. I don't know. Just turn your swag up. I get self-deprecating jokes are funny sometimes, but when it's just constant, incessant so much, like it starts to
I'm sorry.
grate on me. I don't find it particularly funny. It's just like when someone's like that, it's like, oh, I don't want to be around you anymore. The one person
Fair.
that I knew recently, like last year, who was constantly making self-deprecating jokes, turned out to be kind of psychotic. So, be careful around those people. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh.
Bad luck, Brooks. Thank you for the 5, bro. Appreciate it.
All right, so let's move on. I was initially promised a certain amount of money per month, and I was basically getting paid $1,000 less than that because they weren't assigning me enough stuff. And later, it's explained to me like, hey, like, because you missed that one deadline, that one.
It makes a lot of sense. I hate how she frames it as one deadline when even from this stream we learned that she missed quite a few other deadlines. Even though they weren't like final deadlines, it is obviously they would assign you less work if you're not meeting the like preview deadlines, right? Because despite them not being the final deadlines, they still want them done at the preview deadline, or else they wouldn't assign a preview deadline. Like, obviously, right?
Single deadline on the video that was supposed to be. Again, another thing I'm kind of embarrassed about. They initially promised me a certain amount a month, and I wasn't getting that eventually. But when I missed a deadline, they're like, "Hey, we think it's irresponsible to tack on the extra work we talked about. Even if you can't even get this done on time." So there's a reason for that. But also it was like, hey, like I'm off doing odd jobs to earn this money. In the meantime, so it was literally like a catch-22 there. But I'm not gonna blame them for that. There's a lot of apologies to be had here. But there are, again, like I said before, there are some treatments and miscommunications as far as me being an editor, which a lot of editors have reached out to me on Instagram, because it's like really the only thing you can, as far as like behavioral patterns with like the people they work with, and they're like, like how do I deal with being shit on in this way? Quoting one person, and most of them have been like professional about it. I think I've been only contacted by like 4 at this point, but they all sort of have like uniform feelings about this, which kind of contributes. Again, we'll go into my response video later, but that contributes to what I said in my response video, because YouTubers, historically tend to abuse the editors. I mean, even Hollywood.
Oh
like,
my
there's still,
god. I hate this word abuse. It's so fucking stupid. I think it, I don't know. I just don't think they're using abuse correctly, if I'm being honest. I don't think anybody was abused in this situation, okay? Mistreated at the most. Let's not load the language here, buddy.
I don't even know if last I checked, there wasn't even a union for, like editors most of the time, so they just kind of get shit on.
You need to create one then.
Level quality of production. I don't know if you guys saw the response video. That video is insane. Like the fact that we put that together in 3 days.
I don't
Like,
know
John,
how unions work.
he might criticize this, but I genuinely put like my absolute heart and fucking soul into that video. on like what weeks to put together a video that quality, so we were going. And just to get this sort of criticism,
They were going.
You know, whatever. You know, he's just boss pulling money, kind of pulling strings here. I'm just gonna let it go.
I mean, okay, first of all, if she was promised more money than she ended up getting, that sucks. But you should always expect that when you're not signing a contract, you may end up getting less money than before or than you were promised.
Also, absolutely understood. I never signed a contract. We made an agreement to an amount per video. I shouldn't have complained about that.
So you should prepare for that. And this is just an adult thing. If you're promised money and it's not a contract or you're not seeing consistent paychecks in that regard, figure out another source of income. That is the first thing. Secondly, obviously when you miss a deadline, they're going to want to give you less work because they don't have an expectation that you're going to meet things, meet Canyon, whatever. Especially if there's other editors on the team who are
That was sick fucking wordplay.
doing the work properly and meeting expectations. Obviously, they're going to go for them instead of you because it's business. YouTube is kind of a fast business. Things can be very finicky. Things can be very, what's the word for it? Fickle. Things can be very fickle on YouTube.
Or volatile.
With getting things out on time. And so when they want to get videos out on time and you're not meeting that deadline, obviously they might pick someone else who is meeting that deadline. And it seems like in this case, you're the person who didn't meet a deadline. I know you say it was due to unfortunate circumstances, and that's fair. But these things also can get better with time. If you meet deadlines consistently in the future, then they're probably going to eventually see you as someone who doesn't miss deadlines because maybe you missed one deadline 5 months ago, but you know, you've been consistently meeting deadlines for 5 months.
Very
So
true.
again, this is a personal thing. It sucks because I really started to improve. I was meeting so many of like the, hey, get us a dialogue cut, blah, 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 blah. I was like really getting on track, and like the computer stuff happened, and it was like, fuck. like, you know, I've got myself sober. I'm like a month sober.
I mean, yeah, it sucks for you, but then again, from Papa Meat doesn't know that. Like, he can see you start to meet more and more deadlines, but then he just basically sees you relapse, and he's like, oh fuck, dude, like, oh
I'm
my
really
god,
starting to get back into
God
the
fucking
momentum of
damn it.
working, and then this shit happened. Again, that ties into the emotional part of it, which shouldn't matter because we're talking about business here. It just fucking sucked. It just sucked.
Since then, they're going to want to hire you more. They're going to give you more work, and you're going to be, you know, in the core team as opposed to someone that's being given projects now and then. But I don't really see an issue with them giving you less work if you didn't meet a deadline, regardless of what the reason was. Obviously, when you're running a business, like, it's money in, money out. Canyon's expensing however much he is a month to pay contractors. He's making however much he is from getting paid from those videos, from the effort he puts in, and his brand, and people clicking on it, his personality. You know, you would not be getting paid as a person if not for him in this particular transaction, and therefore,
Understood.
those deadlines, he has every right to give you less work. He just does.
But I know how much they're making, and eventually I want to make more, at least from editing, if you're not going to pay me for documents. And he tries to pull like the whole like, oh, like I really can't afford it at the moment. And I'm like, I know this is bullshit. Now, the thing that kind of made me an issue. Okay, before he comments on it, I do want to say that's really fucking weird because I did edit like 2 videos that pulled in like a total of like $20,000+ for him at least. And like the fact that he wouldn't even like budge as far as like, hey, future pay or anything, it was odd to me. It was definitely odd. However, I'm not.
I mean, okay, that is odd with the added context that you added this stream where you said that like they promised you more money based on how well your videos performed. However, it's not odd if you just ask out of the blue and he says no, especially if you're not making the preview deadlines like they would like. Like, even if your videos are doing well, it makes sense that they wouldn't want to like give you more work or pay you more when you're not doing everything they want you to do, right?
Not gonna lie, a lot of this I feel like looking back, I feel embarrassed for. And I hope my response video, you know, doesn't re-emphasize some of the bad parts of this. Because again, I even said in my response video, I didn't watch this yet because I was like, I just wasn't like in the spot to watch it. I'm a pussy, so we'll just hear what he has to say.
Do you know this is bullshit? Doesn't Meat Canyon, like, when you're making these like animated videos, which are definitely expensive to make just because of the quality of the videos and the fact that they're putting out, you know, these fully animated things.
Okay, as far as earnings wise, no, it's not bullshit. I'm very well aware of how earnings work, especially having worked with Mike Pymations, another animator who does short form stuff plus long form stuff. I know how much these people are making. I don't know how much they're reinvesting, but I know that they're making more than enough to survive, more than enough to flourish, and more
I
than
mean,
enough
yeah, I think that's pretty obvious. To be fair,
to pay multiple employees / contractors.
Relatively consistently. Obviously, it might be quite a bit of money to run.
And if I need to, like, I can even get these people to vouch for it. Like, I know Mike would have no problem with like backing me up on a lot of this. I know Robin would have no problem with it. I'm not trying to like, you know, build an army of people who would defend me. I'm just saying, like, I feel like this stuff that I'm publicly sharing is not super out of like left field.
Operations, and so I mean, obviously he wants to take home a considerable amount of money at the end of the day. This Sam Sue like one is really funny, by the way. But you know, once again, it's just expenses in, expenses out. Like, is he expected to fork over more of his cut to pay you if he could get someone else to replace you easily? Obviously, he's not going to want to do that. This isn't like a workers' comp. Or sorry, this isn't a co-op. You know, this is a business. This is a business they're running. And so when you're running a business, you need to just try to, you know, the way you make.
So as far as capitalism is concerned, I'm not here trying to be like a Marxist or anything. I'm just saying, like, there will always be someone to take it for cheaper. But like the editors that I've hired in the past, I keep them even when they request more because it's like I have camaraderie with them. They've learned my style. I want to retrain.
well, I mean, like, that's kind of stupid. That's the way you do it. That's fine, but Meat Canyon has every right to do it his way, and that's a more like I guess you call it cutthroat way, but it really, yeah.
People, and I care about these people, you know. And I think that's just, you know, where I might differ as far as like running management stuff.
Our money is decrease expenses, maximize profits. And if you're part of them not being able to maximize profits, they're going to want to cut you out of that equation. And you can complain about that all you want, but that's just business. And if you don't want to be involved in businesses, then go be homeless, I guess, or something. I don't know. Very, very entitled.
Having a meeting was the Taylor Swift video, or one of the Swift videos.
Go
I did
be
both of the Swift
homeless.
videos. I don't know if you guys. I disagree with the entitled part. Like I said before, I work a blue collar job. full time, 5 days a week.
Well, I mean, obviously, it just makes you sound entitled that you're like, oh my god, why would the fuck wouldn't they give me more money, right? Like that makes you sound entitled.
And
I feel like
my
this person has a little bit of trouble, like putting themselves, like they have a little bit of trouble, like seeing themselves from a third party perspective, right? They're introspection. That's what it's called. They have trouble introspecting.
2 days off, I go to school full time. So I don't know where this professional victim narrative just like sort of super adopted itself. But I mean, I can understand if this video is the only frame of reference you had of me. But if you're going to criticize me to this depth, I feel like you should do a little more research. Saw the response one where he looks at all
I
the
mean,
things
no,
that-
he doesn't. He shouldn't have to do more research. He's literally just reacted. What do you want him to do to find out if you're fucking if you're entitled or not? You want him to go watch your brony animations? Like what is he supposed to research that will lead him to believe that you aren't entitled? What? Actually, you should do more research before you call me entitled. What? How do you even research if someone's entitled or not, bro? You can only react to what's being presented in front of you.
and he's kind of laughing about it. One, it's the #1 best performing video in the history of the channel. As far as views to whatnot ratio, again, should have explained this better, but he did, talk about how like, hey, if the videos you edit are performing well, let's discuss like how you're paid. So I don't think I discussed that well enough. And so, we're probably gonna have Tom
Didn't Tom say the N-word? No, he didn't.
Dark here saying like, it doesn't matter. You're not entitled to it. And in that regard, no, I'm not. Within that amount of time. So it got 3 million views like that. So one, it's the best performing video. Two, it's the 5th most popular video on that channel. Now I want to give, here's the formula for you guys to kind of decipher how much YouTubers make from their views. If you go to Social Blade, views times 4 divided by 1,000. And you were to look at their views, what you can do is generally, if the video is around 10 minutes or more, I think we're YouTubers making. But let's
So 3 million times 4, 12 million.
Just
Okay,
pull up
Tom,
the calculator.
I'm not trying to make you look bad or anything. It's just, why did you Google it and not pull up the Microsoft calculator?
Actually,
Oh.
real and based. Oh my god, true. Fuck you, Tom.
Divided by 1,000. $12,000.
And you're not accounting for the sponsorship, which is at least $5,000 to $10,000. But if I had to estimate, it was probably around somewhere like 8. Just knowing how that stuff works.
Yeah, that might be accurate.
This is a total estimate. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. I would say.
We had a $100 super chat from Copperhead. Says kind of showed up at an involved in lately. I just want you to know that 100% of what I hope you're okay with that. It'd be anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. Just
Also, criticism for Tom here. He has a stupid fucking ugly ass ambient mode on. Dude, the ambient mode is the worst feature they've ever added on YouTube, bro. It is so fucking ugly and gross. I hate that shit. Turn that shit off right now, Tom.
just depending. So if
MS Breezy is actually based in the situation. She has the ambient mode off, but you don't, Tom. What the
you take a
fuck?
look at this Taylor Swift video, that video alone, I guarantee you. Honestly, hearing myself in fast motion makes me hate myself. Around $17,000. $17,000 for that one theme video because of mid-rolls, because of the sponsors, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. I don't know. I don't have access to that sort of information. And I would get paid $850 a video, which is not bad, right? I'm okay with that, but I'm like, hey, this is really showing now. Like,
Holy fuck! What the hell? Oh my god. That was so scary. What the fuck? Dude, I'm fucking traumatized. What the fuck? Why would you do that?
a lot of it's Jesus fucking Christ. Whenever I get donations above 100, it fucking jump. I have a jump scare sound. Ugh.
I'll have to
I hope you
remember
know
that
that-
next time I see a fucking $100 donation.
My
Goddamn.
heart rate is super up, and I shit my pants. In the big title, but still, like it's showing that your channel is going to grow. It's continuing to perform well, and I think that I'm still struggling to like sustain my livelihood, and I'm spending all day editing these videos. So I think that if I'm going to stay spending this much time keeping this quality, I need. Again, I didn't specify this well enough. I feel like, but he did say like, hey, I want you to be able to live comfortably, and it, I was like, I want to do this full time, and he's like, sick. Like, let's make sure we get everything squared away. But it seemed like at a certain point they didn't really want to do that, and that's kind of where I started to feel targeted, is because they started looking for really small things, which is probably deserved, but at the time, I'm like, I'm going through a lot, and I'm like, oh, now they want to fire me. So, but I've had some space, I've had some time, I've had all of this criticism. I'm not, writing any of it off. Like, there's so much stuff.
Jesus Christ.
In response to my stream VOD and even my video response, which I've been like, hey, like, this is correct, you're right. And I've said before, like, I've had a lot. Like, my career on YouTube has spanned like 12 plus years. Like, I don't want anyone to think that I'm opposed to honesty or the route of, admitting fault, because I've never been that way. And it just
I mean, I will say this: they're doing a good job at least admitting where they were wrong, right? Like, I still have some criticisms, but I don't think this has been a bad response so far. Like, I don't know.
for
So it hasn't been terrible.
Because I'm absolutely willing to work with criticism.
pretty good, I'd say.
I always have been. Even if my reflex is to be self-righteous, I'll calm down and I will work with criticism. I'm going to be paid more. After I bring this up, I see they add another editor to the Discord. You know, this
Okay, so I mean, it's once again, I mean, it hurts your feelings. I understand, but this is just basic business, dude. Like, you feel you deserve more. There's someone else willing to do it for less. They're gonna get that person on, obviously. Like
facts do not care about my feelings.
this is just, if someone else is willing to do the same work
Okay.
for less money, then clearly your work isn't as valuable as you thought it was, and clearly you're gonna get like you're just gonna get replaced. For the record, I pay my editors quite a bit more than that. But you know, if that's how Weekend wants to do is like.
Also, rent in Colorado is super high. Yeah, if you live in liberal sissy Colorado, buddy. All right.
Whatever. Actually, do I pay them more than that? Hold on. Blue Canyon, Taylor Swift.
Wait, do you,
So
Tom? Do you pay your editors a rev share or is it a flat rate?
which video was it? It was this one.
He does flat rate for main channel and rev share for second channel. I know that because I'm a stalker. No, I'm pretty sure he actually says it in this video.
Assume this is the response to Taylor Swift 8-1.
It's actually both of them. It's both of the Taylor Swift videos.
You got paid $8.50 for a 16-minute video. That's actually pretty. That's pretty good, actually. That's actually quite good.
And this one, this
I put a lot of effort into that. You know, just so like, you know, he didn't look bad or anything, and just so like he looked like a badass for responding to this Taylor Swift hate. It was not me, you know, that made him look, because he in general he was
Oh my
justified in
fucking
it.
god! How much is this? I really hope that's not over $100 in whatever in U.S. currency. Holy fuck!
I put a lot of work in this video, and so maybe I shouldn't.
Prepare for jump scare in case it
swear, I
is.
thought went over the line, though, dude. I said these dirty dogs of women said you're on, dude.
I absolutely loved editing this part where he's like, "This is over the line," and he shows the pug, and he's like, "This is a handsome dog."
It's for real. Dog.
I think that's one of the most favorite things I've ever edited.
I like Factor for its flexibility. So much more.
This video is actually not. That's actually maybe overpaying for this. I mean, this is a relatively simple video. It's just. I mean, you've got this little preset background. You've got some jump cuts. You've got some music you've added. You put some tweets up on the screen. It's actually
Yeah,
not-
like I agree with Tom here. I just like I'm not an editor, so I really don't have room to talk. But I don't understand what in these videos is taking like a super long time to like edit or whatever. You know, I don't get it.
really that crazy.
Oh baby, I have certainly kicked the beehive now.
Is that thing like the most intensive part of the video?
I
The
just go on
little-
Twitter, just kind of sneak up, and I get this quote tweet, which is, "I can't imagine being such a f***ing loser," which, you know, pretty funny. And what I like about this also,
I mean, I honestly don't think you deserve more money for that. You actually got paid quite well. You actually got paid very, very handsomely, I would say. So for context, to break down for me,
But okay, the context that makes it like I can understand why she would want more money if they promised her more money, depending on how well her videos did, right? I can actually understand that.
what people get paid. For the main channel edits, those guys get paid.
So I was actually asked to do this in a very short amount of time so that it would stay relevant.
Fuck!
Okay. Oh my god.
I knew it.
Happy New Year, Retchie. Thanks for scaring the shit out of me. Should have turned that off for the stream. I do apologize. But I was asked to do this this video in an expedited timeline. So
Paid for a 40-minute video, about 1,500.
I mean, obviously, expedited timeline actually would make it more money, but
I mean, 40 is kind of short. It's probably more like $2,000 because the videos now are more long. But so that's what that is. And then
I absolutely would not have been paid $2,000 for a 40-minute video. Not at all.
for the second channel,
okay. Well, I mean, these like a 40-minute video right here, most of it is just him talking.
Gay
Okay,
men are cornering
like-
this.
You don't have to do as much editing here as opposed to a Turkey Tom video. I mean, if you look at a main channel Turkey Tom video, a 40-minute video, like his face isn't on the screen once. You have to edit every single video or every single second of the stream of this thing, right? You always have to have something playing in the
Strange that
background
he
when he's
mentioned-
talking. You have to have these like edits. Like obviously, editing a 40-minute Turkey Tom video is going to be significantly more intensive than editing a 40-minute Papa Meat video, right? So that's probably why they get paid more. Yeah, okay.
editors just take a straight 40% cut on this channel. So just to put that in perspective,
There was absolutely no rev share.
this is pretty good pay, $8.50 for a 16-minute video, which is like it's not even a crazy edit. Like that's quite a bit. And you're complaining that like, oh, they made $17,000. It's like, well, that may be the case.
I actually made quite a few assets, reusable assets for this video. So,
Did they ask you to do that though? If you're doing extra work on top of things and not meeting deadlines, like that's, I guess it's cool you're doing extra work, but like they didn't ask you for extra assets. I don't think. I don't know, but I would assume they didn't ask you because you didn't say they asked you for it. So
assets that I just allowed them to. I don't know if they still use them, but I was like, send them to them, and I was like, hey, you can have these. And like I said, it was expedited. Like they sent me this footage like pretty late in the process, and they're like, hey, like let's get this out ASAP because it's relevant. And I was like, fuck yeah.
But curious what this person's spending habits are like, by the way, but that's besides the point for now. You wouldn't even have.
I really don't spend much other than debt, and bills. I have.
I mean, to be fair, I imagine I imagine they have a lot of debt. So, and like I don't know what college they go to in Denver, but I know like a lot of the colleges in Denver are expensive as fuck. So yeah.
Yeah, like I have a lot of debt because I used to do YouTube as a career, so I made like quite a bit of money, and I put myself into obligations.
And then
that-
yeah, obviously they transitioned, which I know also costs is pretty costly. It costs them a pretty penny.
like require like a sports car, etc. Like, and it's like I still have those possessions, and it's like I have to pay them off still. And I've sold like a ton of things off, so like I'm still.
Wait, did they say they got a
still
sports
have
car?
those possessions that like require like a sports car, etc. Like, and it's like I still have those possessions, and it's like I have to pay them off
Then
still.
okay, come on, you're sell the sports car. What the fuck? If you're really struggling this much to make money, you can sell that sports car for a different car and like just buy a simpler used car, bro. What? Okay, whatever. All right.
And I've sold like a ton of things off.
Like
So-
I understand it depreciates in value, like cars especially depreciate in value over time. But even still, I'd be willing. Like you can sell your sports car and get just a used beater or something. Like not even a beater, just like a used, less nice car, and I would bet your monthly payments go down
Like I'm still like
as well as
downsizing
your
takes
insurance. Your insurance will also go down.
a lot of time, but I'm still working on paying off like a lot of these things. So
Then sell them. What?
I post selfies of me on vacation and stuff like on my Instagram whenever I'm like traveling. If you look at my Instagram, I have not traveled for like a long fucking time. So I promise you that these funds are not going to anything irresponsible. Like
Alright.
I'm really trying my best to like get my life in order. But again, that's for your judgment. That's for you to decide if you think I'm telling the truth. You don't have to agree with that. And it's totally fine.
The editing job without me can't. Nobody would watch this video. If I made it, way less people would watch it. It wouldn't make $17,000. If you
I doubt it. Anyone could edit it, and that's probably the point he's trying to make. Is anyone could fucking edit it, it'd be fine.
made it, no one will
Exactly.
watch it. If Vegan Games made it, not as many people will watch it. If She1 had made it, it would probably make less money even. Like, people watch it because it's Meat Canyon and they like his personality. They want to see his reaction, his take, his jokes, his stupid face on the
Oh, that's the point he's trying to make. It's true.
video. You know, his silly face in the thumbnail. That's what they want to see. And so it's just kind of ridiculous to me that you're demanding more money. Especially when he's not uploading a video every single day. I mean, these are relatively infrequent. How many monthly views is this guy getting? Hold on. Me.
So he wanted to upload 2 videos a week, and initially he had 2 editors, me and one other person, and we both were responsible for 1 video a week. Initially, I was also responsible for a document, which they deducted because I missed 1 deadline, which again, understandable. But they started to demand more like time for more like mid-roll ads, etc., etc. And this is where I really started to get confused with like, okay, how much effort do I put into this, etc., etc. And you can kind of see in the Goosebumps video, after about 20 minutes, I needed a lot of help. So you can see like some of the editing style changes, and that's because we had to call in a couple editors to help on that. But it's also because I didn't want to like deduct the value of it. It's like, Hunter has a passion for this. I don't want to like make it stupid. Partly, as part of it is on me for like perfectionizing. Oh, good night, Owl. Sorry if I'm rambling too long. Part of it is on me for perfectionizing, which even the head editor admitted. It was like, hey, like I do it sometimes too. But also, some miscommunication, because it's like I kept telling them like this means a lot to Hunter. Like I'm gonna put a lot of effort into it, and like nobody opposed it. Like they're like, yeah, just. Well, okay, they didn't say it, but like my perception of it was like, okay, yeah, keep like putting a lot of effort into it. And by doing so, it's like we were gonna have to postpone the upload by 24 hours, which I thought was totally fine. But then I realized like, oh, he's trying to upload an animation at the same time, and those upload times could conflict. It was weird. However, the upload performed even better than usual. So in my mind, I felt justified in keeping the quality, but I have no idea whether or not it would have affected views at all.
Okay, 18 million views. So I mean, the channel could be making, before all expenses, the channel could be making like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in that range.
So I have managed. Let me see real quick here. I managed Sky Doesn't Minecraft. I didn't manage it. Sorry, I saw the manager's like scope of what he was making. And if I pull up the calculator here, 18 million, 18.8 times 4 divided by 1,000. Let's follow that formula because
I mean, like you said though, it depends a lot on mid-roll ads. Like all these videos are relatively long. It just, it's kind of hard to. It's just there's so many external factors in this. Like obviously, this video probably made less than like this video because I mean it's so much shorter. Like there's just so many factors. It's really hard to know, but you can get
pretty
it.
universal.
I'm bleeding.
So
Fuck.
that's about $75,000 just for the second channel. The main channel making still just like a lot of fucking money. And he like when I first joined, it's like his channel wasn't getting nearly as many views. So he's like, hey, if channel performance improves, like we'll improve your pay. Maybe I just took it too serious. Maybe I I hung on to that too much. Maybe I expected too much.
Waiting for a good cause. Hope you have a good night.
Let me see who donated real quick. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Unrecognized Q.
Oh my God.
Like I said,
Can we hurry
close to
up?
me. A place that I had to, you know, reach.
Mine. That's probably quite accurate. But even if that is the case, obviously if every video is being edited, you scheme a bunch out the top. There's taxes. There's him paying for the animators. I mean, that's pretty good pay for what you did.
You don't get taxed on videos. Like, it's not like a regular job where you get taxed on it right off the bat.
What?
You have to hire an accountant to do it like later in the year. I think it's
Well, yeah, but you're still. That doesn't mean that taxes don't exist just because it's happening later. What are you saying? What? Okay.
once per quarter. But it can definitely depend. Like, you know, if you build a whole new set and you have a ton of business expense, you might not get taxed at all for that quarter. It can definitely vary.
50 is pretty good pay for a 16-minute video. That's actually that's quite generous, I would say. That's more than I expected him to be paying you.
This is going. I bring up my concerns. I say, hey, why is this editor here? One, are you guys planning on editing extra video? And the head editor, Nick, is telling me that, no, they're just here to provide some back-end support so that we can meet deadlines better. I didn't really buy it, but I'm like, okay, let's hope that I'm just preparing for the worst and we actually end up getting the best. As far as circumstances are concerned. Now,
How much labor hours would that even be? I mean, I can't imagine this video took more than a day. I think I could edit this video in like 5 hours.
To people, not
Maybe.
just and would be doing, which apparently a random 50, he thinks I'm
Even 5 hours is quite a bit for this video. This is a very simple edit.
insult, and then also
And I assume they already had all the tweets ready. You didn't have to research them. So, I mean, not like that's
I did have to go re-snap a lot of the tweets because they weren't like high enough quality for the 4K render,
hard. You just copy and paste the text into Twitter to find it. But he already had them already, so you definitely
which genuinely was a little bit harder to do than I thought it would be. I don't know why it ended up being that way, but it was kind of time consuming.
send you a prep document. And the rest
Screenshotting tweets is hard, bro. Come on.
is
Come
just
on.
straight up footage of him with some jump cuts. You put some clips in there. You put this background on, which is just a preset. That's a lot of money. This person is.
So after this, also during that meeting now, I talked to Nick first. I talked to Nick first, and then we ended up calling him later. He has for some reason he has a knack for asking to call when I'm drunk, or like when I was drunk. Well, I was kind of drunk off
I think you just have a knack for being drunk when people want to call you. You're just being drunk.
Okay. I really do want to comment on this. Is that it was very much circumstantial. There were a couple of times literally where he was like, "Hey, can we call right now?" And it's like, I'm a little tipsy or maybe like a tiny bit drunk, sure. And like maybe I was a bit like more vocal about stuff. I didn't like lose my essence of professionality in those calls. It was so weird. It was so weird how like I would be sober for like multiple weeks.
Okay, bro. It just sounds like you were drunk a lot. Okay. I don't know. I understand there's like coincidences, bro, but like, come on, man. It sounds like you were just drunk quite a bit.
It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna get a little tipsy tonight with my fiance, and it's like, you know, Hunter wants to call. Total coincidental. I'm not trying to use an excuse.
I mean, obviously, from his perspective, it's not going to seem like that, right? Because you're not like. There's so many. Like, it just seems like you have a million excuses, and then like, it's just so coincidental that every time you call me, I'm drunk. Like, obviously, that's such a bad look. Like, oh my god.
I want everyone to have context.
It's just so weird that this person, like, it's so obvious why she was fired. And, like, why, from the other perspective, it seems like she has a bad work ethic, but, like, she just doesn't seem to understand that for some reason. She, like I said earlier, like, I think she struggles with introspection. the three curses on the screen are freaking me out.
A lot of weird shit happened. And if you think it's too coincidental to believe, fine. But it's just how it happened for me. Because I'm trying to get back on the wagon. And I get a...
So you're an alcoholic. You're depressive. Like that's not a.
Okay, so... Again, like I was on cocaine for a while because of the workload. And I probably shouldn't admit that, but it's genuinely the truth because I didn't want to disappoint. For a while, it worked. But obviously it's a negative feedback loop. And eventually, you know, it didn't work. That's absolutely on me. Okay? When I talk about, I want you all to know, when I talk about sobriety on this channel, it's not a pity party. It is a judgment. Like, please feel free absolutely to judge me. I know that, like, you know, addiction can be part of your DNA. It can be part of, like, trauma, etc., etc.
I mean, I realize that really sucks for this person, but, like, then again, like, it's not Papa Meat's fault that you had all these issues, right? Like, from his perspective, he just wanted someone to work on videos. And, like, if you have all these, like, all this baggage that comes with you, obviously you're not a very appealing employee.
But while it's not your fault for mental issues, it's your responsibility to find help for it. So, continue with that context a little bit.
Recipe for getting work done, really, is it? Or doing good work, I feel like.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of the timeline here. I have a meeting with Nick. During that meeting, I tell them, because I had been having issues with my computer. It had been progressively getting more and more unstable as time went on. And so I'm saying, hey, like, oh my goodness. All right, guys, I'm so sorry. I need to back up just a little bit. I hope that it's okay. Like, you can kind of follow me with my ADHD, like, ricocheting.
Hardly, not really.
Go back just a little,
Honestly.
or from before when I said. So during this meeting with Nick, I'm told, I was delivered this footage basically like before Thanksgiving. Before Thanksgiving,
Is this person drunk right now? Why not just make a video instead of stream this? This is so disorganized.
was also told I was not drunk later because they expect people to take Thanksgiving like days and Thanksgiving off, which I did, which means I was still kind of cutting it close getting this video done. Again, I was getting like 30 minutes worth of footage like a couple months before. Now they're handing me an hour plus. This one is an hour and 20 minutes of footage, and they want
Okay, well then in that case, can you just take an extra day to work on it, or told them you don't think you can get the video edited? This again is like your responsibility to do this.
35-minute video, and this is Thanksgiving like holiday. So I'm like, I really do what I can, but we might just have to cut it a little short, which they started to really not. All right. So I think this is gonna be one of the biggest things I criticize here, is I offered them all of that. I told them, hey, my computer's having issues. I said, hey, can I have help
Well, obviously you didn't say that explicitly within this video, so Tom wouldn't have any way of knowing that, right?
getting this done? I sent all of the assets that I had that I could without my computer crashing to help them finish it. This is where I get pretty bent. And Tom, I'm sorry if it came across as like super entitled, but really, I fucking tried. Like I was up for hours and hours and hours. I'm like freaking out. I'm ready to throw my fucking computer out the window, which we've all been there with issues.
Mhm.
I was trying so hard. So to be punished in a moment like this, it just sucks. But Tom, I do agree.
I
with
mean,
you
yeah, it sucks, but it makes sense why it happened. I think that's his point.
as far as logic is concerned. That but I also tell them, hey, like I have 18 minutes of polished footage, and just like to get you acquainted with the lingo that we would use on the team, polished just means that we've gone through revisions, we've gone through additions, and yeah, it fucking sucks, dude, to have like footage that's like ready to go, ready to be uploaded on the channel. Like you put so much work into like, you know, going over the footage over and over again, make sure all the cuts are right, you know, all the gags are added in. I'm at 15 minutes out of 30, and I can in 24 hours. I've done that so many times. I should have been trusted with that. But the fact that it corrupted the whole file and I could not upload the finished work, that's what bothered me. And that's why I say from a business perspective, like, hey, you should have this done. Like, yeah, I should have. But from like my perspective, as someone who's working so fucking hard to try and just like get everything like squared away, to have all of that work erased while being reprimanded for not having it on time.
L
fucks
Riz.
me.
Maybe you should have just got
So
W
all
Riz.
footage that's ready to be uploaded. So I had 18 out of 30 minutes of polished footage, and only 12 left. And I can usually stay up during the night and just get it done, run it out. But I mentioned during this meeting, I said my computer's very unstable, and I don't know what to do. And I keep blue screening, and it is in the past corrupted one of my projects. And this project is very like there's a lot of it done. And I have made a million different backups, but these blue screens are gonna fuck it up. And they say sorry about that. I hope it gets better. And I'm like,
What are they supposed to do, dude? They're supposed to send you a new computer? Like, even with shipping, I mean, it takes days for a computer to get there. What do you expect to happen? Sorry, what do you other than sorry, dude? Like, what?
so this is a weird portion of it all is that they were willing to give me like full payment of a severance afterward, but they weren't willing to pay me in advance. And I literally told them I have a micro center like 25 minutes away. I can go buy the repair parts and get this motherfucker fixed up. But you know,
I mean, they're not obligated to do that, right? Like, how are they supposed to know that you're just gonna run away with that money? Like, I don't know, dude. They're a business. They're obligated to pay you in advance. It doesn't make that much sense. But okay, whatever.
insinuated that, and they were not.
Like, why do they have to loan you money? Like, they're not their personal friend or whatever. Why couldn't you, like, I don't know, could you have borrowed money from like your mom or something? Why does it have to be your employer that loans you money for a little bit so you can fix your computer? It's just, I don't know.
So
I feel like there are multiple solutions to this problem, and she was just like kind of mad that this one solution wasn't working out the way she wanted it to.
I did with what I could, with what I had, and it ended up still corrupting all the footage, or like 12 minutes worth of the footage. So I still only had 6 minutes worth of polished footage, and they were not okay with that. And they were like, all right, send what you have over, and then we're gonna finish it up. It sucks because it's out of my control. It's out of their control. The thing that weirded me out, it was like, okay, we're gonna send you all this money for videos that you weren't able to edit. Again, as a severance, let's not use the words hush money. I absolutely regret that. You know, but like this money for severance, it's like why? Literally, if they paid me in advance for 2 videos, I could go get the repair parts and have finished this video on time. That's what weirded me out. If I didn't, convey that properly, that's on me. But that's where I kind of felt like, like these circumstances were starting to be like targeted. But as you mentioned, Tom, it's like he's running a business. He needs this shit done. And I imagine the head editor is like,
I hate how she keeps like, I don't understand how she perceives what's happening as targeted. Like, I think that this person, if I have criticisms for Breezy here, I think she really lacks the ability to introspect and also the ability to like communicate effectively, right? Like, it seems like she really sucks at that. And she also has some she had like her drug problem, which probably made her more temperamental, which was not a good look, obviously. Like, I don't know.
He's crushed between like, hey, where's this footage on time, and like me being like, hey, here's the weirdest circumstance ever. So it's just a fucked situation.
Well, what else are you supposed to say? What else are you supposed to say, realistically, to someone when
Exactly.
their computer is breaking? If my editor messaged me said their computer's breaking, is the video going to be done? That's going to be my response, because we have a business relationship. I like all the people I work with. I'm friendly with them. I'm actually good buddies with some of them. But like, is the video going to be done? We're running a business here. I'm paying you to make me money. I make you money, you make me money. That's what a business transaction is. What do you expect?
And a lot of this is emotional because like, I adore being impressive. I love delivering product that's just so beyond what they expected. And I couldn't do it because I'm being a pathetic fuck, with a broken computer. It sucked. It really hit me, but it does not justify me coming out and talking about all of it publicly.
The 5 Sam.
Okay, well, I told you guys, I've literally warned you, so that you could either take the proper measures, you can hand it off to another editor. Yes, come help me. I forgot. Yes, I forgot. I did warn them. So earlier literally even in this video, they said, hey, like, let us know if you need help with an edit. And I did that. because there's multiple editors. Like, hey, Nick, can you help me? Because my computer keeps crashing. Like, I need help with this. There's a lot that still needs to be done. And he was like, well, like you had all of Thanksgiving break to do this. Like, why are you messaging me now? And this is like 2 days before it's done. And it's like, I got it kind of like close to the, it's close to the due date, but it's like, I warned you before that I'm having issues with my computer, and now they're worse. I need your help.
Well, yeah, but it makes sense you'd be mad at you. You had like a week of the Thanksgiving break to do it. Why would you? What job? Okay, first of all, what fucking job gives you a Thanksgiving break? And second of all, why would, if you knew you were having computer problems, why would you wait until the like last 2 nights to like start work on it, right? Like, okay, bro, whatever.
They were not receptive to that. Go grab replacement parts. Nothing is fixing this thing. Lo and behold, the night before, or no, not even the night before, 3 p.m. the day before they need it for an upload, my computer blue screens and wipes out 12 of those 18 polished minutes. So I'm back down to like 6 polished minutes worth of footage, and I could not recover the rest. Even the backups, all the assurance I tried, no. Even the renders, the polished renders that I made, were corrupted for some reason. Like, corrupted so many things on my PC. I'm like,
Get a new computer? I know they're saying they're hard for cash, but if it's your job, like, I don't know, go into debt to get a new computer.
I really did try that. I really did try that. After they gave me that severance money, I was able to finally finish the repairs to the point where it won't crash. But I really tried. You don't have, like I said, I've said with everything, you don't have to believe me. But Tom, I really tried. And this is where a lot of the emotion starts like spilling. It's because I tried so fucking hard. I'm sorry if I didn't convey that well enough, but like it strained my relationship. It strained everything in my life because I was trying so fucking hard to not be a disappointment. But I was. And that's just the business perspective of it.
If you need to get it done, like.
It wouldn't even work with the Google Drive backups that I made. So I messaged them like, dude, it happened. Like, it erased all my footage. I also, again, a day before this, I had a meeting with Papa Mute and told him also about my computer issues, which was again ignored. And it also went into like.
What do you mean ignored? What are you expecting them to do for you? Ignored? What are they supposed to say other than okay?
Well, if I'm telling them about computer issues and they don't really accept the idea of me tossing it off to someone else, it's like, okay, well, the responsibility still lies on me. So it's, I mean, it's still kind of a big deal. The topic where I'm trying to say, okay, pay me more.
I mean, did you say hand it off to someone else? Because I mean, didn't earlier you complained about not getting enough work and you wanted more work, and now you're bringing up these computer issues. Like, what do you want? You're giving them conflicting messages here. This is why I say that MS Breezy probably lacks like communication skills, right? Because if you want them to hand off this work, then you need to actually vocalize that. You can't just like drop these like little. You can't just like drop these like hints or whatever, right? That's just like. It's the stupidest fucking way to communicate with people.
Also, money to fix my computers, like continue doing it. I also was trying to be a little more responsible and say, hey, like next, after January, I'm gonna try to go back to school, so let's not send me as much footage. And I want to do 1 video every 2 weeks instead of 1 video every week, just so that they're not like I'm not overpromising and I'm delivering. So then the day.
Or are they only able to do a video every 2 weeks? How much do they work?
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. I had some.
No. So
I mean, to be fair, with the added context of them doing a double major, it does kind of make sense why they'd only be able to do 1 video every 2 weeks while going to school.
That much.
we went from 1 video a week to I requested 1 video every 2 weeks so that I wouldn't overpromise and underdeliver while I'm in school. That's what that meant.
Dude, nuts, seeds, and berries. These meals.
It's relatively simple. This shouldn't be taking you weeks to do.
What's weird too is the promotion of like it feels like you're also just modifying.
It shouldn't be taking you weeks to make that.
Before it crashes, kills all that polished footage, and there's no way that I can get this out on time. Especially because I'm doing computer. Like I said, I'm double majoring physics, computer science.
Tom didn't know that, pretty obviously though.
A lot of shit going on.
I don't think you knew that.
And I kind of get it back into like a zombie state. And again, considering like all the feedback I've gotten, please do not consider this a pity party. I want you to understand my circumstance before like it gets like too deeply rooted into like my character for brief moments that I can't do. And so I'm giving them all the resources. I'm like, here's everything you need. Hand it off to somebody else to finish this video so that you can get it out on time. I'm even messaging the new editor, trying to get them assets, but they're ignoring me somehow for some reason. And that was very weird. Is how I was trying to send the new editor a lot of shit, and they would not respond to me. Also, sorry for exhaling a lot. Like I was doing a lot of.
I don't know. They're probably mad that you're fucking sending them their shit on their like off week or whatever, right? You're like, fuck, I don't want to do this. I start ignoring people and I get like mad or annoyed, so I can kind of understand that.
My new job today, which like requires me to work in the mountains, and it just does weird shit to my lungs. So if I'm taking deep breaths, I do apologize if it's annoying.
Sounds like you have asthma, buddy.
The new editor was just like would not respond to anything I said, which is fine. They didn't know me that much or whatever, but it's just like I'm trying to help you out with this edit. They don't want to talk to me about it. So. Basically, then I get an angry message from Nick, and he's trying to guilt trip me for days about my computer crash. They're like, give you the before Thanksgiving. It's not done. This shouldn't be an issue right now. I'm like, it's out of my control in every conceivable way. My computer blew.
It's never out of your control in every conceivable way. Like, get a new computer, figure it the fuck out. Like, they're not paying you to talk about your problems. They're paying you to edit videos. So obviously they might have an issue with that. If you're not getting the work done, they might have an issue with it. And also, you already missed a deadline before this, like she said. Now she's about to miss another deadline. She hasn't been communicated from the start about the blue screening. She did at one point tell them about.
I did tell them through meetings about the blue screening. I tried to warn them, and that is where I'm ultimately upset. And if that was miscommunicated,
I mean, again, it's just I still don't really understand what she wanted them to do. Like, obviously, she wanted them to hand it off, but like, if you wanted them to hand it off, then you should have just said that. Like, you can't expect people to just know what you want them to do from like dropping like hints, right?
But I tried to tell them, hey, like my computer, old Bessie is on her last legs, and she keeps fucking crashing, and I do not have the money to repair her. I said that. I didn't say, hey, give me money to repair her, etc., etc. I just said, hey, like these
You
projects.
didn't even ask for like the money in advance. Are you serious right now? Come on, man. This person fucking sucks at communication. I'm sorry, bro. Oh my god. How would they have known to give you money or to hand off the project then if you never explicitly said those things? Like you oh my god. Like this is what like little kids do. They'll like drop hints like, "Oh, like those aren't even spicy to me. Those are my favorite chips. Did you know those aren't even spicy and they're my favorite chips?" Like, god damn it.
Threat of being corrupted.
Just fucking say what you want.
It's happened once before, and then it happened like ultimate while I was editing it. And the worst fucking part is like,
The fuck?
I got a message from the lead editor. He's like, "Hey, we have this done." And I'm like, "Yep." 3 something p.m. I'm like,
Okay.
"Yep." 20 to 30 minutes later, I'm like, "It got corrupted." Holy. And like, it looks like a fucking. It looks like it was like forged or something, but like. There was a really rough day. I'm sitting there like, fucking about to like throw my computer out the fucking window.
Yo, Kevin Pony in Tom's chat, shout out. He did my profile picture.
And it
That
just-
guy's
it just
art is
sucks.
really
Like,
awesome. Just don't go to his profile on Twitter because he makes porn. So that's kind of unfortunate.
to let someone down who's like really up and coming with Papa Meat. Like really, and he's like, he really has like absolutely my personality with things. Like, fuck YouTubers, like horror movies are awesome. And the way he even addresses drama was like awesome. And yeah, I got.
Then why were you talking shit about him? Like literally earlier in the stream too, you were like, "Yeah, I'd cut out a lot of like weird shit about women in his Taylor Swift video." What the fuck? If you think he's so awesome and you guys are so alike, then why would you talk shit about him after the fact and call him like narcissistic and like these unreleased recordings or whatever, right? Like it's just this.
Weird towards the end,
Why?
but still like his overall values very much aligned with mine.
Then don't talk shit about him so
But to
much.
not have understanding for
What?
like,
What?
these things totally out of my control. Like you can see where that would make a person be like, what the fuck? I'm not trying to justify my actions, post all of that. It's just like I said before, it just sucks.
About it as the edit was coming, but evidently she was still planning on finishing it for them, and then she wasn't able to, so she sends them the files. Obviously, they're going to be mad about that. If she was aware days prior to having PC issues, I can't imagine why she'd wait until the deadline to be like, whoops, PC. I mean, yeah, exactly. Or just like from the start, if you know your computer's blue screening, just have someone else edit that video so you can get your computer fixed. It's pretty simple.
I don't even care if the video was finished. They would have erased it. This is not. I have pictures, I have videos of me trying to troubleshoot. I have all the proof in the world showing that yes, my computer was having issues, and he's trying to like lose his temper at me now. I'm like, no. I don't know if you guys have endured the stress of.
Do you know if the out-of-touch Slender stabbing video was made completely because of Slenderman Return to Rustwood hack? Or was it just a full out-of-date random thing?
Probably not a random thing. I'm wildly disconnected from things sometimes.
Fuck,
I'm surprised.
my
I don't know
neck.
how I made it as long as
Thank you, Sword and Scale, for becoming a member.
Actually, no, that's how I made it so long.
7, bro.
Yeah, so they refused to help me get any sort of new parts, a new computer. They refused to assist me with all that. I'm messaging him a couple days before. I'm like, hey, you have like. Sorry guys, I had to pop my neck off. I don't know if you noticed.
Me
I'm
too.
messaging him asking like, hey, like, can you at least help me edit that? To which he's like, I don't know, it's a busy week. We're supposed to be releasing a new tune or something. We're really busy, and I don't know if I can edit for you. I'm like, okay, well, the last time. Okay, so according to his criticism, I should have let them know like way beforehand. I did. I stayed up many a nights trying to get things figured out for that.
I mean, well, it's good you let them know, but you should have said what you wanted. Like they can't read your mind.
Should I have continued to communicate it like nonstop? Probably. But I felt like it wouldn't have been heard because, as Tom has discussed, they have a business to run and it has like no responsibility for me. So this is that weird gray area where a lot of like, people that I know, people on my side were like, hey, are they offering to repair it? And I'm like, no. And they're like, okay, well, continue to do what you can. And if it gets fucked, then whatever. I got very lucky that it only fucked 12 minutes because I could have recovered from that with just a few hours delay, but they didn't want that. They wanted me to send everything over so that they could do everything overnight between 2 editors and fire me.
Probably because they were very frustrated with your behavior up until that point.
It definitely sucked. It's definitely a lot of hearsay. But like I said in my response video, throughout my entire career on here, I've dealt with like people like Sky Does Minecraft. I've dealt with a lot of.
It is your boss's responsibility to make sure you have all the necessary equipment to do your job. Imagine McDonald's saying, bring your grill or fry oil. It's just expected that you have your own computer that works if you're like a fucking online editor, right? Like it's more like it's expected that you have a way to get to McDonald's to do your job, right? It's expected you have a computer to actually do your job when you're at home, right? It'd be more it's more comparable it's like a car or like a bus pass, right?
of abusive people. And so many people came out about them. It's like, I didn't have to do it. Like, I endured weird shit. It's whatever. Like, people have already spoken out about this. There's like a one time where I'm like, hey, I was really kind of burnt by this. And perhaps, not even perhaps, it just came off as more of like I'm trying to expose them and cancel them. And I apologize.
I mean, you said they were like you said they had like weird narcissistic outbursts and like unreleased footage. What?
It's really not what
Okay.
it's supposed to be.
It just makes you look very vindictive. That's all.
Like, hey, sure, like my side as an editor, after having endured this a lot, and just like, hey, other editors, watch out for this because this is the emotional process I went through. So again, as I've said multiple times, I accept all of the criticism that's valid. But once you start like, bombarding me with like the hate horde of my appearance and my identity, it's like it is really hard to absorb any of that. You guys got mad at me. You said, hey, just communicate clearly and just ask for help so that we can get this video out. So I'm asking for help and not getting scolded for asking for help. One. That is also another thing I'm really disappointed about is they kept telling me to like, hey, ask for help when you need it, and when I did, they scolded me. It fucking sucked. They're like literally like just freaking out at me when my computer blue screens. And as
This version is so insufferable, bro. This version is so insufferable. Okay, yeah.
It's probably, I mean, you can ask for help. But they don't have to be happy that you asked for help, right? It's probably still a very frustrating thing.
Obviously, they want you to communicate and ask for help if you can't get a video done, but that doesn't mean they're going to be
Tom, I'm so sorry, but I really tried to offer them as many warnings as I could without saying, hey, give me money to fix my computer or it might be fucked. Like
That's what you should say, though. You need to communicate that effectively. What? Why are you just expecting that they're gonna like read your mind and pick up on all these like stupid fucking hints instead of actually just saying what you want to say?
I don't know how else to say it. Like, I was able to recover 6 minutes. I even sent them the 6 finished minutes, but they decided to re-edit it anyway. It was so weird. If you guys want to see it in the stream, I can show you.
I don't
I can
want
show
to
you
see
the
it.
polished
I do
minutes
not
from
care.
that video. But it was fucked, dude. It was fucked.
happy with the fact that you're pushing the deadline off. I'm curious what went on behind the scenes that we're going to eventually find out about this if Papa Mia decides to respond, because I have a feeling it's not as simple as she's saying. She reminds me a lot of, what was that girl that exposed Quentin? You guys remember Flower Gothic? Flower Gothic, Quentin. This girl that exposed Quentin and then it turned out she was in love with him. I don't think this person is that crazy, but they're definitely just completely trying to absolve themselves of any responsibility.
Before we get the donation, I don't know if you've ever experienced the stress of troubleshooting a computer for hours and hours and hours and hours, but it wears on you. It does things to your brain. But not only that, I have the stress of trying to get a video done in time for the upload for the deadline, because I don't want to disappoint my bosses. Okay, so I'm literally not trying to absolve myself of any fault. And what I'm saying right now is basically a quote from what I said to the head editor at the point where they were starting to get really frustrated. And I was getting so upset too, because dude, my
I mean, if you're computer issues or not, they have a right to be upset with you not making a deadline, right? I don't know.
Personality.
Even if you're sick, let's say you work at McDonald's or something, and you have and you get really sick, and for whatever reason McDonald's is super understaffed that day. Even if you have a valid reason to stay at home, the manager or whatever is still probably gonna be kind of fucking pissed, right? And that's not professional, but that's just the reality.
Just in general, I love to impress. I'm the goody two shoes, fucking insufferable cunt in class. I just want to impress. And the fact that I was disappointing here was unbearable. It sucked. So all I want to do is let people know that
I mean, you just
I'm more than worth it.
That's just kind of a life thing. You have to learn that you're not gonna always be perfect. You're not gonna always pull through, right?
And I fucked up. Even if I warned about all my computer stuff, I still made things public that I shouldn't have. I still vented where I shouldn't have.
True.
It just sucks. It sucks that I fucked up. And yeah, Tom, you're totally in the right for criticizing that. My Michael Gaines may say, but for a lot of the criticism I've gotten privately, it's people calling me a professional victim. It's
Okay, well, that's not you just need to ignore that. If it's really that big of an issue, you just turn off your Instagram DMs. Whatever fucking rando retards say in your DMs on Instagram should not be it should not even be considered, right? You just need to ignore that fucking retard behavior.
Like I said, I'm still working full time while going to school full time. That part really sucks. Having your work ethic judged like that, working so hard that you barely have any free time to yourself, and someone's like, "You're a professional victim. You suck." I know I asked for it, but making all this public, but still, it just sucks. Oh, there's a super chat.
I don't feel like the video even justifies a response from Meatman. I mean, unless it gets a bunch of views, it's probably not worth it. Thanks, Vincent O'Connor, for the gifted subs. I feel like unless it gets a bunch of views, it's probably not worth it, because it's just not worth spending the time on people like this, especially if not a ton of people really think you're a person, but I wouldn't blame him for responding.
But yeah, so they're freaking out at me, so I have the stress, this compounded stress of them yelling at me, and me not being able to edit the video.
Oh, you got yelled at.
And,
Oh, you poor thing.
tackle
You've been
all
through
that.
so
And I kind of
much.
snapped. I started arguing back. I'm usually a very passive person. I don't like burning bridges. I could build a gallery of all the links of all the galleries of all the comment sections where I have been mindlessly hated on for things completely unrelated to my work ethic.
I mean, who the fuck cares, though, man? Who cares?
Content. So it's definitely sensitive to be hit with all of that nonstop. It's a different world. It's a different world from my perspective. I'm sorry if you don't understand that. I can definitely try to help you, see through it. If you want to contact me privately, absolutely. Reach out to me through my email. I can talk to you about anything. But I'm gonna continue the video because we're already like 2 hours into the stream. Very like, I understand this, and I kind of did. I did kind of respond like, with, I don't blame you guys, because from your perspective, it kind of seems this way. Because again, I'm passive. I don't really like confrontation that much. I pressed the issue, so I kept going. There was like an argument back and forth between me and Nick, and it was just so weird how thin this was.
Mango Sorbet says, "Hey girl, take some deep breaths and remember to hydrate." Yeah, they look like they need some water.
Between like Nick was a guy I really enjoyed working with to like, holy crap, they have no empathy whatsoever, and suddenly I'm this super expensive person. And like for weeks they had been going down this path of.
I mean, you are by definition expendable. So.
Like no empathy whatsoever. You're an expendable person. You're always expendable in a business. Like unless you want to make yourself not expendable by actually being a good editor who gets it done on time, in which case you're not going to be expendable. Then you're indispensable. But clearly you are expendable because you're just not getting the work done. You're not. Your videos you're editing are not that intensive in terms of the actual work that you're doing. So I just don't see why you're crying. Why are you crying? Why do you not have more money? Make more money.
What the what the fuck? Do I need? I like I said, I don't like going to these places. Do I need to pull up like, women / like, further beyond that transgender earnings for
Oh my God, okay.
this sort of shit? Like contractors.
I think that's pretty obviously a joke. When just make more money, bro. Like, come on, that's a joke. And then I think this is why people are calling you professional victim, because you're like, do I need to pull up these statistics on how much less money trans women make? Like, come on. It's just annoying. Like, it's annoying behavior to point to all these, because like you're pointing to external factors as to why you can't get things done, as to why you make less money than other people, as to why you're poor. When like the unfortunate reality of the situation is that what led you to this point in life, like it was all your decisions, right? Like this is why people are calling it a pity party, right? Like it sucks that like oh my fucking God, it sucks that like statistically you're less likely to make money because you're trans or whatever. You're more likely to make less money, but like at the end of the day, you just have to persevere. Like that's just not really super relevant to what we're talking about. Tom just made an obvious joke about like, oh, like Giga Chad make more money. It's like it's literally like those jokes on Twitter where it's like, oh, you're homeless, just buy a house, lol. Like what the fuck,
etc. etc. I don't want to bring it up, dude. I'm trying all I can. I'm going for a double major in the stupidest shit because I want comfortable jobs in the future. It's so fucking hard to live right now. I'm sorry if you don't understand that, but like I don't fuck around. I don't sit here and like fucking stick my thumb up my asshole. And like,
I think everyone understands it's hard to live right now. Like I think that's what MS Breezy doesn't understand. It's not just a her issue, right? Like you just need to persevere. Like it's
like sometimes I have streams and people donate like money, as empathy for my cause. And like I appreciate that, but I don't do this weekly. I don't even do this like bi-weekly. I don't even do this monthly. This is the first stream I've had in 4 months.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you did do it semi-consistently, people would show up and like because they like you. Obviously, I understand you don't want to pursue it as a career, but I mean, you definitely could.
I do other shit. I try, dude. And this is hard. This is so fucking hard because people, they won't understand. Because there are guys who have a hard time getting jobs and earning money, and I understand that. Like, not everything is sexist. Not everything is like, oh, we hate transgenders. But it is fucking hard for me. Empirical evidence, empirical anecdotes from me. It's a kind of a paradox, but just like anecdotally from me, it's hard. Okay, you don't have to understand that. You don't have to agree with it, but it's fucking hard. But I try my absolute hardest, dude. And I wish I could through action show you, but there's only so much I can show through the internet. I don't want to show everything I do. I want to share my.
I mean, like, yeah, it's just from a third person perspective again. Like, it just doesn't seem that way. Unfortunately,
fucking Social Security, so you can check on all my like employment applications and stuff. But I try. I really do try. I'm not out here like a fucking, person who's trying to pretend. Like I said earlier, like from TikTok, trying to pretend to have multiple personalities. Like, oh, I phased out, and then suddenly I'm a werewolf. Like, no, I think it's fucking stupid as shit. Sorry if you disagree with me.
Why are we talking about TikTok werewolves right now, dude? Mama Max reference? Let's go.
Treated by professionals, and no one wants it. At the end of the day, I really fucking tried. So I vented this in the wrong place, but please don't misconstrue that with me not like really trying, dude. I was like, if there's one thing I had to get on my knees and plead for, that's it. Do you not really matter?
Maybe you should have another job.
Their behavior, their sort of things I do, I'm bullying on, and how isolated I am now, and how no one wants to talk to me. And they wanted to pretend like I wasn't actually even part of the channel. Where at first it kind of like, this is irrelevant. Why?
It turned out that you sucked is the answer. That's why. It turned out that you sucked to work with, and so they didn't want to work with you anymore.
I don't think that any of the fucking events leading up to it warranted this treatment. And I would call it pretty, in ways it was abusive.
Really? It was abusive? Do you know what that word means? What is it with the buzzwords? Is she gonna say gaslighting next? Abusive? Really? In ways it was abusive.
All right. As far as workload goes and like the agreed amount / like what I started being given, it was unfair. But you're right, dude. I take back abusive. That is pity party shit. And I was just like hyped up in the moment. I will.
I
take
mean,
that.
fair enough, but you also said abusive this stream, right? Like you literally said it this stream. I don't know, bro. It makes me question like how sorry you actually are. Like it seems like you don't realize things are wrong until you're specifically. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a prison. I don't know.
Please don't judge my character on all of that. But I admit fault there.
In ways, it was abusive, dude. Your video was an assault, isn't it?
It just got very unfair towards the end. And yeah, me making it public, stupid. This super expensive person. And like for weeks they had been going down this path of.
It was
like,
abusive. In ways, it was abusive.
Sort of insinuate like how expendable I am and how isolated I am now and how no one wants to talk to me and they wanted to pretend like I wasn't actually even part of the channel.
Yeah, you probably should never be hired for an editing job again.
I don't know why. There was this sudden shift. I don't think that was events leading up to it weren't. Again, the irony here is that I've actually gotten more client inquiries since this drama, but
Oh my god.
I actually I've only accepted one from someone who I like really, really trust. But the rest of it, it's like, I don't want to accept it because I don't want to disappoint anybody. And the only one that I have accepted is I'm prepping an NDA. So, you know, if I were to come out and do this dumb shit again, they could sue me for it.
Yeah.
And I would call it pretty fine. In ways it wasn't.
That's pretty expected. I don't know. That's not an own. That's pretty expected that someone want you to sign an NDA after this.
They claimed my work ethic was not great. But when I told my fiance that, she said she was furious because she said, you have stayed up like many nights. I have seen you at it for hours.
Oh, your fiance? So you're telling me that the person that loves you unconditionally and is going to be with you no matter what, and probably is just as crazy and insufferable as you are, thinks that you're in the right? Whoa. Guys, my girlfriend says I'm cool. Hey, guys, I know you think that I effed up, but my girlfriend says that I'm always right. Why is that?
That really sucks because my fiance went through a lot of the trouble to get an NDA. An MDA. No, wouldn't it be a Master of Science? She went through a lot of trouble to get that, to get a job.
Okay, well, nobody knows that about you, so.
It really sucks for someone to insult that. Someone who I'm not even.
Tom doesn't know you. Like he doesn't know you personally. He's reviewing this from a third party perspective, and that's it's obviously very useful to this MS Breezy person because they quite apparently have a very hard time looking introspectively.
I'm really not trying to like. I mentioned her publicly. That's on me, but from here on, I would like to leave her out of it because she's like integrity for days.
Vouch for your character. 50% sure she sells her feet pics thanks to the 5. I mean, maybe. You never know. Polar Cup says she's definitely solidifying herself as probably unhireable in this sphere now. I mean, yeah.
That sucks. For you to, assume that. But again, more client inquiries than I've ever had before.
Yeah, obviously.
Hours you've had put in 12-hour days all week for videos, and they're trying to sit here and tell you that your work ethic.
You said I'm not swag, but my girlfriend said I am swag. So who are we really going to trust? You or my girlfriend? This
Trust my girlfriend.
person's clogging my ears. They're both.
And the more I had like climbed away from the situation, fiance, I was boned around towards the end. Like it became a miserable situation where I was starting to get super overworked and mega underpaid. And if you look at his channel statistics, at the time there was like 16 million views a month. I know he's probably around 20 something. You can disagree with me all you want on this, but that is one of the things I stand by is that
Swag.
he said he would work with us as the stats continued to go up, and as they did go up, he was like, no. Like,
I mean, yeah, like that sucks for you, but I mean, like Tom said, you didn't sign a contract, so I mean, it's like, but I mean, I will agree, it sucks that if you were promised to get more pay if views went up and then you weren't given pay as views went up, right? Like, I will agree that actually does really suck. But like, why wouldn't you mention that in this original video? Because you come off entitled without that extra added context, right?
Having a lot of trouble paying everybody already, and it's like, okay, well, you're making like $200,000+ a month through both of your channels. I don't understand that, but I'm not the manager. Maybe he genuinely has a real reason for that, and I shouldn't have said it. I'm gonna leave a lot of things open here. I'm gonna leave a lot of things open for criticism toward me, because again, I want to get through this, and wherever I need to admit fault, I will. But I really don't want people to think like from here on that I'm just some sort of self-righteous cunt that won't listen to the criticism. Like I always want to better myself. I always want to grow.
Ugh,
I just don't want to be a shit person at the end of the day. I don't want to be a shit person. And if all of this made me a shit person, then tell me what I need to do to recover it, and I'll do what I can.
Okay, let's go.
64. That channel's probably making around $80,000 to $100,000 a month. I'm making like 3% of that from them. And I ask for help to
He's the boss.
Again, I regret that. I agreed on $850 a month. I should not be commenting on this.
That's how it works sometimes, bro. He's the boss. You're running a business, and you're an I'm sorry, listen. You're just an editor. That's all you are. That's why your YouTube channel apparently didn't work out, because you're just an editor. Without Meat Canyon, you never would have been paid in the first place. It's his personality.
Oof. No, I stopped doing my channel because I just couldn't do it. I couldn't handle myself being the subject anymore. You can criticize all you want, but I like, helping with anything that's behind the scenes.
I mean, actually, that's actually pretty commendable in my opinion. Like a lot of people, like obviously I'm not a big YouTuber. I don't even really consider myself a YouTuber. I just like stream as a hobby, right? But like, there's a lot of big YouTubers who like can't handle people like any amount of criticism at all, and they like fall apart once like one hate video gets made on them, right? And I think it is actually commendable to just like step away if that's not a career you want, right? It's like if Jalen had just like stepped away after like being criticized a bunch and like didn't like try again, like that would actually be commendable. I think it's super commendable to just like step away if something isn't working out for you.
But I don't like being any part of the subject,
Jesus Christ.
which is, you know, hypocrisy because I did that just now with this video, and I regret it. I regret a lot of parts of this.
It's his face. It's his
Ah,
swag that draws in
scratch.
viewers. You just edited. They could swap
Ah,
you out in a heartbeat, and they knew
scratch.
it, and they did. That's the sad reality. You're owned. Okay, you're owned. Cry. Just cry. Get another job. Clearly, you're not working enough. $850 for a 16-minute video. That's great pay. Imagine if you did that every day for 3 different
I actually have new clients, and I'm working full time at a blue collar job. So
Let's go.
I did follow his advice here.
channels. Whoa. This is not the full. There's definitely funny details being left out that we don't know about right now, which would be funny if they come out.
I asked for better pay so that I can afford to repair my computer and continue going. The only funny details is the gray area that neither of us understood. And again, with my new clients, we all sign an NDA. So if I tried to be a bitch about it, or if they tried to be a bitch about it, we could sue each other.
Let's
Nothing else
go.
will come out. Nothing. You know, we're doing
I
this for
don't think this person has the funds to sue anyone, but
I'm trying to make sure it's all evenly balanced. Okay. I tried talking to one of the other editors and just being like, hey, like, what are you getting paid right now? Like, is anything sketchy happening? And he's like, oh,
is signing an NDA normal for like a big YouTube editor job? Is that like no? I'm obviously not a YouTube editor. I only have like 2K subs, so I have no idea. But I've never heard of that before. Like
Right,
having to
so-
sign an NDA.
He's happening. You know, he's like super stoked to still be part of the team, and I'm like isolated. Okay. And then yeah, then this young 20-something-year-old comes in, and the videos aren't nearly up to like my level. Okay. This is a huge part that I want to focus on. So let's take this slow. The other editor is not the one who was the new hire. However, he was being paid a little less than me, and he was super stoked to like move out and go into a new house. And I told him like, hey, like you could absolutely argue for, because I felt this man was about to be fired. And it's like, hey, you can absolutely argue for this salary, because like right after that I was having a meeting with the head editor and me canning about my salary, which I didn't know if they were gonna budge or not. So I was like, hey, like you've been an editor for a while. Like this person was the editor of the Disney adult video, which was like the reason I wanted to join this team. So I was doing my best that I could to like treat them fairly and maybe not overshare. But anyway, we're gonna take this next section slow because there's a lot to it. Which I'm not gonna insult anybody for that. Like if someone's still learning their editing skills and stuff, like that's fine. But it just sucked. It just sucked. Like that was my replacement, and then I never heard anything from Papa Meat.
Apparently, liked you better.
So that was
Apparently, no
I
matter
mean,
how
yeah,
good.
obviously, it probably sucks for Breezy that this other, like, less experienced person comes in, like, steals their job or whatever. But it makes complete sense that if they didn't want as high, like, if they didn't care, like, they have a certain threshold for the quality of product they want. If this person is, like, delivering the threshold or just above that, and they're fine with, like, and they're fine with that, then it totally makes sense why they would accept that person over you, even if they're, like, delivering a less quality product, because obviously this other person is doing things on time. They're probably making all the like the preview deadlines or whatever. They were just good enough, right? Like, and that's the unfortunate reality. They weren't a perfectionist like Bree. I think even at this point, Bree probably understands. That's her name, right? Is Breezy? She probably understands that.
Brony videos. That wasn't enough to make deadlines. You know. Apparently, it doesn't matter. So who cares?
That's totally unfair. And actually, I have a moment pulled up from a Papa Me video about that exactly. I'm gonna play that right now.
I was doing all of this, and I wanted to make this message for you now. You can like whatever you want to like, right? There is no objective truth in life in terms of the taste that you like. You like Taylor Swift? Like Taylor Swift! The whole fucking world does. Everything she does is completely manufactured to be the biggest, widest net to make sure people feel nice that their lyrics speak to them. It's overly ambiguous, albeit catchy, right? I don't think that's fair. And vice versa. If you're like a fucking edgelord who gatekeeps, who does whatever, you can like whatever you want and do it anyway. But for the love of God, just keep it to yourself. Share interest with people that are interested in the things that you enjoy, and don't go after people for taste, because let me tell you, nobody has taste. Everybody is fucking stupid. There's no person that is intellectually better than someone else because of something they enjoy. You can be critical of things and you can not like things critically, but to go out of your way and completely bash and smear things to the degree that which these people did to me, it's fucking stupid. You're dumb. So for the love of God, enjoy your stuff in peace. Listen to your Taylor Swifts. Listen to 100 Gex or Phoebe Bridges, whatever her band's called. Her band that definitely, if she was not in it.
All right, so even Papa Meat has condoned, like whatever you want, don't include it. But it seems as if Tom has used it as fuel against me, which, Tom, that kind of sucks.
What?
You were making a lot of valid points, and now suddenly you're like, hey, like this doesn't matter. But,
Yeah.
you know what, Tom? We're gonna continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's watch your video some more. I don't know why the fuck I exited out of there. The videos aren't nearly up to like my level of quality, which I'm not gonna insult anybody for that. Like if someone's still learning their editing skills and stuff, like that's fine. But it just sucked. It just sucked. Like that was my replacement, and then I never heard anything from Papa Meat.
Apparently, liked you better.
So that was
Apparently, no matter how good you are at editing Brony videos, that wasn't enough to make deadlines. You know. Apparently, it doesn't
that sucks.
matter. So who cares?
It gets weirder because after I'm fired, they said we're gonna pay you for like a few videos that you were supposed to edit that you can't now, which was kind of a lot. I'm gonna talk about hush money here. I regret it. I've said it multiple times throughout the stream. I regret it. Large sum of money up front. It wasn't hush money. It was them trying to be classy And I'm sorry that I made it stupid. And all I could think of was hush money.
There's no NDA. Why would it be hush money? They were very clear with you about the
Yeah, there's no NDA. I don't think it's hush money. They fucked up here. Tom, you're correct.
purpose, apparently. They probably felt bad that they were firing you. They knew
Riz.
you were a loser. Sorry. They knew you were in a tough financial spot, and they wanted to give you
That's lame, Tom. I'm not gonna call you a loser. Yeah, man. I
Oh my
worked my
God.
ass off. Some weird shit happened.
Who cares he called you a loser? That's like the most third grade insult ever, bro. Come on, man. I mean, I guess though this person did say before that they can't handle like people being mean to them on the internet, so that makes sense why they would get offended over being being called a loser.
a little bit of money because you were planning on working for them, then you got fired, so they're giving you a little bit of money until you can get another job. They give you a severance package. What is wrong with you? Why are you, how come even them giving you a large sum of money up front is turned into like somehow you
All right, so this is not a story I want to get into, and it's not a story that I want to super relate to this, but I have been given hush money before, and the behavior was similar, but I absolutely should have not attributed it to this.
Ugh.
And this is where I will agree with Tom. Again, I admit my faults here. Hush and money are the two words that should have never been uttered from my mouth without any further proof or anything. I will say the word severance from here on, and this isn't, you can clip this, you can send this wherever, this is entirely on me. It was not, from the evidence right now, it's not hush money. Not hush money. Not hush money.
you're a victim?
They didn't even have me sign anything, they just gave it to me and I'm like, oh.
What do you mean they're like, oh. What do you mean by that? They didn't do anything wrong to you, so they wouldn't have been worried. They wouldn't have been worried about the fact that you were going to make a YouTube video about it, but apparently you wanted to anyway.
So essentially, after they fired me, I literally don't know how to verbalize how like weird this is. But
If you thought it was hush money, did you take it or did you not take it? What happened?
after they fired me, they gave me the money that would have been used to repair my computer. They gave me enough money to repair my computer for videos that didn't even edit. It's just like, hey, like, we fired you, okay, bye. I'm like, you could have paid me this. You could have just paid me in advance so that I could fix this computer. They refused up until
Just
right
being
after they fired
nice.
I mean,
me.
the thing is, once again, they don't owe you that. Like, they just wanted you to get the work done in the first place. They didn't want to deal with all this bullshit. Once they realized that you were
That's true, but the fact that they had that money expendable and that they knew that the repairs could have been made for like relatively like not.
Well, I mean, they're probably just frustrated, right? Like they didn't know if you're gonna have some other issues after this, and did you need more money in advance after that, and after that, right? It just like you're obviously an employee that came with a lot of baggage and like unnecessary shit that they didn't want to deal with, right? So that's why they let you go. Like
not even as much as it would have taken for one video, and I could have continued editing. Like it was odd. It was definitely odd.
a liability and a drain on the business. They decided to just give you money at the end. They were really nice. They were actually very nice. You have some
Again, this could have been like naivety with like how to manage things and whatnot. And you're right. It was like if this was just them like saying, hey, like goodbye, here's some money. That's fucking awesome. But we're talking about the emotion behind losing a livelihood, losing a monetary stream of livelihood.
something wrong in your brain that makes you think that someone giving you a large sum of money means that they were trying to shut you up.
you're okay. I'm sorry, but your emotions in the situation, they don't really matter. Okay, like you still acted out of line and went live and like said a bunch of stupid shit.
And then they gave me that, and then that's like the last I heard. And I was so upset, dude. Like I got like really depressed for a while there. And
Like I can understand being emotional, but you have a fiance. Go talk to your fiance about it. Like vent to them. You don't have to go online and vent to a bunch of people publicly about it. It just
Or what? I know I spent like an hour now talking about it, so I apologize for my really long storytelling. It was a bit of a timeline, but I'm also ADHD as hell.
That's crazy.
Slumber, it's pretty much exactly what happened. They said we're gonna pay you for videos that you can't edit now because you're fired. We're going our separate ways. So you can get through the holiday season. I don't get it, dude. It literally felt like hush money is what it felt like. And I'm like, well, I didn't sign NDA, so I initially wasn't gonna talk or say anything about it. So I'm like, well, maybe I was in the wrong. And then the more I look at it, the more. And again, it's gonna feel really weird to hear, but I have been offered hush money in the past, and I wrongfully associated
Sure.
those behaviors with that. And again, I'm really not at liberty to talk about the past stuff, which is super unfortunate. Like, oh my god, of course you would claim this and not talk about. No, but I did sign NDAs for those, so I'm really sorry I associated this with that. But again, after the criticism I received, I was like, okay, well, this is really just trying to be
she uses Firefox. Lol.
classy. Oh. Reference these events and I'm like looking through the chat logs. I'm like, dude, I got beat around. And I think the saddest part of it all too was like I really, especially from my first interactions with Puppy, like I really hoped that this was like, because like he's the kind of guy who just says whatever and like he'll rag on just the YouTube game in general and he makes fun of like. Another comment I will make is that I did definitely get more aggressive with their comments toward the end of my like employment with them. The status quo, I guess, the general YouTuber MO. And I love that because I can tell like YouTubers.
Yeah, I mean, see, I'm getting more aggressive with the comments. Like, it's just, you just seemed like an employee that came with a lot of baggage they didn't want to fucking deal with.
Either they're often very dumb and very terrible people. Sorry, I'm not saying that they're not brilliant YouTubers out there. Do not get me wrong. Like there are people like my Pie Nations. That's someone who's so genuinely talented that it makes me envious. So I think everything there is like obviously deserved. I don't understand people who just have to be fucking awful. And I thought like here's a situation where I'm finally interacting with these people who are awful, and then out of nowhere they start being awful, like specifically me. So this sounds super targeted and like oh, I'm making myself a victim, but I was interactive in the Papa Meat chat, and it kind of sounded like there was a point where they're like kind of sort of like hey like we're sort of kind of incorporating Brie again, and they just totally diverted. I don't know what that was. It just sucks, dude. Like I said in my response video, it just sucks to be cut off. It just sucks. That's the story. Totally could have been my fault. Their interpretation of what I did But regardless, it sucks. For those of you who are sticking around for just the story, that's it. That's the bullshit I went through, and it made me very depressed for a while.
So to conclude, you're an alcoholic. You missed deadlines. You didn't communicate properly. You got feed, which sucks. And I mean, you know, I feel bad for you for that. But that wasn't bipolar.
I was never really an alcoholic. I was just, I started to get addicted to stims so I could stay up all night. I'm not blaming that on anybody else. It was just like, I want to impress. I constantly want to impress. You know, that's my personality.
That was just some random. And you missed deadlines as a result, or a deadline as a result. You missed another deadline because your computer.
I did.
You didn't communicate
I missed deadlines.
properly with them, and you got fired. And then when you got
I did communicate with them. I told them constantly, like, hey, my computer's gonna keep crashing. Because, you know, I've worked with Vegas. For
Okay,
12
maybe
years,
you did
know,
communicate with them, but it seems like you did not communicate effectively. Like I said before, like communicating effectively, the most effective way to communicate is like being blunt and honest, in my opinion. And like not to a point where like you're sounding like rude or anything, but like you just need to be completely honest with what you want up front. Like yeah, you can't like do this like teeter tatter bullshit, or because you're not gonna get anywhere.
how
Obviously,
often things start to get corrupt. And I tried my best to start uploading shit to Drive, which I can even show you here in a bit. But, you know, I couldn't upload anything prolonged because it would just crash. It sucked a lot.
fired, despite the fact you were a shitty contractor, they gave you a bunch of money at the end to be nice to you, and you then somehow turned that into.
The worst part is that I wasn't able to keep like any of it because a lot of it went to the bills I was originally supposed to pay from my pay, and then repairing my computer, which I again kept warning them about. They
yeah,
didn't
that's
wanna
life,
listen.
bro. I don't know.
And that's fine. That's fine. You know, just everybody makes mistakes. I don't want to like, you know, antagonize anybody anymore, because I feel like that's probably what led to a lot of this drama in the first place. Is like I'm making specific people out to be the enemy, and you know, you're defending them like, hey, like here are all the possibilities why they're not the enemy, and I respect that. Absolutely, I do. But I feel like the hate that I received in response was a little unwarranted, and I can see why you didn't really have a proper like you know, counter argument in place because the way I talk. So I hope some of this clears it up. But again, if you literally want to like live interview me or anything, just send me an email that's in my about tab. I'm more than happy to talk with you, and I'm always more than happy to admit my faults.
I'm a victim. Wow. You suck. You suck. You're nothing. I hope no one hires you ever again for anything related to YouTube, at least, because you suck. And they're probably not going to, because you decided to make this video exposing your former boss when he was very nice to you. Sorry you lost the job. Sorry you're.
I got a lot of inquiries from YouTubers talking about their team, asking about, you know, what are better tools of communication, which I've actually been able to help with.
I like it because more and more obvious as the video goes on how John is genuinely oh my fucking god, how awful Tom is genuinely become more and more just bullying, not even criticism, reviewing drama, just horrendous. Yeah, the jokes. I'm pretty. I think I remember. I think this person got mad at me because like I made like a video a while ago, like explaining why I think it's okay to say retard, and like they got like mad at me in the comment section, and I like fought with them for a little bit. I think that's where I recognize them.
And that's been pretty cool. I can see where this can come across as like a pity party, like, oh, I suck, and like, give me money. But let's watch my response video real quick that you also made a video on, and I can comment more on that.
Greetings, guys.
He or she says.
Oh my god, that's Carlson. Jesus Christ. My ugly ass fucking tranny face.
So recently I made a video responding to this person named Miss
Okay, dude. Why'd you have to choose the weirdest picture of my face? Like, I know I'm fucking.
That's just
weird looking,
thumbnail
but-
art, bro. Like you gotta pick the good pictures.
God damn it.
God damn it! I did not mean to do that. Sorry, guys.
So recently I made a video responding to this person named Miss Breezy. They're like a YouTuber, I believe an animator or something like that. They're a brony. And they recently were...
Again, I don't know why you need to bring that up. It's just whatever. A lot of it's circumstantial because people loved seeing that mask.
Well, they're literally just they're just bringing up your history. Like that is just relevant to who you are. Like that is the that is who you are. You are a brony animator, right? Like it's not even something to really be embarrassed about. Yes, that is where I know this person. Wait, okay, where'd they go? Dude, I have the memory of an elephant. Hold up. Where the fuck did they go? God damn it. How far up was it? Hey, okay.
And they
Let's keep
associate it with
playing.
me. So, I mean, like there are a lot of attempts where I try to like not use that, but it's like when I try to keep reintroducing YouTube as a career.
Yeah, okay, bro. Look here. This person, like a year ago. Small world. That's crazy.
You know, we get more views if like the pony was in there. So it's like, nah, fuck it. Originally, it started ironically, and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, but obviously you were. It's pretty obvious these videos are appealing to unironic bronies. Okay, I'm just gonna say that.
This is really not part of my life now, but
I mean, yeah, but he's just introducing who you were. Like, even 9 months ago, you were making, like, kind of similar videos. Well, I guess not 9 months ago, but, like, 10 months ago.
Kept getting views.
Canyon, and they then made this like stream on their channel where they talked about their supposed bad experience with Meat Canyon. Now, in my video about this, I basically said that she was ungrateful, she was a bad employee, she deserved to be fired, and then she tried to claim that a severance package that Papa Meat gave her at the end was basically hush money instead of him just.
Again, look at the hush money comment. Criticize me all you need to on that. I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God.
I will send out personal apologies for that. Like, you know, it's hard to contact people. I'm sorry I said that. It's not fair.
Just being a nice guy and like being kind to this person who he was firing, right, and giving her a little bit of money because he knew maybe she was struggling financially. And everybody seemed to basically agree with me.
Well, I was actually ghosted long before I was fired, so I didn't really know his thoughts or anything.
Her insulting her replacement really shows how miserable and full of hatred.
I did not at all insult my replacement. I said that it was a lower experienced person, a younger person, and in any industry that would result in, you know, maybe them accepting lower pay, you know, less benefits. That's not at all. I do not want to insult up and coming editors. In fact, like, I mean, like, I fucking love editors. Like, they make the video cohesive. They, you know, they make it flow. And you know, if that's what they're doing to the point where even like super professional YouTubers enjoy it, I respect them. I'm just saying that I have a lot of tenure when it comes to editing, and it sucked for that to be sort of like, you know, downspoken. So,
Well, I mean, like, it just makes sense that even if you have a lot of tenure, that they didn't need all of that. They just needed however much experience the other person had, and he got deadlines done faster than you, so yeah, that's what they valued more than tenure.
came across wrong. I'm super sorry, but like, I have all the respect in the world for editors. And ever since streaming that first portion of criticism, not this response, I got a lot of responses from people saying like, hey, like, how do I address this behavior from these people that I'm editing for? Which I don't really necessarily have the answers for all of it, but it was super like interesting to see how many people like agreed with like, hey, like, I'm being taken super advantage of for my editing. So
She is. I don't want to burn bridges. Making a call-out video about getting fired is a great way to look like too much of a hassle to other potential employers. Congratulations, you played yourself. To summarize.
again, the irony is that I've gotten a lot of client inquiries since then.
Well, yeah, but they've
What's the
made
issue
you
she's
sign an NDA. Like, isn't that? I'm not being mean here, but like, isn't that kind of like an indication that maybe they don't trust you as much as like maybe they would have if you didn't make this? Like, I don't know.
Said that she didn't get paid for work she didn't do due to personal issues. It's crazy.
This is a comment I keep getting. Work that I didn't do. This is work that I did do and was lost to blue screens, like constant blue screens, and it eventually corrupted it all.
Fair enough.
I did the work. I always did the work. There's one time where there's a small delay because there's some weird circumstances like my family and shit, but I got it done. And I literally was about to get it done now. And I warned them about the potential like mishaps that could happen, but then it still crashed. I lost 12 of 18 polished minutes, and they're a business, whatever. But I still felt burnt. So I talked about it. Was I right for it?
See that she started.
According to all these videos, it kind of doesn't seem like it, and I'm willing to admit that. It just feels excessive. Maybe it's not excessive. Maybe I deserve all of it, but I feel like this behavior mixed in with my identity and appearance, it doesn't track.
This video by talking about an extremely valid response to fire her. Yeah, I had a drug problem and wasn't waking up to do my job. They were infinitely more patient with her than most employers
I had a drug problem to stay up to do my job.
would be if you did that. And that's very true.
Not their problem. I just did.
So honestly, her video was pretty bad.
I mean, still, your drug problem, even if you're like, it makes you like you admitted it makes you behave pretty erratically, and you were not being like you were being like snappy, which is obviously like rude. They don't like that. It's just like, it makes it's not like the only downside to a drug problem is your not getting work done, right? And even still, it seems like your drug problem was enabling you to procrastinate because you weren't making the like update deadlines. You were just only making the final deadline, right? Which is like obviously that's a red flag.
I think she deserves some of the pushback she got, and it seems like she's now unlisted or privated that, and she now has this new video.
So the stream VOD was actually removed for the portion of the stream where I had my prop gun and I was like shooting it around. It was removed for that. So one person who's not me re-uploaded it. So I wanted to include that stream VOD just so you knew that it wasn't so that you knew it was unedited. And then I published the re-uploaded stream VOD from my channel just as redundancy.
Video called Vindication. It looks like she does have the removed or violated.
Dude, Tom just straight up insulted her fiance for no reason. Where? What?
Again, so what he clicks on is the original VOD link, And I'm just trying. I put that there just to show. Yes, it was removed for community violation. I also want you to note that this video was uploaded essentially as like a fishnet for all the people coming to my channel to just shit on me, you know, without really, you know, wanting to hear my side because I'm the professional victim tranny. I probably should have blurred it out more, but I mostly blurred out the Papa Mean thing that I used in my stream thumbnail, and then I blurred out the gun that it would have given me a copyright strike. So then it looks like just a pitch black dildo up against my head,
This is
Like,
a pretty banger thumbnail. I can't lie though.
Stream on their
which is what I should have done from the first place.
channel where they talked about their supposed bad experience with Meat Canyon. Now, in my video about this, I basically said that she was ungrateful, she was a bad employee, she
Again, I didn't watch your video before posting this, so if you have criticism about that, it's probably valid.
deserved to be fired. And then she tried to claim that a severance package that Papa Meat gave her at the end was basically hush money instead of him just being a nice guy and like being kind to this person who he was firing, right?
I hadn't heard from Meat Canyon in a long time for this point, so I don't know whose fucking decision it was.
And giving her a little
Maybe, you know, maybe it was
Well, I mean, I doubt that Meat Canyon's employees can just give out severance packages without consulting him first. So I bet he at least had some involvement in it, right? Then again, I don't know how fucking business works. So maybe I'm talking completely out of my ass.
head editor, who was just a nice guy. Who the fuck knows?
bit of money because he knew
The only thing I had, like, the only contact I had with him was a few days before where we talked about, like, you know, again, just some very, like, face level stuff and then, like, pay. And then I tried to warn him about, like, the instability of my computer, which was, like, totally, like, you know, obviously it was not on his radar, which is fine. It's like, okay, well, you know, he has other people dealing with that then, but like I said, I'm displaying my perspective, and at any point you can agree with that, or else you can disagree with that.
maybe she was struggling financially. And everybody seemed to basically agree with me. Her insulting her replacement really shows how miserable and full of hate she is. I don't want to burn bridges. Making a call-out video about getting fired is a great way to look like too much of a hassle to other potential employers. Congratulations, you played yourself. To summarize the issue, she's upset that she didn't get paid for work she didn't do due to personal issues. It's crazy that she started the exposed
Again, this is all work I did do, and I really did not try to insult the new editor. I absolutely respect editors. They do a lot of fucking unsaid work, you know. The thankless contributors. Dude, I can't fucking talk. Thankless contributors to so many videos, and I've seen so many be taken advantage of. And I'm a very outspoken person with some things sometimes, you know, to a fault, obviously. But if there's anybody to like not rag on, guys, if there's anybody on YouTube to not rag on, please don't rag. You can rag on me, just say whatever the fuck you want to me on shit. But please do not rag on other editors. They work so fucking hard.
video by talking about an extremely valid response to fire her. Yeah, I had a drug problem and wasn't waking up to do my job. They were infinitely more patient with her than most employers would be if you did that. And that's very true. So honestly, her video was pretty bad. I think she deserves some of the pushback she got, and it seems like
They were not. Again, I took stims to stay up to edit all those videos to get them in on time.
she's now unlisted or privated that, and she now has this new video called
I unlisted it because it was removed for the stupid gun thing, but it still can be found in the description of that video.
Vindication. It looks like she does have the remove or violating YouTube's community guidelines. Remove or violating the guidelines. I wonder what that was specifically. I guess this is a re-upload somewhere. Yeah, this is a re-upload of it, but she did make this video on her channel called Vindication or something, and supposedly she addresses me somehow in the video. I think she also addresses Meat Canyon, so I'm curious to see what she has to say. Maybe she'll clear up everything, okay? Maybe she'll bring it back around. Maybe she will prove once and for all that all the haters need to shut up. She actually was in the right the entire time.
It's Bree. I'm just gonna do this over mic. Tom, I'm not saying you're wrong, and I absolutely appreciate you for like not, you know, using this as an excuse to abuse identity or appearance. So like ultimately, I super respect you for that. There have been so many times in history where like, you know, if I fuck up, people use it as an excuse to invalidate my identity, which like you have like.
Well, I mean, obviously. I feel like she has an image of Tom in her head that he's like this transphobic asshole guy. Like, Tom is not that guy, okay? He's like, I don't know. He's just not that guy.
Integrity to understand, like, hey, this is not related to her behavior. So, you know, before we dive into this, I thank you for that. Because I was out last night being the DD for New Year's stuff, so I kind of look like a disheveled little Gremlin gargoyle. But that's just me oversharing like I do with my audience. Sorry. I wanted to make this to defend my honor and vindicate myself, I guess, because apparently drama YouTubers caught whiff of this stream, and I have learned new insults. So, me saying defend my honor, it was meant to be humorous. I don't know if he's going to take it seriously, but that's just...
Yeah, this person does have this person does have a very dry way of speaking, so it's a little hard to tell when they're being like, like ironic about things and when they're not, you know?
Should I say, I'm going to defend my honor, I'm going to like RXD defend myself, I don't know, but it's like, that's just kind of the way I am. So I hope nobody took that seriously. For being a I didn't even know existed before. So that has been a wild experience. I haven't watched the video because I'm a pussy and I'm scared. Wait, dude, why did you censor tranny? Like that was like 95% of the comments I got were about being like a fucking tranny.
Maybe because he's not transphobic, bro. Also, he wants his video to be monetized. That's the most important thing.
Censor that. The mental fortitude to deal with that right now. I'm sure they made some good points in response to the footage that I had up. I became aware of the video.
Okay, I don't know if this person's really mentally well. They talked about the transphobia, I guess. I did see some anti-trans stuff in the comments.
Dude, I'm fucking trans. You expect me to be mentally well?
Good point.
What the fuck?
Section. I don't know. I guess I just don't really care. Obviously, I don't consider myself a
Fair.
transphobic person, but I don't really control the audience.
Well, I mean, you did kind of rile up your audience and didn't try to say like, yo, like, you know, this is not me addressing her identity.
Guys, transphobia bad. Stop. None of that. Like, is that what she wants, like, Turkey Tom to do? Guys, transphobia? Not cool. Oh. Guys, transphobia? Not cool. Don't do that. How do I feel like Super Mario Logan? That's the guy who does, like, the stuffed animal puppet thing. Here, hold up. I'm autistic. I retweet. Transphobia bad. I am. What's another funny thing, Boba? I say the N-word. Ha ha. Okay, playtime over. Fuck. It was empty. We're okay. You can tell I'm getting tired because I'm starting to sound fucking schizophrenic.
You really tried to like,
Autism.
really tried to like sick them after me unintentionally. You might not have noticed it, and that's fine. Dude, like when I was a younger YouTuber, I used to do like the same shit. People would be like, hey, like why'd you send this audience after me? And it's like, well, it's not my fault because like you said something publicly and then I responded. But sometimes, you know, the audience can be super extra, and I think it's a YouTuber's responsibility to consider like, okay, well, how could this, you know, how could this response be?
I mean, like, I just, what do you like, realistically, what do you want him to do besides like explicitly say fucking transphobia bad? Which, I mean, he even really did say that. He was like, I don't agree with comments disparaging her appearance. Like, he literally said that in the live stream. What else is he supposed to do?
Too much or too less if I don't like appropriately address like how I'm considering this in my brain. And I've made like quite a bit of an effort. I'm not perfect, but I try so hard to do the same thing for me. Anyway, I'm just gonna play the video without stopping.
I don't think that's cool, but I don't really feel responsible for them. But it's interesting to me that they read the comments with, I guess, some of the anti-trans stuff or something, but they didn't want to watch the actual video where there was none of that, and it was all just me like trying to make points about what they were saying. Oh, the thumbnail violating community guidelines. I think the thumbnail was like a gun or something in it, so that's probably why. But yeah, once again, I mean, they admit themselves in the last video they weren't really mentally stable, so not really shocking to me. But obviously, as like a drama commentary channel, when I hear about, you know, some former employee trying to like expose big YouTuber guy, I'm gonna want to talk about it, right?
Video's existence after, you know, the recent influx of wonderfully polite comments that I was getting on YouTube and Instagram, which are like the only two platforms I use publicly. Anyway, I'm gonna make this quick so I'm not wasting anyone's time. I've been in this industry for quite a long time. I think I started YouTube professionally like 12 years ago. And I would hope at this stage, especially for the people who have known me for, you know, as long as I've been around or an extended period of time, that I would have credibility when it comes to really trying to be as honest as I can and having integrity when I'm in the public.
What is up with this like weird like appeal to the past, appeal to your fans? Like, if you're honest, like just prove what your point, or like it'll show. Like, it's not like it's like, oh, you know me, you know I wouldn't lie, you know I'm a good guy. Like, I don't really know that though. I don't know Ms. Breezy almost at all. All I really know.
Right, that's why I'm trying to appeal to my previous viewers, because I've tried incredibly hard to retain.
Well, I mean, like, how do you want, like, Tom can't verify that in any way. What do you want him to do? Like, what do you want him to look at so that it's proven that you're like a trustworthy person, right? Like, it's just kind of like a non-thing that we're talking about.
Throughout my career, and people who have been around would understand that.
About them is like that they worked for Papa Meat and they made a bad video claiming that they, you know, were mistreated, when in reality they mistreated their employer, ironically. So I don't really know what this little argument is, but we'll keep watching. We'll keep watching. We'll give them a chance.
Public eye, and I hope that I also have garnered the same credibility. Again, it's me trying to establish like credibility as far as like what I'm willing to talk about and where I'm willing to admit that I'm wrong. And throughout my history here, I've never like died on a hill where it's like, okay, well, like, I can see where they're coming from. But people don't.
I mean, like, again, Tom doesn't know that. He's not like an avid viewer, right? It's like, actually, you know, thinking about Papa Gut, right? Like, Papa Gut had a good moment when he was like, he had like a very small beef with Grimsy, if you know who Grimsy is, or Grimsy at one point made videos on Papa Gut, basically being like, when Papa Gut was having his Deaf Noodles, was having his beef with Deaf Noodles. Grimsy basically made a video being like, "Hey, Papa Gut says that he cares about sexual assault survivors so much, and blah blah blah." And he was like, "I don't believe that Papa Gut does care about sexual assault survivors. Like, I think he's just doing it for money and blah 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 blah." And like, Grimsy had a pretty good point because he really didn't have a reason to believe that he cared about sexual assault survivors especially much. And when Papa Gut responded, he was basically like, "Hey, my wife is a sexual assault survivor, but I don't." But Papa Gut said, he's like, "I don't blame Grimsy for not knowing that because I don't talk about it a whole bunch. For him to have known that, he would have had to been like a super fan, basically, right? For him to get that added context of why he cares about sexual assault survivors so much. So it makes sense that, like, you know, he would have to do, like, Tom would have to do a ton of research, and that is just like, it's like into this MS Breezy person, and it's just like, it's what do you call it? It's unreasonable for it to expect him to do that amount of research.
I understand that when it's like, hey, like, you know, shut the fuck up, you're totally wrong. Which, like, I will admit, like, yes, I'm totally wrong, but there's no leeway to improve. There's no leeway to move forward. Like, sure, maybe I messed up all of my editing gigs in the future, but I'm willing to admit always that it was my fault. However, in this response video, you know, even after having watched your video live and responded to all of it, there are still some things that I stand by, but I'm not saying you're entirely wrong. So let's continue so that I can, you know, when it pops up, I can comment on it. For, you know, having no problem with admitting that I'm wrong. I've done it plenty of times in the past, and people seem to now think that I'm only apt to the self-righteous route. Don't get me wrong. We all get, especially I know that I am guilty of being self-righteous, you know, sometimes when it's arguments in internet comments or this and that. But when it comes to, like, really having to sit down and analyze the situation from different perspectives, I have no problem with being honest about having fucked up or being in the wrong here. So I don't want you guys to approach this thinking that I had any malicious intent or was really trying to, like, ruin anybody's career. Dude, it's hard for me to, like, upload opinions nowadays because YouTube is not my career, and like I don't really like uploading videos. You know, it's very difficult for me to, like, upkeep it. And, you know, having said all that stuff publicly on a stream, I have every obligation to keep up with it. I'm just not, like, well versed with it. So in that regard, I do apologize. But let's see what Tom has to say. Because in the stream, I did say I'm just ventilating. This is a stream being done in service of comments that I had received.
Yeah, just general advice: you should never vent on a stream. Okay, it's just. That's just a bad idea almost 100% of the time because you're just going to say something that you'll regret, and it's just, just go vent to a family member if you can't afford therapy. You know, it's literally kind of like the same thing.
Instagram asking why
you should not need validation from YouTube chat. All right.
So you don't have to believe that, but it's genuinely true. Like, I kept getting comments about, like, hey, like, why aren't you in, you know, Meat, like, DMs, like, hey, why aren't you in, you know, Meat Canyon's description anymore? Like, why aren't you editing the videos? And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to share my story. Irresponsible? Sure, I think, you know, YouTube has made that clear to me at this point, but it's not, like, again, like, this is my personal opinion. Again, I could be wrong, but I just don't feel like this offense was so worth, like, all of the heinous shit that was said to me. It just sucked, dude. It just really fucking.
I mean, that's just the territory that comes with being on the internet, right? It's unfortunate, but people are gonna say heinous shit to you, and they're gonna, like, try and, like, troll you into reacting.
To make it abundantly clear that this.
So here's the thing with that: you don't owe anyone an explanation ever. If you are working on something behind the scenes and you're a public figure and people want to know about it, you
this
don't
is also very true.
Unless
you don't owe anyone an explanation ever.
they're directly paying you to get that done and get it out.
I have a lot of respect for my audience because a lot of them have been around for a very, very long time. So sometimes I feel over obligated to share shit, and that's on, you know, like, you can blame that on me.
And you're making false promises, but in this case you weren't. You were just employed by someone who then you were no longer employed by. You could have just.
Also, hold up. What is the game that, this is totally 100% off topic. What's the game he's playing? Because this is absolutely a modified Halo 2 HUD. Can someone tell me what game he's playing?
Isn't this like Ratchet? Clank, yeah, Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and literally? Really?
I mean, yeah, you can see it, right?
Okay, which Ratchet and Clank? I gotta double check this.
Okay, we can skip this.
Well, I was gonna touch on, but he kind of says the same shit as Tom, and it's just kind of like reaching. That's totally a Halo HUD. We got plenty more drama to probably. I put in 12 years of editing, you know, work and experience, and I work as a ski lift operator and make like 1/4 more.
Damn.
So I hope that you know,
That's seasonal though. Like I live in Colorado. There isn't snow all year round in Colorado. So I just hope you're planning for the future when the ski season passes. It's already, I mean, you already joined like halfway through the season if you just got this job, right?
sound mind would understand why that sucks.
I don't know, where I live personally, there's not a lot of snow. It's been a fucking shitty ass season. Fuck, dude, my chair is so broken. I hate this. Is this hello? Dead air? What is happening?
Sorry, I'm like trying to do
Okay.
research as to like how that's similar. A
Hello?
lot of evidence, but there's like enough to differentiate it. So I'm sorry. I got distracted. Dude, I'm such a fucking Halo simp. You know, like back in 2014, I wrote like a 20-page paper about Halo lore, and I was like, I'm gonna make a video on this. I'm totally gonna do it. And then I went.
It's crazy. This person might be acoustic.
All right, let's continue watching.
I
This.
just don't work from any more creative differences. You know, boilerplate PR statement would have been fine. You wanted to talk about it. It's not because of comments asking you about it. You wanted to tell this story. Like, I get so many comments, people asking me, what happened to this video? What happened to that video? I ignore it because I don't owe anyone an explanation for anything. Okay, like this weird parasocial thing. Like, oh, well, a few people asked me. Like, just ignore it. Just ignore it. You didn't have to respond.
You know, I agree with that. You're bigger than me for that. You know, you
Fuck.
took the better route. I shouldn't have humored the questions, and I shouldn't have given strictly my opinion with nothing else to go off of. Which is what I said in my response, but I'll say it again.
At all, but I mean, they kind of set up the beginning of the video like they talked about taking responsibility for when they're wrong and being self-righteous from time to time. So it's possible that they're actually going to own up to their mistakes in this video, and we can kind of walk away with a nice message.
This is coming straight from my side, in that from a business perspective, they had every right to fire me, but there was an emotional factor to it. Okay, so this video was my attempt to own up for the parts that I made public that I shouldn't have. But it seemed like people didn't want to listen to that, and maybe it's partly because of Tom's response, but I just want to hear what he says. Like a business ethics thing that was never communicated to me, and I was only left to stew in my emotion. Okay, so bringing up business ethics, again, I'm sort of subtly saying, hey, like they're very new with all this. I don't really know how to like, coordinate these really weird situations. It's fine, I've seen it before. It just like, it sucked, again, when I was like, hey, like, I'm gonna put off school for a semester to edit for you guys. And they're like, yeah. And then weird shit started happening. They're like, never mind, you're fired. So it's like, I had to re-strategize. Totally on me. It's like I said, dude, like psychologically, it's like the top, one of the top five, oh my God. The top 5 most stressful things a person can go through is like losing their job.
Oh my god, I don't care.
And there's a lot of like weird, like reflexive action and behavior that comes with that.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm sitting here like willing to own up to all of it. Offer me all the criticism on my behavior. I just like I just don't think that the responses regarding my identity and appearance are warranted.
I mean,
Yeah.
that just comes with the territory. I think.
So that's only gonna go so far. A good analogy to try and like brew the same emotions for other people is imagine if you showed up late for work once and the company policy says that they can fire you for that, so they do. They're not technically wrong for firing you for that reason. However, you watch your coworkers do the same thing before you were fired, and all they ever got was.
I mean, were your coworkers not making deadlines though? That's where the analogy kind of falls apart. Is if, like, were they? I mean, I guess we don't know. Are you gonna clarify that? Oh fuck! Why does it? I don't know why it does that sometimes. It's so
This was the sort
annoying.
of vibe I got towards the latter portion of working with them, and so there was obviously a lot of emotion behind the story I had to tell, and the stream was.
So this specific thing, I don't think was even communicated in their original stream. About I mean, the equivalent, obviously, they're trying to draw without explicitly stating it, is that like other people would hand in work really late, or have a drug problem, or have some other personal issues that lead to them not getting work done on time, and they were fine. But Miss Breezy was singled out for some nebulous reason that we can't figure out why. I think that's what they're trying to imply.
I don't believe that anyone else had a drug problem. I just think that, it was just like they were fed up with delayed work, and maybe I was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
So other people were handing in work. She's so vague about this. It's unfortunate.
Mm.
I don't know.
It
I mean, it does suck if other people were handing in work late, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was less. Like, she would actually have a good point if she could point to examples where other people were handing in work late and like they were doing. It was like similar to her. I mean, she just doesn't for whatever reason.
came off super unfairly to me, but also I was like still the newest editor at the time, aside from the dude who just joined and was like in onboarding. So, like maybe it was like they saw me still kind of like fucking up.
And I
like,
mean, yeah, if you were the newest editor, then obviously you'd be the target because, like, all these other people have I would assume they have a long history of getting stuff done on time. If they start to fuck up, then it's not as big as a deal as someone who is just brand new start fucking up, right? Like, it just yeah.
God damn it. And you know, from my perspective, it's like, hey, I'm still trying my hardest, but like, fuck, like things out of my control. But from them, it's like, hey, you know, we have people's livelihoods to upkeep. So I'm taking all this into consideration.
But they never said that in the original story, so I just am having a hard time understanding what they mean. Unless they're just using that example on the basis of like there was some emotion attached, in which case I don't think they need.
There's a lot of emotion attached. Again, I can pull up this dumb psychology chart where losing your job is like top 5 most
I don't
stressful
care.
situations a human being can go
I'm being
through.
honest with
Needed
you.
that analogy really, but I mean, obviously they were emotional. That was very obvious during the original video. They were borderline. It seemed like crying at times. They seemed pretty upset. But also, I mean, I think that it's okay to say to someone that their feelings are invalid, and I think that Miss Breezy's feelings in this situation were definitely invalid, and I disagree with how she went about it. I disagree with the existence of her original stream. I disagree with her entitlement. I disagree with her poor work ethic. I mean, pretty much everything about it. But obviously, you know, she's responding again now.
A means of catharsis. I will admit that it was irresponsible for me to leave that public, for me to make it public in the first place, only having really covered my perspective and not really having communicated those opposing viewpoints as thoroughly and as clearly as I should have. And really, that apology just goes out strictly for the audience because I may have, you know, played a role in misconstruing or ruining people's view of somebody that they enjoy. And I don't want it to be like that. Like, I had my conflict.
But the thing is, like, it's so crazy to say this now because during the story, I think you called Meat Canyon a terrible person. You were saying like it's crazy to realize how, you know, when you blow up on YouTube, sometimes egos will get big and you can slowly see someone change to be a terrible person. And I thought when I was working for Meat Canyon that wouldn't happen, but then I watched him change. I watched him get, you know, too egotistical and too full of himself and like he was untouchable. I saw it on camera. You specifically said that. So obviously when you say things like that, people are gonna come away. I mean, those who believe you anyway, which there's not a ton of them, but those people are gonna come away with a probably negative opinion of Meat Canyon and a positive opinion of you, and they're gonna feel like you're some kind of victim. Obviously.
And I even stated in the stream, you know, I don't want anybody to be getting backlash for this. I don't want you guys to stop watching.
This just doesn't make sense though. Like I don't want people to get.
I mean, that's fair. Like, as a YouTuber with a platform.
This is like kind of an interesting point where like maybe there's some hypocrisy at play. Where she was like earlier, she was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe Tom's audience like came and attacked me." Like obviously you can control your audience, but then she in a way incited a hate mob against Papa Meat by saying all these things that couldn't be verified, like how he was a narcissist and how he said all these weird things about women. Like that wasn't her newest stream, but you get what I mean. She kind of did the same thing, obviously probably to a lesser extent, because I would be willing to bet Turkey Tom's community is a bit more toxic than her community, but I mean, still, it's kind of a similar thing.
And an opportunity to tell your perspective of the story, you're gonna want people to take your side. I don't care, you know, how fucking wrong or how fucking right you are. It's like, dude, like this, it feels like it sucked to me, and I want people to share this with me. And I have admitted to many faults throughout this. I still stand by some fucked up shit, like as far as like how it was handled, but I do agree with you. You know, it's like I'm trying to gather a herd to agree with hearsay, and you know, for this extent of you know what I'm trying to do, I should have had more proof. You know, and what I'm saying here in the response is genuine. Like, you know, I saw a lot of the responses, I saw a lot of the criticism. And it's like, fuck, dude. Like, even now, like I still enjoy Meat Canyon. Like, no part of me wants him to be canceled. I just feel like it feels like I'm never gonna be heard in this like weird niche thing that I went through. And like, you know, now I've been scolded for it. And you know, like even now in my own conscience, I'm trying to decide like, was it justified or was it wrong? Like, was I right for sharing this? And I'm open to every possibility now. And like I said before, like you can register this as backpedaling. That's fine. For me, it's, you know, taking the criticism and considering all of it. And if you know,
I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess you could see it as backpedaling, but I don't really see it like that. I think that, I mean, honestly, I think she has done a good job at least some points, like taking responsibility for what she said, you know, and that's commendable at the very least.
if you don't want to believe that, dude, I'm like I said before, I'm so open to everything. And I really don't want people to think that I'm like some fucking self-righteous, like I'm gonna start playing the ukulele and, you know, a cami in front of the camera with peach face. I genuinely, I want to learn like where I fucked up. Like, hey, did I abuse, you know, my platform in this way? Cool, I'll admit it. Do I still believe that some of this was fucked up? Sure. Like I will stand my ground there. But I want to listen to more of your response, and it's still fucking me up how this is absolutely a fucking Halo HUD, and I don't know how they got away with it.
Why like what is even the point of addressing it publicly then? Like your stream chat or whatever, your YouTube audience, they're not your friends, you know?
And yeah, I may have misconstrued that over time. Like,
That's true.
you know, like I've done so many streams at this point where it's like I get a very selective handful of viewers, and it's very like there's so many familiar names, so many like people who return. I didn't even consider the fact that like this would be picked up by someone, you know, outside of my my bubble. And in a way, I'm glad. It's like, okay, well, I was doing shit that I shouldn't have been doing, which like I appreciate you offering that perspective, you know, that countered mine.
They're your viewers. They're sort of customers in a way of your business. Not in a way. They
True. I mean, it is true. And like maybe like I have a tighter bond with them because there's like a lot of people who dipped after the whole like tranny thing. Like like especially after my voice started to change. Like there was so many. They were just gone. So like I have a really strong attachment to the people who have stayed around and still support me. And I'm guilty of oversharing with all of that because it means a lot to me, but it doesn't mean that I should be sharing all this shit.
are customers of your business, right? They're not your friends. And so I just don't get why you felt the need to emotionally vent to them, other than to like raise awareness for your own story and get the public talking about it. I don't honestly even believe your intentions here. I think you wanted attention on the story. I think you maybe thought it was
I really didn't. And I'm more than willing to make whatever I need to private, take it down, etc., etc. My career is not YouTube, dude. I really don't. I've hated YouTube for a long time. Sometimes I come around to like keep my audience updated, like I said before, because I genuinely care for the people who have stuck around and be like, hey, like I still support you through all this. But I've never wanted, if you check my uploads, it's like my last upload's like 11 or 10 months ago. I don't want this to be my career. I don't want any more like attention from this dumb shit. Like, call me out all you need to. Like I accept all that criticism.
They're really shitting on this
I will
Fabio
respond to the
guy in the chat. Why is that name familiar?
shit that I don't agree with.
That name is
But
really familiar.
ultimately, it's like I'm genuinely not trying to make money from this. All the donations from the stream,
I feel like that's a
going to charity.
commentary person.
all the revenue, there shouldn't be any revenue from the stream because
I
I
don't know,
turned
I
monetization
don't
off.
see
But if
it.
I do get any for whatever reason, directly to charity. And then my response video to you and the comments in general, monetization was turned off.
be a bigger thing than it ended up being. I think you wanted people to talk about it. I think you wanted Meat Canyon to maybe apologize to you or give you some kind of attention, which you admitted. You were kind of starved for his attention towards the end there. He wasn't really talking to you. He wasn't
That's kind of true. It sucked to not have an explanation for why I was treated the way I was. But if you think I wasn't, I didn't deserve that, then fuck it, whatever.
being nice to you. It wasn't messaging you about music when you wanted him to. And so I think that's part of it. I don't buy this whole innocence, I don't want anyone to get backlash. But like when you make a public video on someone calling them a bad person, like that is a natural, not even byproduct. Like that's the direct result.
That is true. And I was hoping with the video that I made that by saying that it would encourage people to not look, not take more of a stance on that. And perhaps I did it wrong. But I really, at this point in the video, if anyone's watched like 3 hours and 16 minutes into my stream, don't stop watching Meat Canyon. I think they're still doing great work. I think that their team is super talented still. And this is not a pity party of me saying like, oh, I don't want any backlash. I just, I messed up by bringing this public, and this is something that should have been dealt with privately. And I still think that their content is absolutely worth viewing. And I still think that their team still has fantastic virtues. And maybe Hunter doesn't have good virtues, or maybe he does. I don't know, because I haven't talked to him in a long time. But that's not my business. And at the end of the day, I know the team at the very least, and I know that they're worth supporting.
Result, right? Obviously it's going to happen. So it just seems silly Billy behavior.
Watching Papa Meat, I don't think I phrased it verbatim like that, but I did say like nobody go, harassing the Papa Meat team or whatever. They're still new, they're still growing, they're very, very young in the YouTube space, so I take some of that like naivety from them into account. However, I'm not going to apologize for sharing my personal opinions on how I felt that their decision making lacked the fairness and compassion that I was led to believe that they would consider when I was brought on. Because I told them like, hey, like I'm still going to be pursuing school alongside this, and it seemed like there was going to be a lot of leniency and a lot of understanding, and it just wasn't that way.
So this says he should be friending you momentarily. His name is Mama Say Mama. And if we get to that frequency, I'd love to do that. Also, if you're ever responding other stuff, just let us know. We can accommodate, not throw a bunch of work at you. And of course, any other complications or questions, just let us know. Want to make this as comfortable.
Again, I didn't want to show a bunch of like private like DMs or proof or anything. I just wanted to show like a small sample of how they like when I was hired, they seemed like, hey, like we'll work with you. We'll we'll work with the. Thank you, Reindeer Hummus. What a name.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think anyone really had issues taking your word for that. They were willing to work with you at the beginning, but after you like consistently didn't meet deadlines and stuff, they kind of dropped you.
It just felt very much like, hey, like we're really gonna communicate and work with you, and then eventually it became, we're dumping like a workload on you. Don't talk to us about it. That was sort of like my perspective on it all. And maybe I should have communicated more like, hey, like this kind of contradicts what I was told when I entered this position. So that part is on me. But the parts that I stand with are the parts where it was like, hey, like I was assured certain things that were not delivered, that were not lived up to. A lot of things that people seemed to think that I was like playing victim with or like lying about. But that's literally not at all my character. Like I said before, I try to impress. My entire personality is to try and impress. I torture myself over it. It sucks to be called a professional victim because I try so fucking hard. and sometimes I fuck up. I don't think it's indicative of my entire character. Anyway, let's watch the rest of this.
Gigs possible. Oh, wow, thank you so much. I was worried about the variables regarding my schoolwork being an issue, so I'm glad you guys are malleable with that. I mean, I guess we can see that this DM exists, but without, further details, without like literally every single message log from their interactions, how am I supposed to show if Meat Canyon really went back on this at any point? Yeah, I don't know. This is just one DM. Is this the vindication? Is this one DM the vindication?
No, the vindication was just me trying to open up that canvas of judgment a little bit, while also, standing with some of my statements. Like, I don't want to be, the person who's like, oh my god, I'm wrong with everything, and I'm gonna backpedal on everything. Like, no. Like, I will admit I'm wrong with whatever I need to, but there are some things that I still believe. And, vindication is like, it was mostly just like a joking title, because it's like vindication or something, like, I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
fucking
like I
right.
said before, this person's kind of dry. A lot of the things they're saying doesn't seem super like that. You're about to bust. Let's go.
But I'm gonna stand by some of the shit that I said, so I can continue to be wrong
Okay.
with it, but, Anyway, let's continue with what you have to say, Nick.
Vindication? I'm curious.
So you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. I think that I've been through enough professional workplaces. I think that I am at an age where I understand. I have been through a lot of very, very, very rough professional workplaces, and I feel like I have a decent gauge on what's fair and what's not. But again, just a side. And what I experienced was far from fair.
How old is this person? They probably have a Wikitubia or something, right? That's pretty Wikitubia. 28! You're 28? Oh.
Yeah.
That leaves a lot more questions in my mind. I kind of thought this person might have been like 22 or something. It leaves a lot of questions in my mind, but it also kind of makes more sense now. Being 28 and making that video is crazy though, or being in the position this person's
Damn.
in. Like, you need to get your swag seriously figured out, Miss Breezy. Okay, get your swag figured out. Turn it way up.
But you guys are totally entitled to disagree with that.
He's
I
really
did
pulling
not-
the age card. What does that matter? It's just, I think the point Tom is making, like, Breezy is not like a young person who like doesn't have a lot of experience. Like, obviously they should have the mental fortitude to understand like what having a job entails, and it seems like they kind of did from this interaction. But yeah, whatever.
I want this to get to that point, which can be, I feel like, a paradoxical statement because, it's like, I made it public, so what was I expecting, was
Exactly. You made it public. What were you expecting? I'm glad they at least have the self-awareness to realize that. They're not like a complete, squirrel brain.
someone grabbed onto it and made it more public, and so yeah, no, I shot myself in the foot there, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, if you haven't noticed, I'm not active on YouTube. This is not my entire career. I pull no money from it, and I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to use this controversy to drum up some views and make myself relevant. Please, for the love of God, if there's anything I have to beg of you, it's that. Do not misconstrue it for that. Ultimately, if there's anything I want anyone to take away from this, it's future YouTubers, current editors, future editors, anyone who could benefit from recognizing these patterns and recognizing, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be, I went through, or having the better, mental, verbal tools to communicate.
Is perfectly good, and they seem happy with it, okay? Because they're editing my videos every single day. They don't even need to come out of the basement that often, okay? They can subsist off of 1 cup of water a day among 3 people. That is impressive. Not anyone can do that. Not anyone can do that. And clearly, Miss Breezy just doesn't have the work ethic to keep up with the turkey team. Embarrassing. Embarrassing.
Embarrassing!
I need the max ween. I need the max ween. Hopefully Miss Breezy can move on, with this chapter of her life. It seems like she.
Dude, I'm so fucked up, bro. The stupid fucking Zoomer humor is rotted my brain. I need the max weed.
She kind of half regrets making it public, but also doesn't. I don't even know what she thinks at this point. I don't think she's a very informed, solid person at this point. I think she's just kind of floating in the wind, uncertain of where it's going to take her at any point in time. Meat Canyon, as of now, is not.
Yes, I do regret talking about a lot of it publicly, but I still stand by those opinions that I said. Should I have said them publicly? Why not? But I stand by them. Anyway, this being said, Tom, as reconciliation, I'm absolutely down. If you need any extra work, any extra editing, I will edit 2 videos for you, absolutely free. I just started a whole like full-time blue-collar job.
All right, buddy. Now this is hush editing. This is hush editing actually. So you just want Tom to stop talking about you, so you're gonna edit 2 videos for free. Okay, you're a piece of shit. It's over now. I'm just it's over for you, buddy. You're getting exposed.
School's starting pretty soon, so like I don't want to like set. This is why I'm gonna do it for free because I want to set like deadlines. But you know what, Tom? Like I kind of like your vibe. I like where you're going. I like how you call people out where it's deserved. And if you want it, send me an email. It's in my about tab.
What a wholesome ending!
2 videos,
Holy shit,
absolutely
guys!
for free if you want it.
How very
I'm not
wholesome.
I'm not fucking with you for that. Like I'll do it. Just make sure it's not something like super like time sensitive because again I do have a lot of work to do.
Imagine Tom like fucking emails her and it's like, hold on. Imagine Tom fucking messages her. He's like, yeah, can you edit like a fucking 3-hour documentary for me? Like the fucking super mega one, bro. that'd actually be like evil. That it's not. Yeah, like dude, this Christian documentary, bro. 3 hours. That's insane. That's crazy.
My full-time job and school. So again, you know, I feel like you had a lot of valid things to say, and I think that, you know, I still have some opinions I stand by. But you know, I thank you for, you know, dissecting all of that and you know, holding people accountable.
Oh,
So yeah.
wholesome.
As of this stream, $409.43, depending on what cut YouTube takes, is going to my local charity. I do not want to make money off of this video. If for whatever reason I get revenue from it, I'll post about it. I'll show you guys that I'm donating it. And again, it absolutely holds true. Tom, I want to prove to you that I have a decent work ethic. I want to prove to you that I can do all of this. You know, I want some action behind my words. So if you need any videos edited, I'll do 2 of them for free. And
Very
also,
wholesome.
you can fucking call me out more if I don't do it, but I will. Tom is the person whose video I was talking about during the stream.
Says his name right there, bro. Come on.
Like I do like actual, like, you know, physical blue collar work to earn this money. So, you know, anything online at this point, like, unless I've agreed with, like, I already have kind of a couple clients that I work with, and they're super lenient with like delivery times, which is like super nice of them. But I also want I want Tom to know that I'm not here just like trying to bullshit or drum up drama. Like, I'm serious when I say this. This is not my intended career. I'm trying to go to school. You know, anything that you criticized me for, like, really not, I should not have made it public. I hope through this stream that I proved, like, yeah, I can agree. And if you want 2 free videos, just message me. No question. You don't have to talk to me. Just send me the footage.
Yeah, it's just a little cringe, like at the end, like, oh, if you want free videos, just message me. Like, come on. It seems kind of desperate, if I'm being honest. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a nice sign of goodwill, but like, come on.
Just tell me what you want. I'll get it done. Anyway, I hope that you know, this is like hopefully a taper off toward the end of all this controversy. You know, like, again, if anyone has more to say about like my misbehavior, I'm more than willing to hear about it, and I'm more than willing to consider it. If you want to call this backpedaling, sure. It's me reconsidering the perspective and adjusting my behavior likewise appropriately. So that's my offer. And I hope that you all kind of, like, you know,
You're gonna need a little more
gauge
swag
both
with
perspectives and
Tom.
understand.
True.
I would just really hate for, you know, this all this time on YouTube that I've tried so hard to really do my best to be spoiled by this stupid mistake. So anyway, that being said, you know, thank you, Tom, for the videos. You know, anything that I disagreed with, I don't want you to take offense to. Just hear me out. And like I said, email me if you want any videos done. And that's about all I have to say. So thank you, chat, so much. And,
All right. Yeah, I think we kind of ended up there. Ultimately, I mean, like, guys, obviously I've added my commentary throughout this whole thing, but I don't think she was it really wasn't that bad of a response, okay? I think she, like, I don't know, I didn't agree with every part of it, but I think she did take some, like, I think she did actually accept some points, which is, you know, fair play. I think you know, she did a fairly good job. What is this drama here? I guess Brantley and Justin Minks are beefing on Twitter. Let's look at this. Hopefully dude, can we get a Brantley? Dude, I swear to fucking God, if I open porn, I'm gonna kill myself. If Brantley has, for some fucking reason, posted porn, I'm gonna end my own life. Okay. Okay, can we go back? How did this all start? Oh my God, this is such... I can already tell this is going to be a little cancer. Okay, no, stop replying to Drama Alert right now. They posted a video earlier today that was no bueno. Cowgirl got a strong opinion. So here we have, okay. A woman was going viral on TikTok for calling out Rainbow Boys. Does she have a point? Okay, I remember this. Let's see if I can pull that up. Dude, fucking Drama Alert unironically posts goddamn porn on their stupid fucking page. Sorry, Olivia Gino, but fuck, man. Let me see if I can pull that video up. Oh my God, this shit is so annoying. I hate Twitter. Okay, copy that. Put it here. Rainbow Boys. Okay, this is the video that they're responding to right here.
Okay. First of all, you just assumed my gender.
We're already getting into some cringe territory a little bit.
Second of all, I don't give a fuck. I know.
This is like, I probably agree with this girl's overall point, man, but this is so cringe. Holy
Oh,
fuck.
that probably bothers you. But the difference between us is that I don't base my emotional stability on the validation of strangers.
Base?
I
Holy
know,
shit.
rough concept, huh? And by the way, there's nothing wrong with me accurately defining a group of people as rainbow bullies when they are literally notorious for throwing temper tantrums and lashing out at people who think even minutely different from them. And by the way,
I mean, okay.
I
sure.
have personally been called things so much worse than a rainbow bully. So if that is gonna be the end-all be-all for your whittle feelings, then I think you need to go take a trip over to Super Weenie Hut Jr.
I mean, I kind of agree. If you're getting offended over being called a rainbow bully, you're a pussy, but also the way that she delivered that message was so incredibly fucking cringe. I never want to hear from her ever again. Dude, that video just lost me the one viewer we've had this whole stream. Thank you. This is what I was saying, but just to Minx or what the fuck ever had her dumb porn name is. Can Brantley type? What the fuck? It's so fucking stupid. She doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. Okay. I'm literally a part of this community, and she said, "Shut the fuck up, you dumb fat bitch." Yeah, I think Brantley is like bisexual or whatever, right? Like she talks about like the threesome she has with the Keemstar or whatever. Trying to hurt me. She knows that I have an eating disorder. Does she know you have an eating disorder? You guys like friends? Repetitively because of my opinion on the community that I'm a part of, then tried to call me transphobic and homophobic, asking me if I'm transgender to troll me and make fun of me. Cowgirl has a strong opinion. I don't know this hoe nor her eating disorder, if she has a joke online serious. Okay, if Brantley is being for real, it's weird that Brantley would assume she knows that she has an eating disorder when maybe that's not the case. Like, do these people, like, do they like, text or... And why this picture, too? This is a weird picture to attach. This is so low poly. Oh, I guess it's her profile picture. Okay, that makes sense. Still kind of weird. Why are you just now saying something about it? It was up forever. I just deleted it today because I was getting so much traction of people talking shit about you. I really do think do you really think somebody's afraid of you? I cursed you the fuck out on your own stream, LFML. Someone obviously picked up the bottle tonight. Disrespectful, so unintelligent. You should be ashamed of yourself, honestly. I don't even think about the whole situation until I saw that video, but you apologized and continued talking shit on me and Keem for a week after. I hit your on turf. Stop trying to get a boxing match just because you're a pussy can't sell. Damn, wait, okay. They had a competition on stream? Oh my god. Dude, I'm fucking stupid. Minx. Please excuse me and my schizotyping. I actually can't fucking... Brantley Keem. Okay, I guess nobody clipped it because they didn't care. This... Okay. Keemstar show clips with a K. Is this Keemstar? Is this really Keemstar?
Do you know about Trish?
With a K. That's aside from the point. If you're not a pussy, get on call right now instead of deleting tweets after 24 hours, ho. Damn. Okay, what else did Brantley say? Fuck. Damn, visibility limited. If I want to talk to smart people that actually have brain cells, not ones who have drank them all away and had a dick pounding in the back of their throat so hard they don't have common sense. Jesus Christ, bro. Oh my god. Look at what you're doing right now. You're begging for clout. It's very clear. That's why you randomly called my boyfriend that night over and over. That's why you're just now responding to my tweet, because you want clout to roll in Saturday night. I really hope you find God one day. You really need him. So no call then, question mark? I mean, I don't think you're getting the call. No, I don't need to. I bothered you on Twitter, and just like on Twitch, you have nothing intelligent to say, just jiggle your tits. At least I'll have something nice to look out. Are you flirting with me? What's up, baby? Damn, bro. Brantley went hard. So you like her tits? Okay. Minx, didn't you cover up a sexual assault that happened to a girl you knew because you wanted to keep your career intact? Yeah, speak to me about the cowgirl. Damn. People are going hard. This is, I don't. Okay. LMFAO, nah. The fucking Justin Me Stan having notifications for when you have Brantley keep posts is wild. Get a life. How you'll look. Damn. Holy shit, they keep fighting. Crazy, I made post days ago. She wants to stay something about it, lol. Only because it's Saturday night, clout traffic, and she can't put down a bottle. She really down on me maybe a week or two ago, and then talk shit when we over a week. I didn't know. I didn't really care that she reminded me of it. I said something about it, and now she wants to say something because it's Saturday. I didn't see your post because you're irrelevant. I've only found out because I went live and my chat was making fun of you. Get off your high horse. Call me coward. Dude, why won't Brantley debate, bro? Come on. Brantley, we need the content. Fucking debate this hoe. Ooh, get her, Brantley. Personally, I think the other fucking reply is funnier, but you know. Oh well. That was a nice little segment to end it up. What is this?
I'm pissing at the debate.
Jesus, okay. Alright, that's gonna end the stream. That's a good part to end it off on, am I right, guys? Oh, thank you guys all so much for coming out. I need Spotify open. Fuck. Spotify. Thank you guys all so much for coming out. We had great viewership this stream, you know, even though I know I have low viewership, but like, fuck, man, it's so much fun even when I have like 3 people in the chat. It's just fun, man. I can't help it, okay? I'm a simple guy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. I'm gonna head out. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.